starting to look more informed, but there's just these last few problems that they need to shake out before they can get the W.
The thing is that they were one of the best teams at doing quite poorly at a tournament, winning, poorly winning. But like the thing is, like the British curse. That's the problem. It's our fault.
We can only win in Birmingham?
Yes, exactly. Because Ari lifted the trophy in Birmingham in front of a home crowd.
Right.
Everyone was like, oh my God, this could be the year, you know, British TI winner. Oh my God. And then, yeah, they, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tournaments where they just slumped.
Just bombing.
Yeah, I just think it was Birmingham's fault.
I mean, you can boot camp as much as you want, you can train as much as you want, but you can't control the patch, you know, and I'm afraid the current meta, the current patch just doesn't...
You can't, Winter?
You can't... Oh, maybe you can. Maybe you can, you know.
No, sorry, back to you, Winter, sorry.
Maybe you can if your name starts with T.
And then
yeah.
Winter.
But it's difficult for them, you know, because the patch doesn't really favor their kind of play style, and they are trying to find solutions, but it's just really not working out. I don't know what they have in store for us today. Hopefully they find another different way of solving the problems. But it's an uphill battle for them, you know, from here on.
I don't want to see this Doom. I'm not feeling...
But is it the Doom or is his build, you know, his item build? He went Midas and Shard. We were talking about how greedy it was going Midas plus the Shard, because the Shard is technically the Midas.
It's true. Okay, Midas, I would love to see stats on heroes by Midas and their win rate, because I feel like I see them lose every time. It just is such a waste of gold. It's 2,000 that goes into nothing. I've seen heroes misalign their hero timings throughout this tournament because someone got a blink timing while someone else with the same amount of gold has a Midas, and then they just can't play together.
What if you're Ogre?
That's fine.
That's the only exception to that.
Still, by the way, maybe not an Ogre as well. You know, it's that bad of an item. I know I didn't want to be negative, you know, on day one for myself, at least for TI.
Oh, it's my day 2. I'll be very
Yeah. Could you just, you could do the translator for me. Just
okay,
keep
be nice.
absolutely hating on, yeah, Midas, it could be okay.
It's terrible. Why do they keep buying it? 0% win rate.
And I feel the pros might be able to be right in this scenario.
They have no idea what they're doing. We're in the lower bracket, guys. Stop buying this item.
Thank you so much, Rhea. I couldn't do that myself at day one for myself. But,
All right, when focusing on Iron Wing as well, T-Gov, you wanted to take a closer look at your British boy, Ari, as he's got some big shoes to fill. He's playing a very particularly good Hoodwing.
Yeah, and I feel like whenever people look at tournaments, they look at the win rates and they go, oh, this hero has a really low win rate. Why'd you keep picking it? But I don't think that reflects of the intensity of TI. Often comfort beats out the meta, and I feel like in this tournament so far, like even Yandex and Spirit and Iron Wing, like all of them are playing Hoodwink to such a high level, even though it only has like a 42% win rate. And it's like historically in TI winning games, we've had heroes like this where it's like Falcons pick up like a Disruptor with a sub 50% win rate to win TI. Liquid pick up, you know, a Grim... Okay, we have the graphic here. Absolutely wonderful. So Spirit, pick up a Grimstroke with 48% win rate. Liquid pick up a Puck with a 46% win rate. Disruptor as well. Like, historically, in a TI winning game, they have gone for low win rate heroes to lift the Aegis. So Hoodwink right now with 42% win rate, it's not like it's going to be forgotten about. They're not going to look at this stat and go, it's bad. In the upper bracket with Ari playing multiple Hoodwink games, they're not going to go, oh, we have to stop. Like, this is not the thing you do at TI. You pick the comfort and you win with the comfort.
Question, though. Do you think he will fall out of favor if Bounty continues this uprising trend? Because I think it's hard to play Hoodwink when you want to scurry in and out of fights, but you're just tracked.
I mean, there's always an argument that maybe there's a conversation that Bounty jumps into the conversation a little bit, but Ari and Hoodwink, like when he wants to play the hero, he will keep playing it. I would like to just see teams continue going for what they know they can do and trying to find solutions elsewhere potentially. So I don't think it's kind of Ari's fault about yesterday. I feel like other players might have just kind of...
I blame 33.
That's perfectly fine. We hate Midas. Why did you buy Midas? Sorry, it's my day one.
No, I actually have a legit theory why the Hoodwink is like kind of losing a lot. Yeah. I think for Iron Wing, because 33 has been doing badly in his lane. And traditionally, you pick Hoodwink to win your lane. And if you're picking Hoodwink and you're not contesting the lane and your carry is farming, not your carry, but maybe he's the carry, 33 farming the back camp, then it kind of feels weird because you're not killing the heroes.
I mean, you're also quite nice to Pure. I feel like Pure yesterday also kind of, he struggled a little bit.
He did struggle a little bit. On the side of BOOMBOYS, they did not struggle as much potentially. We'll talk more about them, of course, in a second, but I'm sure everybody wants to get one thing in particular on their screen, so let's get it started.
Iron Wing versus BOOMBOYS. Game 1.
I'm talking about the draft, of course. This is coming your way in just a second. We got BOOMBOYS playing from the Radiant side this time round, and we got Iron Wing on the Dire side with the first pick going to BOOMBOYS, and therefore that overall last pick heading the way of Iron Wing. Yesterday, we had some conversations about how we felt that first pick in particular just felt Winter a little stronger because you would be the team dictating the pace of the game and basically forcing the hand of the team that has second pick.
Yeah, you're kind of like making sure that you are in control of what's the trade. Because nowadays, I think the second pick team would just leave some heroes in the pool, and the first pick team would just choose what to get, and the second pick team would just look at what to trade. So I feel like most of the team would prefer to be on the first pick side. And there's also another thing about like this pick order. I think traditionally in the past when Iron Wing was doing well, 33 was just first picking his hero on the offlane. But I think right now you cannot really do that because most of the strong heroes are the carry heroes, and you're kind of putting yourself in a lot of trouble when you pick your offlane hero first because your lane is going to go really, really bad. I think that's particularly one of the reasons why they are not really doing so well at the moment.
I mean, also like in regards to like priority heroes, you know, the Largo, the Coddle, both of them, these teams that they want to pick up, haven't been banned at all in the phase, kind of flooding the pool with these big heroes. Lina, that's been quite prevalent yesterday as well, also is available. So I think both teams have kind of like respected each other, but also gone, we both like to play the same heroes, so, you know, we know what you can do with it, we know what we want to do with it. But there are multiple options in play for BOOMBOYS to go for.
Yeah, I think it's also super interesting to bring up that, of course, these teams faced in the group stage, and BOOMBOYS won that 2-1. Comparing to the third game of that series, where it had the same pick order as this game, BOOMBOYS have actually banned the exact same heroes as they did in that match, whereas Iron Wings have switched it up. They banned Treant before, but after that they had banned the Wyvern, Undying, and the Coddle, which are now all through. But Largo gets through. It was first picked by BOOMBOYS in that game as well. And then it was responded to by a Hoodwink. So will we see the Hoodwink?
No.
I
No
just like,
Hoodwink.
I like the fact that Iron Wing entered this draft like knowing like you're probably going to first pick Largo if it's available. So they already take away the Ember, the Puck, that us GPK's probably best mid heroes. That combo with the Largo to utilize the Croak to be really oppressive.
Yeah.
Sure, there's Storm Spirit, which is still available. The Queen of Pains, like the classics of like day one patch, but Ember and Puck are currently the big ones.
Okay.
And don't forget the IO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The IO is probably the craziest one of all. Maybe not exactly like a mid hero or carry hero, but still really, really insane in the team fights later on in the game.
We saw Shiro Jr. played yesterday in the mid lane. I'm sure maybe GPK can try his hand on it. I say that and I smile because I don't think he will. It will be if BOOMBOYS picks it up, it will most likely go to Kirtich as he does play very well.
I mean, I really like the Lina as a response to Largo. In a lot of the Largo games yesterday where we witnessed, the opposing team had trouble killing heroes because of the lack of damage. And Lina is damage.
I mean, it's also just like Largo wants to play on like movement and kind of spacing, and Lina can always play on that. She has the range, she has the itemization to match that. Like if Largo was to play like a 20-second fight, Lina can also play a 20-second
But what
fight.
do you guys think about maybe going like physical or some mixed damage in the Lina build, you know, against Largo?
I mean, I personally like seeing the Daedalus, the right click, because if you're going magic damage and try to burst the Largo, if you don't get the kill, Largo will kind of heal up, you'll have up sustain elsewhere, and then your Lina might feel like there will be a window where she can get that kind of the burst damage, but I just prefer the insurance of physical.
Maybe somewhere else in the draft they can deal with Largo though, if there are heroes that she needs to do magic build against. Yesterday in the games, a matchup I really liked the look of was Wyvern into the Largo, because we talked about how the catchy lick dispels so many things, right? It makes like Bane hard to play, for example, but Wyvern can constantly reapply her Q onto Largo, and like we saw the Largo suffer in lane so heavily as a result.
And also the fact that you have like a good combo with the Lina. I think Wyvern plus Lina has been a very traditional combination. You can get a multi-hero curse and the Lina LSA, and the team fight is all yours.
Yeah, it's very, very easy to take that fight. I mean, it also helps that Chasm Stone kind of just get introduced, and now Wyvern play. It's like Mana Boots, Blitz,
That's my
Chasm.
favorite item.
It's your favorite item?
Yes, my
On what
favorite
hero, though?
item.
Is it on Wyvern?
Every support hero.
Even if you don't gain any bonuses, just auto buy. All right, great.
Auto-buy.
So which guide are you following? So I need to unsubscribe from them.
The governor guy.
Oh wow, I don't make them.
All right, one ban here that Iron Wing has before the next pick phase, and
I think they have to ban Io.
yeah, I was exactly going to say that. It feels like if they don't, it's one of those, we're going to let it through and see if we can beat it situations.
If they
do
don't
get
ban-
pick out of this phase, though, so maybe they want to play it themselves.
Yeah, if they don't ban it, it means they probably want to pick it, I want to say.
We can't, okay, I'll say also if they don't ban it, then there's still the Doom route to, you know, to regain
it's not.
Winter's
No,
favor.
no, no.
Ignore
Bro,
it.
no Doom.
Sorry, I didn't see that, my bad.
Yep.
Okay, there you go, Coddle.
Also started out with a ball of light there for a second, but it was the keeper of the light that we did see banned out in that previous series that they played against each other. And it is a hero that Ari is very comfortable on as well.
Yeah.
Man, I don't really like it against the Lig though. You don't do a lot against Lig because it dispels your solar bind all the time in the team fight, and that's your main spell that you do damage with on this hero.
But I think it's just like it adds multiple layers. Like Coddle just isn't just a solar bind. It's of course reducing, you know, spell cooldowns, it's miss chance, it's keeping your heroes on the map, giving them, you know, regen through health and mana, and like it's just a lot of like map presence. And if Largo wants to take a long fight, guess what? Coddle can do that. Already mentioned Lina can take long fights. I think Iron Wings is respecting the concept of Largo and matching your fight style with our fight style. It's the same thing. And BOOMBOYS go back for just the classics, the Bane Mirana. I mean, when you look at this team, you think about the supports, often described as some of the best support duos in the world at their first 15 minutes of the game. Like, the way they move around the map, it is often quite exceptional. Runes are the main thing they play for. And when you have Bane Mirana, back in 2013, 2015, you're going to get every kill on the map. Still, to present day, it's going to work the same way.
I think when we've seen these drafts as well with the two supports, you usually like to have something that does a bit more damage and something that likes to have a bit more save. And I think Coddle, from what I've seen this TI so far, actually makes drafts a little bit weird in that way, because he doesn't really provide either in like burst. So how are you going to protect someone that's getting slept and arrowed? Like, these setups are so scary, but you also don't want to keep playing more like ranged save and backlines.
Yeah.
Like Ringmaster, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, the Bane is just really good against Kotal in the lane, because Kotal, during the laning phase, you like to hide on the trees and channel your Illuminate to push out the wave, get the pull, stack. Bane kind of just looks for you, sleeps, and kills you, you know. And now, you guys mentioned about the ring, having the save against the Bane Mirana, very, very nice. One of Whitemod's best hero of the tournament so far.
I'm really worried for BOOMBOYS' damage right now. Where it's like laning phase, sure, there's some outplay potential, some rotation chances, but in the kind of the mid game, they have no way to go, we are going to kill heroes, especially if Centaur goes for like this instant heart build that we're seeing. Of course,
Yeah.
Coddle and Ringmaster supports that like to keep people alive. Like, there is an argument that BOOMBOYS will just walk to an objective and go, we can hit a tower, but killing heroes, not so much.
They don't have team fight right now. They have Largo, but it kind of comes online later. The Bane, Mirana, and DK kind of feel similar. They're single target heroes. They're very good at picking off. They're very good at killing one target, but that's it. It's not the same against the Ring with the Wheel and the Centaur Stampede. Those two heroes are way, way stronger in the team fight. And right now, it kind of concerns me that BOOMBOYS have everything in one direction.
And they only have the one pick left, and that is most likely a hero for Kirtich. So can he really solve that with a carry pick?
Probably not.
Well,
Now, that's problematic.
I honestly feel like it's the other way around. When I look at BOOMBOYS' lineup, I see the ability for them to use DK and Mirana to like put kill pressure on mid, or to get that blink and then put kill pressure on the mid game. And Iron Wings, like, who really makes a play? Centaur's gonna go Helm of the Dominator. Their blink comes out a little bit later. It feels like with their build with like heart and stuff, they're kind of just being more tanky and a nuisance rather
greedy.
than actually kill threat. Your Lena's gonna be farming. Your supports are not setting up anything. Like, when is Iron Wings ever making a move in this
It's
game?
the carry pick. Usually it's Pure. Pure is the one that's going to come into the game, yeah. Maybe with some kind of... I think usually he plays like the Kaz, the Tiny...
Yeah.
I mean, he does have some games where he was playing Juggernaut, like playing the hard carries, but I think this game he needs to be like some early game hero, like Gyro, Kaz. There's no Kaz, so there's Gyro, maybe. Something that can actually come online. It doesn't really have an initiation, but he does give you damage in the early game when you want to defend your towers, because I imagine the DK is going to want to hit your tower. So I think Gyro against DK as a carry is always very, very nice. When the DK pops level 6, pops his Dragon Form, he hits your tower, you can always tell a team to be ready, and you can connect to the fight and defend the tower with your cooldown.
I mean, there's also an argument that you can go back for like the Alchemist that he's played before in the tournament, the super generic carry.
Yeah.
It has the blink, it plays the lane. Like, Iron Wing, their way of winning this game is just about efficiency. Like, if they are the better team in the first 15 minutes of farming, on paper, their draft should overwhelm BOOMBOYS until they make a mistake and give back some gold to BOOMBOYS and allow them to get back into the game because of the damage problems that we're mentioning. So yeah, I'm looking at just seeing a very stable hero for Pure. I don't want to see him cook up anything crazy. I just want to see like, okay, simple carry that kind of makes the rest of the draft click so that you're ready for that timing.
It needs to be a cheap one.
Yeah.
He can't afford to pick a hero that needs to farm a lot. And,
Yes.
And BOOMBOYS here, they have a very, very good lane setup, I would say, despite not having team fight, but their laning phase it's going to go well. I think this DK against Lina matchup also very favorable for DK. I'm sure GPK, he's going to do really well. And the Bane, I already mentioned, is very good into the Kotal matchup in the lane. So laning phase-wise, they have to do really well, come out on top, and try to use that advantage and snowball. Because if that doesn't happen and the game goes to the mid game with the team fights, it's going to be difficult for BOOMBOYS. And now they have the TA to even accelerate the game, so they can take Roche, they can take Tom. TA is really good against Centaur in the lane, very good against Lina and Kotal in the game with the shard, the silence. I think this is a very, very good pick for BOOMBOYS to round out the whole lineup.
Are we set on Lina to take that mid lane, or is there a chance Pure will play it instead and they can have something better, maybe also more movable against the DK?
I mean, for like mid, like maybe you just go for like a mid double check is not banned, no, like a Necrophos or something, just to fully shut down the DK. You let the Lina farm, and then you kind of connect that way.
It's so greedy though. You're playing to win the lane, and I think we already had this conversation before yesterday, where laning phase doesn't really feel like it's that important anymore nowadays. You can win the lane, but how much of draft integrity are you sacrificing to have a matchup to win the lane?
Quite a lot, for sure.
Yeah. How do you play the mid game if you don't have a hero that can come into the game and fight with the Necro? Maybe the Centaur has to sacrifice his game. He kind of has to buy dagger early. Maybe that would solve the problem, because if he goes for his normal build, Helm into Heart, then who's going to play the game with the support?
I mean, yeah, the main thing is I like that TA just broke open the game for BOOMBOYS, right?
Yeah.
Secured a lot of the kind of concerns that we had, because like once you get to your kind of Deso timing, like you already mentioned, the script is already there for BOOMBOYS, so they don't have to worry too much now. It's like they can go even, and then they can make the moves when they're ready. So
yeah, I guess there's actually more flexibility than we thought too, because we've seen Centaur mid this tournament. It could be Lina carry Centaur mid, and then they pick a different offlaner for 33.
nice.
They will pick the Chaos
Whoa,
Knight.
never mind.
Excuse me.
I love this hero.
I love Chaos
I love
Knight.
this hero.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, every time we go to a tournament throughout the entire season, in the back of my head, it's like, I wish I see more Chaos Knight. It's like high burst hero. You can buy Orchid, Armlet, Blink, like items that are kind of forgotten in pretty much the meta.
Fights early.
Fights early.
Yeah.
The problem is, of course, like your damage into AoE heroes can be awkward. Into Largo, you sometimes can feel a bit.
He's not gonna worry about the damage too much, I think, because Ring, Kotal, Lina, they give you damage later on. I think his concern is that they need to find a hero that can play early. He's very good with the Kotal, the Chakra, you already mentioned that. He can play with the supports, he can initiate. I think that's what they need in the draft. You know, it might seem strange, but I think CK is the hero they needed.
I think the kill threat in lane is kind of high.
I mean, the main thing as well with CK, like he can burst a lot of heroes. Like he's not a carry that struggles to burst tanky guys. Like he can burst the tankiest of heroes in Dota with the correct itemization, because he can buy Bloodthorn as well. So yeah, I think Pure, a lot of eyes on him, because he's got given a hero that not many people play, but he can break open this game if he plays the CK well.
So we do think that in the laning stage as well, against a Largo and the Mirana, he will have a good time.
Yeah, Ring, Master, and CK, they are very, very strong at the early levels, especially Ring. Like, you don't really trade against Ring, you have to. But if you add CK with the way that the hero wants to play very aggressive in the first 2 levels, there's a very high chance that kills are just going to happen the moment you hit level 2.
But at least for BOOMBOYS, when you look at their heroes, these are heroes that they have been able to obtain multiple top 3 finishes, top 2 finishes. Like, this is a draft that goes, if you took away the team names, that you go, that's probably BOOMBOYS. So that alone, when I spoke about comfort, they now have that comfort.
Well, speaking of the draft, let's talk to someone who knows all about it. We're heading over to Slacks, who's talking to Moon Meander.
Thank you so much. Yes, Sheever, we are here with the master himself, Mr. Moon. Good to see you again, my friend. It is great to see you on this TI stage, but let's get in the draft. So, a lot of familiar heroes coming out from the BOOMBOYS. You must have saw it coming, but a very unfamiliar last pick with the CK. Was that mostly because of their aggressive lineup in the lanes, or did you have that one in the back pocket?
That one was in the back pocket. This is our NT Largo strat. So we are like the Largo specialist. So we feel we know what counters it.
All right. You worried about anything in this draft? It seemed like you guys got a lot of W's. There's a lot of save. There's a lot of ways to deal with their heroes. Is anything out there particularly scary, you think?
Yeah, the DK combo Marana. As long as Mr. BZM doesn't die to this old age-old combo middle constantly, I feel like we got this in the bag.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. BZM is doing quite well. We saw his Invoker yesterday was absolutely insane. What do you think is going to happen with the CK? Do you need to win the lanes? Do lanes even matter anymore with how long these games have been taken, Mr. Boo?
I feel lanes definitely do matter. Late game is all about team fighting, and I feel a lot of games get to late game because a lot of teams are terrified to go high ground.
Are you guys scared?
Hell no.
Hell no, baby, but we're going to see that high ground soon, I hope, for our friends here. Let's get into the game and see how it goes down.
So much indeed, Slacks, as we're getting ready to pop into this game. And as I can see over there,
It's red.
It's first blood. BZM able to take it on Katomi. Miero also getting chased down. LSA is going to connect. You know what? No matter what, the first game of the day, you're going to get some first bloods early.
Yeah, they're going to start it real quick here. Once the arena starts bleeding red all around us, I know what is happening. And it's Iron Wing who are going to strike first. And a lot to dissect here from this draft, from that interview. Got a lot of knowledge, you know? I mean, I get nervous every time coming up on the stage. You know, coming to cast, I can feel the butterflies, the ground is shaking. I'd be a little scared to pick a CK at this point. I love this hero. I think he is definitely a little underexplored, and we've been seeing this development near the end of these drafts, where we're seeing the bans come out on Sven, on Tiny, on Alchemist. These like slightly active early game carries who provide a stun heading into the mid game in these very crucial team fights you just heard Mumiander talking about, right? CK's in that pool, but no one's been willing to bring him out.
Well, and this is what they said was specifically the anti-Largo tech paired together with Whitemon playing on what I think is his best hero right now, this Ringmaster. It's probably the best Ringmaster in the world. It feels like there's going to be insane kill potential. And as you can see already, tame the beast, get the kill. Whitemon does it. Yeah, this could be scary because he just died too. Did he out? 20 seconds on his DP.
Yeah.
Oof.
He's got a walk of shame, and of course there's no river on this side. You can't start surfing down to speed your way back over there, so it's going to be a slow one getting back. I like the idea too of the early whip as well, right? Like you have this dagger, but there's the lick counterplay, and they just don't give him a choice on the level 1 bullying.
Just down there to trade over the Nightmare Ari, not letting her freaking hold underneath the tower. You know, it's interesting because when I was listening to the panel, I felt like at the 4th pick for both of the teams, all of the analysts like hated both of the drafts. That was the vibe that I got. And I kind of felt like it too, because I was like, we're going to end up like 30 minutes, no kills, like people are just chilling. And then the last 2 carries were super interesting.
Yes.
We get this TA and then the CK as the last overall. How much did that change how we think about these drafts now at this point?
Yeah, the TA is massive because it goes from being like, okay, are they going to have some carry that doesn't do anything for 25 minutes and then like still is kind of slow to come online, or are they going to play faster? He is still level 1 on Miro right now.
Yeah, and Pure, I mean, it doesn't even feel good to not die almost at this point. Like,
Whitemon's walking him down with 25% HP.
Oh, he'll take a tower shot. I mean, you probably don't want to take tower shots, to be fair. But, you know, it's exuberant. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, but this TA, it ties it all together. This is a classic BOOMBOYS lineup. This is how they like to play the game. And Templar Assassin, the best thing this hero does for you is the ability to secure these 2 big objectives around the 20-minute mark of the Tormentor and the Rush, right? You hit these timings of Deso and of Blink Dagger, and you are just ready to roll.
Yes, it gives them something to play for that you know they're going to be looking for. The question is, if this CK counters out this Largo super hard in the laning scene. You know, Moon said, you know, lanes and matchups still do matter. I think they matter in, like, you can't win the game, but you might be able to lose the game off the back of a really bad lane. And Nero gonna be forced to salve up. Yeah, they gotta find out another way to deal with this, because this CK is already 15-8. Katomi in the meantime getting ran at by Ari a little bit. Kiritich turns. They're not going to be able to bring down the Coddle, but they are absolutely winning the lanes on Iron Wing right now.
And this game is set to develop very differently than a lot of the games we had yesterday, because you guys kept seeing this bounty hunter. It was coming out constantly, over and over all day. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it won every game yesterday.
Yeah.
And the way that it won, that style, I mean, it reminded me so much of obviously Tree and Protector, but just more powerful in terms of getting these kills. Tree, you don't have to draft around it as much. You can just like live on the other side of the map kind of for free as the support, still be providing this healing and getting all this vision, as Miro again gets whipped. Defensive arrow from Save. That's not really what you're looking for in your Marauder, right? Defensive arrows are not the goal.
I mean, I feel like that if we just look at the damage numbers, even at this early point, 4 minutes in, it's going to be insane. Because look at how much gold advantage this is. This isn't just last hits. This is like consumables and all these other things. I feel like Pure and Whitemon have absolutely destroyed. And look at this.
I mean, he's got raindrops right now, and he's still getting beat down.
Look at how much it is. 4,500 damage done at 4 minutes.
And
it's cooking.
The other hero that does this is the Mirana. As you can see, 2.8k, right? Like, she's also known for doing this in the laning stage, but it just can't match up to what they're doing to Miro on this Largo. A hero who's known for having a bit of cheeky regen with the full belly coming out of the lick, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're needing to figure out something to do here.
I mean, Save just came back and handed him the salve that Miro had to buy. So again, hurting into that network.
I will say there's maybe like an element of Ember in this for Largo. If he can still get the levels up, if he can still sort of, you know, get to that level 6, obviously you're going to run into, you know, mana problems and all the rest of it, but he will be able to have some value.
There's a reason this frog is so gargantuan, okay? He's a greedy guy. He's a gluttonous hero. This guy is never satisfied. He always needs more items, you know? Like, I don't... Playing for the levels is a bad time. Sometimes you can get away with it if you're playing for your Croak, but is there a good Croak combo this game? Not particularly, right? There's no beastly combo like a Muerta, an Ember, a Puck, or something like that.
Right.
It's nothing spectacular.
See how he does. At least at this early going, you can see BZM.
Oh, they're gonna kill his courier. I mean,
yeah.
When it rains, it pours, brother.
It's, I mean, everywhere that they're trying to go.
Okay, Miro, do not click Miro. Whatever you do, all right? Oh, don't do it. Oh, God. Panel, don't look.
He's queuing.
The Midas is queued up. It is danger zone for the frog. Oh my gosh, there's a drought. The marshland is just all dry. The bed is cracked, and he missed the window. You know, the frogs, they hibernate under the mud, Lyrical. That's what they're supposed to do.
I hear
He
ya.
didn't get under the mud in time.
Yeah.
He's left out.
Poor old toad.
There's more like, he's gonna convert from a frog to a toad. He's gonna go live, it's like when they find a dog living with a pack of wolves.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you see him pulled back in again. Another Tame the Beast. And Miro, his life is pain.
This explains like so much of the draft too, right? This idea, because they didn't seem concerned about the Largo, and they banned the IO and everything, but some of those other counters, like, they really understand this hero.
Well, right, because it's 33, like his most successful hero, I feel like. Over
Definitely
the last
as of
5.
late, no doubt, yeah.
And, you know, when you play that much of it, you understand how to counter it out.
Yeah.
BZM, in the meantime, is going to get found. Oh, the creeps are in the way, so can't quite get the arrow combo. And in fact, Katomi gets hit by BZM.
Give him the kill.
Oh, Save takes that one away. Still being involved. Anything is helpful right now.
Yeah, they couldn't risk it. There's no way you could, like, guarantee it for Miro. So just make sure the death happens. Help out your poor offlaner. Whitemon, though,
Yeah.
he took advantage, you know? He gets in,
Took it.
got the shrine while that's happening. That might not even be worth it in the end. A stun hits on the stage. Got one more leap. Is it gonna matter?
This is on the dagger. Does manage to get some separation there, but yeah, you can see this CK. I mean, we have not seen a lot of this hero. So what is the like downside to CK? Because he's looking amazing right now. Why have we not seen this hero before? And is there any way that BOOMBOYS can take advantage of that?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I mean, his itemization, I really like the hero because you can kind of buy, yeah, he's a, you can kind of buy anything, which is really cool. So one maybe issue is he's not like fully solved in some ways. Like he doesn't have this insane item build. Like he can't go like Mjolnir or something and farm up like crazy.
Right.
He's a melee core. Melee cores have been struggling quite a bit without a natural farm accelerator. Ever since they've lowered the cooldown of the Phantasm, it has become sort of his pseudo farm accelerant, right? Like you just ult and you farm through the camps and stuff. So I'd say that's maybe the one concern. But if you succeed in the lane like this and you get the kills, this is how you're supposed to accelerate the hero.
I see.
But to move on to something other than just this very difficult top lane, one bright spot I thought might happen would be the mid lane here for GBK. Because obviously we know he does quite well on the mid. We're used to seeing him win lanes. And BZM is not someone who often pushes his advantage. BZM is also crushing this game. We haven't mentioned it, but he did extremely well in the lane. He's back, he's farming. And again, this is what I mean about the game developing differently. There's no bounty hunter in this game. So this area back here, it feels very safe. Eventually there's going to be this roaming Bane and Mirana duo, but because of the disaster that was the off lane, the Mirana's far behind, they don't have the confidence to push forward. You don't have this offlaner who, you know, you take the top tower, you start controlling this space. You get a helm or something, the waves are in your control, and that opens up all this breathing room for the supports to go and hunt these cores who are farming the jungles like this. That doesn't exist for BOOMBOYS, so their path back into this game is very narrow.
Right, like the Mirana Bane combo is very, very strong when you compare them together, but if Bane had left that bottom lane, then Kiritich at this point would not have a game.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to wait until he was self-sufficient before they could make that move, and now 33 get his helm, and so they're going to be more free to roam around and try and make stuff happen.
I mean, Save's trying to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is going to be very successful. If he gets spotted here, he's very close to the vision of BZM. He just skirts past him, so he's going to get a really deep observer ward here. There is a dire ward, but Save is skirting fully around the vision it gives. Oh, he sees a courier. He's going to kill that. That might give away the ward he just planted, though.
Yeah.
But, you know, Wand, Blood Grenade Sentry.
And there aren't any other sentries right now on these heroes to go and get the D1.
And now he's stealing the Lina's camps. He's back here arrowing the tomato and finishing off the potato. So this is his solution. You know, if I can't gank the Lina and fight her, I'm going to try and take her camps. Unfortunately, she's killing your mid tower.
Yeah, this part is a little bit tough. And with 33 sending in his creep as well, it does set up for Iron Wing to get this early tower advantage and transform this net worth lead into objectives. Now, can they do this in other places? There's an immediate smoke up.
And now the boots of travel are out for this Lina. So this is why they want to get aggressive here on the supports of Iron Wing.
Radiant are scanning.
Moving towards their CK since he's the one that has an ability to help with some Sable.
Save. Get found. Already there. The solar bind and the hits. Looks like Save is going to be in trouble. Tries to escape. They're going to stampede for this one. Force that out. In the meantime, down bottom, going on to Katomi. He too is dead. Doesn't quite connect onto the stomp for Kiritich. So both supports falling. As Iron Wing
Ari
push this advantage.
After killing up top, Ari's already down here backing them up. And this is what you heard T on the panel talking about, this idea of just keeping you out on the map, right? He's throwing out these chakras, throwing out these heals. He's going to ensure that even though they just like kind of dove the tower a bit and fought this Bane, they get to stick around. So they're going to start bringing in some resources, but you know, the helm creeps here, it's just grabbing the wave. Nothing, you can't chase this thing as Kiritich.
No.
So what's the response? GBK coming in, his ult is running a little low, but he's got enough time for a fight.
33 going to be found. Oh, the Hurricane, he gets the Nightmare though. And then they use the stun onto the creep, and now BZM turns.
They kind of just committed for the creep.
Yeah.
They were like, there's no hope on the Centaur.
And in the meantime, Pure also takes the top tier 1 tower. Because when he is solo against Miero, I mean, Ringmaster is still in the area, it ends up being enough to take that down. 5K gold lead now at 12 minutes. Yeah, they really turned on the acceleration in this one.
Yeah, I mean, Miero, he got pushed out of his Ancients area as well. I mean, obviously he's a Largo too, so it doesn't feel that great to be farming in there. He's back on those only 2 camps he can access on the hero.
Radiant's top tower is under
It's rough. I mean, he's the same level as the Coddle.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Losing the Wisdom will also do that to you.
Yeah.
So, 12 minutes now, and BOOMBOYS, I mean, they're not a team that's super well known, again, for coming back from behind.
Yeah.
But they can extend the game for a long time, trying to cut waves and all the rest of it. Is there any hope at all still for that, like, timing of the Deso on Kiritich, or are we going to need to wait for a later one?
That's a toughie. I mean, the Deso Blink, I think you still just have to fight it, right? Like, you have a DK.
Right.
He's going for the Blink Dagger. I'll be curious to see what his second item is, if he sticks for the shard as well. I feel like he might just have to, just to like try and get some ability for wave push and maybe just like staying up in this game. But, I mean, there's no doubt that Iron have full control of this game at the moment. A lot of it's going to come down to the decisions they want to make and the itemizations they want to go for. Like 3-3 is going for the helm straight into the heart. I think this is a pretty good game for it. Like, they've already gotten plenty of kills. They've secured a ton of space around the map. They've gotten their towers. they can, I'd say, go for the final push on this bottom tower pretty soon. Like right now, the Wildwing Ripper is just down here solo taking it, and Kanomi's too scared to go in. They're just pulling the wave off, and this tower is just dying to creeps.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, right? He's going to have to pull it over now and try and pull that to Kiritich. But this is the danger, right? Things could go wrong, and if you lose this TA and any of her farm accelerates down, or decelerates rather, then you're just going to not be able to fight for almost at any point in this game. Pretty catastrophic late in this game.
It is, as the last tier 1 tower falls. What they do have to work with, though, is the Blink Dagger, the DK finished, and of course, level 3 arrow. So that'll be the dream. Pure, though, he sees Save coming in for the 14-minute wisdom.
Save throws out the arrow, connects now onto the Seeker. They're not coming to defend this. Yeah, they're just going to give it up. Again, another one of these shrines dropped. And, oof, it hurts.
Again, they're just ganking the Wildwing Ripper. They have now killed it more times than they've killed heroes.
Atomi does have level 6. Grip the creep.
Get it again.
Listen, you got to keep morale going some way. That might be a morale breaker, to be fair. I mean, okay, so let's think about this. You're down...
Thinking tap on there.
You're down 2K on the DK. You're down 3K on the Largo. It feels bad. Like, how bad is it seriously, though? Like, is there a way to fight back? What does Miro need to fight?
They need to pray that Whitemon doesn't hit Escape Act.
Okay.
That's what they need to pray, right? Because, like, the whole play is going to be, all right, we're going to smoke up, we're going to blink, we're going to stun, we're going to arrow, someone's going to die. And then if the Escape Act comes out and you hear the horrifying phantasm of and Pure just starts blowing up one of your heroes in 2 seconds, it's gonna be bad.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is take a fight when Whitemon is not there.
Yes.
Try and, like, find pickoffs, sort of.
Vision, knowing where Whitemon's moving through the jungle can be very helpful as well, of course.
Okay.
That's the best stuff you can go for.
Understandable. I mean, again, if you've got Bane Mirana, that has traditionally been a combo that's quite good at finding those pickoffs, but it also depends upon you sort of forcing Iron Wing to play in bad positions. Or
well, part of that is happening now. It is nighttime. Bane gets a big edge during the night. You get more vision than other heroes. So that could open up the opportunity. Boom, another one down.
Hey, they're killing those.
Another Helm Creep bites the dust here.
I mean, the TA's top net worth now because of that.
There you go. Doing something.
Nightmare, they force a TP. Like to see that. That's the other type of play that you can do with Bane, is maybe make these moves happen around. Iron Wing still seem to be playing very clean Dota, though.
Yeah, I feel like they're chilling a little bit until 3P finishes the heart, just because it's going to be such a massive upgrade. There is an Arcane Rune sitting bottom, and Whitemon's still able to just hold it for a while for BZM to rotate into it. BZM going first for the Force-Staff, very good item versus any Bane, DK, Mirana combos. You try and just, obviously remove your ally from the path of the arrow before it connects. Right. So now they have a second problem, other than this, just the Escape Act.
And so the other question then is, for Iron Wing, are we going to be seeing this team try and, like, pressure quickly? What are their sort of item timings that they're looking for to sort of take this next tier of towers, or likely Roche, I guess, is going to be.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question. Like, how much do you force the Roche right now is Iron Wing? Because there's definitely a situation where you maybe greed it a bit too much. Like, you're gaining a lot right now. Like, you still control the map. I like Tormentor for them. Tormentor for them is very quick. Right now, they're just drawing the line. I mean, top is pushing in pretty well right now. Mid's an okay spot because you still have your tier 1 tower, so they're going to try and make their way down bottom. It's not the most, I'd say, like, advantageous smoke right now for Iron Wing.
Yeah.
Their scan did connect for a moment on Kiritich, so they know that someone is moving in this area.
He's backing away. Does look like some of BOOMBOYS is heading down this direction, as well as Kiritich, understanding that movement, is able to back away. Bane comes in, gonna try and break the smoke. Don't think he's getting out of this
arrow,
as the arrow will land, but no chance for anything big. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they kind of sold it a little bit, right? Because, 3-3 has a heart, so he's willing to play more aggressive. So it's not necessarily like 100% guaranteed they're, like, moving through there, but that was a correct read there from BOOMBOYS. Only costs you your Bane. You're not too unhappy about it. I guess you could say, DK has also ulted. Right. BZM models up a haste rune as well here as they're chasing 2 heroes up top. Unicycle from Whitemon.
Arrow's in trouble as well. They find him with Pure, move in for the kill. Save does manage to escape from that one. So they'll lose the frog again. 1-7, 18 minutes in, a 6,000 gold lead. Now stepping forward, finding Whitemon. Is there any follow-up here? The arrow is going to connect. GPK looking for a kill. Now escape or stick around. Okay, they're feeling confident.
All right, is there anything you can really get off of this? Mid tower is really low, but you're missing your Largo. I mean, he's very close to Kai Assange on the Largo, and he's level 12. So honestly, Miro's in a pretty good spot.
He's recovered.
Considering everything, this is pretty good.
I mean, yes, he's, what, 3,000 gold behind the other cores, but it's like, yeah, there's something cooking a little bit.
Yeah.
I guess every minute that goes by where Iron Wing are not taking objectives is BOOMBOYS sort of slightly marginally cutting into the lead.
Very, very slightly. I mean, Kira is also about to have a Manta relatively soon here, which is quite frightening for a Largo who's so underfarmed.
And a Blink Dagger done for Centaur now, too.
Yeah, Largo, obviously a hero that succeeds a lot when he can get through the burst of the enemy lineup, and currently he cannot. Alright, so they are indeed going to take away this road from BOOMBOYS. BOOMBOYS, they don't have any real vision on the dire side of the map, so not any clear idea this is going on. With the way the CK Illusion is moving, you might assume it's happening, but there's nothing they can do about it.
I also really like the idea of doing this right before the 20-minute mark, because you see that line drawn, they can go immediately into the Tormentor after the fact.
Yes, this was a classic in some of our previous map metas here. They missed the blink here onto Miro. He's gonna get away with the hot foot hustle.
Nicely done. So manages to escape. In the meantime, TA, the glyph is there and has to blink away from BZM. So Kiritich not going to get found.
Now they do an observer ward here from Kataomi near the Tormentor, so this could be their moment.
I think, again, they're just trying to do anything they can to slow this down. Like, every nightmare you see where there's nobody around is trying to bait Iron League into a reaction.
Yeah, and do they want to just keep this pressure up? Looks like. I mean, why would you back away, right?
Yeah.
You have the Aegis. I don't think you need to go back to the Tormentor now. It's going to be there for a while.
True.
There's no hurry. You can get an answer. And they don't have an ult on GPK right now. Like, he was just losing his Dragon form up top while they're pushing that top tower.
Yeah.
So the Radiant Catapult is hitting the top tier 1 right now, but they're just going to lose their tier 2. A very smooth game from Iron Wing.
Mid, they're starting to TP en masse to come in for this. As BZM shows up to defend their mid tier 1 tower. They are going to try and pressure all the way and finish off that bottom tier 2 tower.
I wonder if this impacts the tormenting at all, or no, they're just going to stay with the plan and immediately run back. It looks like they are. I mean, DK form is back up. They could twin gate in theory, but there's no way you get all the pieces connecting in time as BOOMBOYS. It's more likely the better play is to do what they're doing. Farm up these camps, give away the Tormentor. I mean, how bad are the charges? They're pretty good, you know? Auto 2 charges versus Largo is really nice. Something to deal with one of the licks rather. So later, of course.
I mean, yeah, this feels pretty bad, but I can see a pathway out of it for BOOMBOYS, at the very least. They're spreading out, they're farming, they're trying to make that stuff work. And on the side of Iron Wing, I mean, you know, Moomiander was talking about this too. There is a fear of going high ground eventually.
Whoa, but not for them.
Well, yeah,
he said they're not scared.
You know, that's fair. The coach has to say that, though. I don't know if he was being completely honest. I think people respect high ground. But we'll see. Nero playing his little guitar for all he's worth. And in towards mid, you can see the movement from Iron Wing. Gonna try and make that pressure. The other one that we always talk about is TA level 25.
That's true.
Eventually get
every game is winnable with TA 25.
With blink back, Kiritich, good reaction, arrow, not going to land onto BZM.
Or sometimes level 30 if they take the instances instead.
PK, big batter on the hunt, blinks away, mid-reality rift. Now they're smoked up. Are they going to try and take this fight right here?
Ulti's back in 1 second for the Deacon, just their better.
It is the big jump, he's immediately gone. Kiritich finds a target and now Pure turning on to him, but the Moonlight Shatter, they have detection down, not really. 33, gonna have to stampede out of there. How much damage was done?
Stay tight, play the guitar.
Now looking, save, throws an arrow, not gonna land on the Whitemon, but this burst that they have could be pretty significant. Iron Wing up on the high ground, finds the stun onto 2, not bad at all. They have enough to get the kill. No, Whitemon gets the heal, and one shot onto Katomi from Pure. They've still running, and Kiritich aggressively moving forward, finds 33. He's in trouble, drop it down dead. Can they get some more? The catchy lick onto BZM. BOOMBOYS, they waited for their moment, they waited for their time. They are reaping what they sowed, and so are Iron Wing, as they find and kill the Coddle. A moment right there. In your moment of triumph, celebrate the fullest. Never raise an empty cup to the moon.
Yeah, the cup was empty once you lose the Aegis, I think. That sticking around there, a bit dangerous for Iron Wing, and they get punished. It's amazing because you see these incredible plays, like the healing coming up from the Calder, like 4,000 healing, and the two supports just saving each other back and forth.
He did use grip last time. Katomi got him. Kiritich, he's on top and going to take down this CK Pure. Well, wait, is he turning away, trying to arm a toggle, but GPK is there. Comes in for the finish.
That's unbelievable to get that afterwards as well. What a find from Katomi. I mean, this is why this team loves the Bane so much. Both their support players are extremely good on it, and he brings that element that we talked about in terms of like the bounty hunter or the tree. Like, you can really roam solo despite not being invisible and set up some incredible plays because of your long time durations on the stuns.
You know, I think BOOMBOYS, a team that at various points has been criticized for not being able to keep their cool. It's so awesome to see this type of, you know, growth and move from them as they are playing very clean. Even just yesterday on the main stage, Kiritich slamming the desk off the frustration of that loss. And now they're coming in, they fall behind early and start to make this a comeback. This is going to be a good game.
GBK having some very nice plays. That's the second one where he's just getting away by the skin of his teeth on those. I mean, Iron Wing, you can see in that team fight too, though, like they played so well. The saves between the two supports, like passing the heals back and forth with the Lotuses, the escape act and everything, but at the same time, they almost played it too well, keeping the supports alive, you know?
Right.
Then there was nothing left for the cores at that point, and then they just get focused down. Again, coming in, Katomi feeling brave.
This is a bit of a bait, though. They've got a couple heroes behind him.
BK has Force Staff and BKB. They're not brave enough inside of Iron Wing to go for it. That lead dwindling down. Level 20 on the Templar Assassin. The minus armor is going crazy right now. I mean, the Centaur, right? You know, we have the helm into the heart build, very common. He's got that plate mail to help out, but it can still really chew through you when it's TA.
Well, and we saw the burst potential that came from BOOMBOYS. There is also the other burst that's going to be pure on this Chaos Knight. You get a Phantasm out. When he's got Heart up and online, this hero will shred. Does need to deal with, like, obviously all the instances of, you know, refraction from the TA and everything else, but yeah, it's going to be something to watch for.
Yeah, Psyblades can, like, single-handedly win this game. The angles that Kiritich takes are probably going to be the most impactful things in these fights, especially as we get tankier and tankier onto the CK.
Right.
Because he really is going to be the damage for the side of BOOMBOYS for quite a while.
Yeah, and unlike, you know, some of these other mids that transition, I'm thinking of like Snapfire the other day and stuff, where you turn into like a physical damage carry afterwards. You kind of seeing what you get from DK.
Yeah, he tends to optin more for the Shiva's Guard and more like control-oriented vision for your teammates, which is really good with TA.
Right.
And like having a vision advantage is amazing heading into the late game. So if you can get into that Shiva's, it feels really good. You're going to have the Moonlight Shadow, which I feel like hasn't really been a tool that's been utilized very much by BOOMBOYS this game, just because of the nature of how the lead has been for Iron Wing.
Right.
But, you know, that could be the 1-2 punch where that second hit coming in from a nice Moonlight Shadow might fully eclipse the lead that Iron Wing have and actually propel them into a better standing here. Surely BOOMBOYS are just waiting for the next Roche, right? They have a Templar Assassin. They want to play for that. I'd love to see a trap.
Could be nice for them to get that going. Another 10 seconds till we're going to know how long Roche respawn is. And also next Shrine of Wisdom is up right now. But yeah, Iron Wing, now a 3K gold lead, still nursing that one, but feeling very close between these two squads that have had a penchant for going into the late game. I would not be surprised to see this one going 40-50 minutes again.
Yeah, it's tough when you decide to make one move that's a little aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Like sticking around after the ages and feeling like, no, we're still stronger. Like, we definitely win this fight, but you just get outplayed a little bit, and suddenly the hesitation starts to loom in. Fear is the mind killer, they say.
Dire's bottom
You know what the problem was? They weren't afraid of high ground. They should have been afraid of the tier 2.
Fear is the mind stabilizer. Is that what you think?
Exactly.
Yeah, okay. A healthy level of fear is very good for you.
radiant are
I mean, that's just evolution.
You know, you're not wrong. Blink Dagger for Whitemon, a little bit here too. But likely, as you see these traps coming out, there could be another play that we see later on if this TA thinks about going for an Aghanim Scepter. But looking at the item queue up that she's got, like Kiritich is just going all damage. Daedalus first, Shard. I mean, it's going to be pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Get towards that Nullifier.
Yeah, one plan on the mind for Kiritich, but I mean, that makes sense, right? You have a Largo, you have a DK. Let them do all the other work. Currently, it's Miro who's considering going with the Shiva's Guard, which I like that idea. Obviously, going to boost him up quite a bit with the AoE bonuses, and instead they're going to have GPK go for an earlier Nullifier as well, just to try and deal with the Ringmaster is the point
Yeah.
here, guys. If you're dealing against the Ringmaster, you get the Nullifier to make sure this Escape Act won't work. But it's a very expensive item, so we still have a big window here, and you're going to see it right hit now. There it is.
Escape Act is already out. The arrow, long duration stun, had Fiend Script not wanting to use it.
And I think that brings up an interesting question in terms of the Aghanims for the Centaur. Because currently,
Right.
you know, he's looking for the Shiva's Guard as well in 3-3 because he wants even more armor. He turned his first plate mail into a Lotus. But should there be a consideration for him to be picking up the Aghanims earlier in this game for BZM? Because if BZM survives, obviously there's a lot of damage, but BZM, you know, he's not the carry Lina. He's the mid Lina, much more magical focused. He's going Shiva's next, so he's not really a great target to save in that regard. And then, of course, you know, CK is based on multiple units for a lot of his damage, not just the individual. So it sort of hurts the Centaur in this way that their draft is constructed. And mostly how this game has played out, to be honest.
Yeah, it is a strange one because this has oftentimes been the thing that makes the Centaur feel better than all these other offlaners that buy Helm. Is that you have Stampede for the save and then also obviously that workhorse. But no option for it this time. I think some of it too is that it's both drafts are just so heavy physically minded in terms of their damage. Obviously, Lina, as you're talking about, going a little bit more into the Shivas and the magic build, but still huge components of right-click damage there.
3-3's Creep's going to get found out. Couldn't find any sneaky spots to perhaps scout the Roche, but of course that doesn't mean that they're aware this is happening.
Smoke coming out.
They're going to hit it and move out.
Yeah, I think 33 and Iron Wing realized that there was at least a chance, and you take it very quickly with TA.
So he's got 31 armor on Centaur.
Okay.
All right, he's got a Lotus, and he's got 3,600 HP. Can he die if they jump him first, do you think? Like, with an Escape Act and a backup, surely that fight goes well for Iron Wing if he gets jumped first, right?
I think so. I think you can lay him out as bait, and that's why he's playing so far forward.
Yeah.
I mean, the flip side to that is that if you start, like, spilling off the TA traps, it's still going to take a lot.
Yes, it might be a little scary to go for an Escape Act on that guy.
Yeah.
You don't want to walk too close.
Also, there is the full Daedalus done, so if there are some big crits that come out, that's another way that things can start to look a little bit better. As for the moment, though, Kiritich, while everybody else was hanging out around the Roche pit, goes out to farm more camps and just trying to accentuate this lead right now.
Save has done a good job paying attention as well to the itemization of Iron Wing. He has already picked up the dust with this Glimmer Cape bot, but not even used yet. So you don't even get that like one fight for Ari where you get to surprise him a little bit.
Yeah.
Just instantly ready to pop that and make the fight a bit more difficult.
But this is more the type of gameplay that I was expecting out of these two teams. The early aggression in the laning stage kind of had me feeling like maybe Iron Wing were just going to be able to roll this, but seeing now the backing away, trying to play the map, dodge out from them, this is much more traditional of both of these teams.
Yeah, these are two teams that play for objectives and the big fights around those objectives. As Ari, great positioning to pop a smoke. Your question is, can he get out after?
Nope. Definitely no.
Not even a little bit. So had the right idea though, you know? He is trying to figure out where they're at. Drops an Ob Sentry on the high ground here from Whitemon. Wondering if they're going, but they go into the pit.
They see the little mini Centaur, and now looking for a chase. They're gonna buy back, but BK trying to finish this one off. Can they go into it in time?
They're committing here.
They're breaking this, 33. They're breaking the Blink Dagger, not letting him go in. Kiritich trying to finish it, gets bashed by Roach. Looking for a wraparound, but they're not gonna be able to get there in time. Aegis onto Kiritich, jump forward, stun, hits onto 2. GPK finds the CK over the side. They're keeping him out of this fight. Kiritich, BKB is out, is gonna blink up to the high ground. BOOMBOYS, +1 Aegis.
Woo, nice Nightmare pullback from Kataomi to save that Aegis. Otherwise, Kiritich might have got locked down into the Wheel of Wonder. Turns his attention and pulls him right out of that one. And instantly picks up a couple of smokes. He's feeling it. He's got the Agnums done on the Bane. So, I mean, this is classic save Bane, you know? He used to play position 4 Bane, rush this Agnum Scepter. Now he's got his butt on his team doing it. And Save working towards his own Agnums, but it's going to be a while because he's now picked up the gem. So, some map control. Oh, he might lose this gem, though. 3-3. He saw the arrow. He saw it.
Oh, jumps in.
Oh, give me that.
And immediately...
Wait, they didn't see it.
No.
They didn't see it. Oh, they pinged it.
No, they got it.
White Mom pinged. Guys.
They're on it.
Please.
Listen, the supports from Iron Wing,
Yeah,
they're on it.
Core players, you know, they don't notice that as much.
Good ward placed down now. So the last couple of minutes have definitely been favoring BOOMBOYS, but Iron Wing taking out that gem in spite of the Aegis and getting a deep ward. There could be an opportunity for them to make some plays off of this.
Yeah, grabbing that tower in the mid as well, off of that beautiful stuff here. Now, this top tower did not go too well last time. So, I mean, the waves pushed out to their own tier 2.
Dire's top
You have
tower
to
is
consider
under
that a
attack.
bit here. Still full damage on the menu here for Kiritich. This Agnum Scepter ready to be used by the Bane, and now we have the Nullifier up and ready to go here on the DK. So they're definitely set for a good smoke out here. Got to get some map control, though. Miro has been running around and kind of just throwing his body into these lanes. He's willing to take the risk, being kind of the poorest scorer by a margin on the team, but this is helping him to catch up. Because he's not really worth going after. He pushes relatively fast, and he's opening up the rest of the map for his team to try and make some of these more aggressive maneuvers. As they're getting pretty close to Pure here. I mean, this is a guy with no BKB, but not enough of the catch is close enough here yet.
Another thing to keep in mind is that Nullifier just completed does open up kill potential. Pure can no longer just depend upon Whitemon saving him.
I mean, so many of the tools too, right? Like the Force Staff potential to help out from the Lina, the Box, the Glimmers, the Force Staff from the Caudal. It is everything, so. Stampede, the best thing you got there.
Phantasm, jump in, blows up Kataomi. No grip for you. Miero trying to back out. Pure still on him. The double gems doing work. Miero does get the BKB and the back away. Frog Stomp slowing down the chase with the Stampede to there. Miero now also in trouble. Iron Wing finds the other. 4-second stun, gone. Chaos Knight. When it's looking bad, you can depend on that guy to get some kills.
He is a big feast or famine hero in team fights. Like, he's one of those heroes that really needs everything to go according to plan and to have a really solid opening in the engagement, and then he just goes nuts, right? And then you see it right there.
I mean, this is really one of those games where the initiation from the teamfight, they find him, that ward placed down! Oh, they got it! That vision is all they needed.
LSA?
Oh, Kiritich, BKB tries to get out of there for the moment. They got the grip on the Centaur. How much damage do they have? Pure is eating through all of those refractions into this Nightmare to try and keep him alive. Look at him, back away, forward step. He's living. Kiritich survives that Aegis jump, but man, that ward, Whitemon got it down. Exactly what they needed to start that fight.
Yeah, looks like it's even been there a while, too. They had to drop a sentry. They get the Reality Rift.
Another one, Kataomi, need to get there quicker. He can't save him. Oh, they get the kill. He's dead for 90. And now Save also in trouble.
For a ward.
They are not afraid to go high ground. That's what Moon said, and they meant it. Iron Wing, take down, that's all of their damage. Are they going to be able? Oh man, what's going to happen?
So much backup still behind them from this Caudal and this Ringmaster. It's so hard to deal with these two.
Why would you ever leave? Why would you ever not go high ground? What could possibly go wrong? Pure starts to hit the racks, and they're going to slowly and steadily. And I mean, like all this chip damage just doesn't matter.
No, they just regen too much. I mean, they're double hardcore sitting in the front with a Ringmaster Caudal behind. The healing is too much. they get on the BZM, but again,
Nullifier don't have the damage, and now he's in trouble too, and he's gonna go down. The chase is there. GPK is gone. Niero also in trouble. Stomped. Iron Wing sensing fear in their opponents, trying to close this one out. Triple kill onto the tier 4 towers. Oh, Iron Wing.
what a read. They know. They're not coming back. We got this one. Whew, it started out really hot for Iron Wing. So many great plays during the laning stage. So many kills, building into a solid lead. But then BOOMBOYS, they find that moment. They strike back. A tiny little hole in the armor.
Python just unicycling in triumph around the Ancient. Yeah, drop the voice lines. That's what you love
Iron
to
Wing,
see.
get him a pair of Heelys.
Listen,
I want to see him doing it on the stage.
we've got 4 seconds left, but GG is called. BOOMBOYS know what's coming. Iron Wing come out victorious.
A quick, emphatic victory. Pure taking a bath in the well right now, going after Kiritich, making a statement as they take game number 1 with a beautiful last pick. They said they understand the Largo. They know what to do. I believe they were correct.
What a performance. And again, for BOOMBOYS, there were so many points in that game where it was starting to feel like maybe they could turn. You were slowing things down with Katomi on the Bane, and then in the end, it just was not enough. And again, that ward, it was these supports. The supports for this team are so good.
I think they deserve a lot of credit as well, because this is a hard game to win with this draft. I think you have to be very consistent throughout the game. Like, I mean, you saw it, right? They made one mistake, and suddenly the game felt tilted back in BOOMBOYS' favor. And you're like, oh, okay, ooh, this looks a little risky for Iron Wing. But it was that big lead they generated early with the help of the Chaos Knight. And again, BZM doing much better in the mid lane than he has recently. I feel like he really got a solid lead and helped control this game for Iron Wing.
Impressive performance by Iron Wing as they take the victory. See if they can do it again for game number 2. For now, they're victorious.
Thank you very much, Trent and Lyrical. The first game of this best of 3 elimination series goes the way of Iron Wing, and it looked fairly even for quite some time in that mid portion of the game, but at some point, Winter, it was just over, and it felt like BOOMBOYS had nothing left in the tank.
I mean, also the fact that the game started out with like a couple of kills, I think that kind of tilted the off lane for the Largo, kind of tilted also the DK's matchup, because I expected the DK against Lina to be more evenish, but he kind of had a hard time in the laning phase, probably due to the kill, the extra kill that the Lina had before the game started. It upsetted the balance of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Iron Wing at least had one mentality in this game, which was move forward, right? Because after the laning phase, even if the kill score wasn't really going up, they were always just trying to just be annoying and just make some move happen. Like, they were trying to go for kills, maybe it didn't work out, but they were just slowly chipping down, progressing the map. Sure, this wasn't the cleanest game, I'd say, from them, but I think they had the correct mindset of brush off a mistake, go again. And I think that mindset did allow them to eventually just pretty much close out the game in a very swift move. But yeah, Iron Wing, a couple things might need to be cleaned up in the next game, but that aside, we get to see an unpicked CK show off some of its strengths within the tournament, even though other teams don't respect it. Against Largo, it did a very good job in the lane.
It did do a very solid job in the lane, and we are witnessing a part of the game right now where we thought, you know what, BOOMBOYS, they have a shot of making a comeback happen. They've got some items on board that we thought would propel them forward and have a solid success in the mid game, but it was very short-lived for you.
It was, and I also thought they were going to do well because they got the Aegis right off it, and this was the fight that they took afterwards, which just went terribly. It felt like when CK could find the right target, the damage output was just unbelievable, and BOOMBOYS just get pushed right onto the back foot because they don't really have like save supports. They have Nightmare, and they have like Largo's heal, but there's nothing that really stops the 1,000 illusions of CK from beating your head in.
I mean, it was also kind of hilarious because like before that clip, there was multiple times that both CK and Centaur were blink trying to stun people, but they're probably the worst blink initiators because of how clunky their stun is. So you got to see DKTA just blink away from multiple engagements, which kind of gave Kiritich, who was having an incredible game, right? Top net worth, pretty much the lifeline of BB, a potential chance to get back into this game. But then eventually, when you don't blink, dodge, or stun, when you actually do convert on that initiation from Iron Wing, then you get moments like this where they're suddenly in your base and go, you know what? I think it's just time to end it.
I mean, I also want to add something to that. I feel like The other problem that I noticed throughout the game is this Largo and DK, they just don't really mesh together very well. Like we've seen Largo with Ember, Largo with Storm in the past, any magic damage, Spirit Hero, it works really well with the Croak, but with DK it just doesn't really feel like it's the same. GPK kind of had a decent game, kind of great game, but I just didn't really see like the combination with this hero. They first picked the Largo, and I felt like the DK as a follow-up because they just wanted to have a good laning setup against the Lina. Just didn't really cut it, for the draft.
Yeah, and we talked about the laning, right? And the idea of Largo, he didn't have that natural pairing. Not only did he not have a natural pairing, but when you get completely shut out of the lane, let's remind you, brother, at this point, Miro, he had a Midas in his quick buy. I was like, please, for the love of, do not do this. Of course, he then goes back for Sanj and Kaya, right? But like, this was just a complete outclass in one team understanding. As a Largo team, how do you beat Largo? And this was exactly it, because I didn't really get to see Largo ever enter the game. He ended the game at 0-5-5. Sure, he eventually did get to, the BKB, the Shivas, the Sanjkai, like eventual items to be tanky enough to deal with a CK, but it was never in time. It was never at the right Largo timings that we're expected to see so far at the International. And yeah, I think the CK alone in laning phase did exactly what it had to do.
Maybe, Ray, we'll see more Chaos Knight. This was the first showing we saw of the hero here at the International, and it looked solid.
I really liked it as a last pick. They pulled it out of their back pocket. Moon Meander said that it was their Largo counter, and it did. It did do that job, especially with having Ringmaster as such a strong laning support. You can just pressure him so hard because Largo wants to be able to dispel like one thing, but Ringmaster's playing with multiple charges on his dagger. It's like really hard to deal with that amount of damage and kill threat, and they just keep going on him. But I think it's hard because now they are aware of it, and I don't think CK thrives if you have to pick him earlier in the draft because there are a lot of heroes that can deal with him, and there are other supports as well, and heroes in this meta that makes illusion heroes like that struggle. It's like one of the reasons I think Meepo is so bad is because you have like Underlords and Wyverns every game, so it's like CK kind of struggles from the same. He seems very niche. I'd like to see him maybe picked now that we know that he exists.
I do wish we saw Orchid though. That's my one critique, dear Pure. I feel like CK is built on the burst, the wow woo woo, oh wow, and no Orchid doesn't allow to do that. I think he went a little bit greedy, going for like Echo and Manta and Heart. It's a lot of like strength and clunkiness, and maybe some of the mistakes that they made in that kind of 20-minute mark could have been rectified by having an Orchid. But that aside, I can't complain. They picked an unpicked hero. I'm being greedy now, critiquing itemization on an unpicked hero, but I know CK though, absolutely wonderful hero.
Yeah, how can you critique the Midas and say that,
Day one of my TI, so I'm...
And we saw it, of course, an answer to that Largo, and it had great success in BB's offlane. And to dive further into that offlane, we're heading over to Purge.
Thank you, Shiva. Yeah, I wanted to talk about the impact that lane had on the game, because it was gigantic, actually, with that CK pick. Now, the reason it was so effective in this game as a lane winner is because of these two combos here. He throws the first stun, and then it allows Ringmaster to land his follow-up stun as well. So tons of damage, tons of disable, and every time they decide to spend 100 mana each, Miro loses almost all of his HP, which means he basically can't lane at all. The impacts that this has on the game is gigantic, because his net worth is way worse. Here's the first thing. Ironwing easily takes both Wisdom Shrines. That means the levels for the enemy supports on Boomboys are going to be super neutered, so they're going to be harder to play the game. They end up taking the mid tower uncontested. Boomboys don't even show up to this because they know that they're not going to be able to do that. It was just a Helmet Dominator creep headed over, two supports in the mid. They're going to end up taking this tower by themselves uncontested, so that's a gold advantage. And in the meantime, Chaos Knight, who loves staying in the laning stage because he doesn't jungle extremely well, he basically gets anything he wants. And when he ends up pressuring here, we actually do see a really cool scan that spots out the enemy support rotating over. So Miro, again, knows I can't be here either. So this tower, which normally is ignored in almost all games, is taken completely for free because they're like, well, they can't contest it. We might as well take the gold and the map control. So all of these things cascaded downstream. Even this pressure that happened on the reaction to seeing them pushing the tier 1 tower didn't produce anything for Boomboys. So this is all downstream of that smart Chaos Knight pick that pressured the Largo, that put Boomboys so far ahead that their tri-core combo, which should be amazing, they've got Dragonite here to set up a stun. They've got an arrow setup. They've got a Nightmare into arrow. They just can't use these heroes in their draft the way that they want to because of that lane going so poorly for them. And ultimately, they did a great job not bleeding more. They only lost like the Bane in this example at a 17-minute smoke, but the downstream cascades of that pick was gigantic, and it was the reason truly that Ironwing was able to win this match.
And when they did, and it was so important for them that they did, as this is elimination. We're in the lower bracket here of the main event of the International, so this is pressure on. Now for BOOMBOYS, they are with their backs against the rope, so I'm sure they have to find ways to deal with that pressure. Let's learn a little bit more from Yero and Save and how they feel about this main stage.
Our journey in the group stage was starting from a little bit problems, and we got some mistakes that we need to work on. So we'll keep improving on it.
But eventually we knew that in the elimination match in Decider, Aurora picked us. We knew it's going to be a different game, you know. So we won, and we were super happy.
Of course, everybody in this tournament want to win TI. As for me, this thing is the same one, but for me, going through the playoffs and play on this arena, my family watching me and our fans, most important thing.
I mean, it's my dream to win a TI, so obviously it feels very special all the time. It's my 5th TI, and obviously I want to win so hard.
That's my 4th TI in my Dota history, so for me it's the most important one, like for every player. So for me, it's just my aim and purpose to achieve the ages.
I think our expectations were always the same. Like before the tournament, we wanted to make it to the top 3, something like this. I think it's kind of the same, even though we didn't have a really good group stage. It's still like the same.
Playing on the crowd is really good, and it gives you more feelings about this tournament. So this tournament, it's different between other tournaments, of course.
I'm super happy that we have this possibility to play in front of the people that cheer for us. So yeah, I'm super happy and grateful for the support from all the fans.
Third, second, and 4th. That's just the last 3 placements that BOOMBOYS have gotten in the last 3 tournaments they played before TI. The last 3 Tier 1 tournaments. So this team getting top 4, that's normal. They have had an incredible year. Top 4 majority of the events they played. And I think TGov then being faced here with potential elimination at top 8 is disastrous.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the biggest shocker for them, right? That the idea, when you come into TI, you look at your previous form, you're like, you know what, guys, we're making it to Saturday, we're making it to Sunday. Like, you have that confidence. And I think just the group stage, it probably took a lot of wind out of their sail. Like, no, wait a second, we're not in the form that we were in earlier in the year. Like, what's happened? Like, nothing should have changed since, you know, the tournament before to now being at TI. But of course, that is just the beauty of TI, the pressure it applies. And right now, it is hitting BOOMBOYS extremely hard because this is not the team that has been able to dominate and be a contender in multiple tournaments throughout 2026.
Yeah, at the same time, I felt they did really well yesterday against Vision. They were able to take a game off. So yesterday, I think they did well. But maybe you're right, you know. Today, it's an elimination game, totally different series, and the pressure is really getting to them. Because they kind of go back to their lane dominance.
Yeah. The pressure was felt, and lane dominance has been something that every time BOOMBOYS is on stage, we talk about it because that is, in the past, always been how this team wins games. They win the lanes, and then they push that advantage into a successful game. This first game, Rhea, no winning lanes. This was not part of their formula at all. Is that where you would want to see things change going into game number 2 that is coming our way soon?
I mean, no one could have seen the CK lost pick coming.
True.
Let's just write it off as, oh, they got us, those guys, those funny little guys. And now we know that it exists. We're not going to get caught by it again. Like Winter said, their match yesterday was so high skill. They should have won the first game, which meant they honestly could have won that entire series. This is definitely a team we can see go all the way. So I think even though this one looked rough, I would just call it an off game.
Yeah, and you also kind of fell into a bit of a drafting trap, right? Like when you see from the bans of Iron Wing, like throwing kind of all these bans into heroes that you know, BB haven't really been first picking compared to like the Coddle, the Largos, these other options, the Banes, and now suddenly it's like, wait, we have all these options that we love picking. Let's take the Largo, and now, you know, many picks later, now CK appears, right? I feel like the entire time, this feels like something that was in the playbook from last night. Like, Moon Meander's like, guys, this is what we're going to do. When we get to 24 pick, we're ready to pick this hero. Like, we don't care about Largo at all. Let's test them in game 1. So I think coming into game 2, it can only get better for BB because you don't have this many, you know, strats all perfectly prepped. That just felt like the perfect, you know, playbook prep.
Yeah, that's why it's important to get the right pairing with the Largo, because the Largo's problems was the CK. And if the Largo had the conventional pairings, the Spirit Heroes, any magic damage, then the CK wouldn't have been a problem. Sure, it's also an overall last pick, so you can't really account for that. But that's the thing with drafting. You need to have your drafts be prepared to deal with whatever your opponent throws at you.
And also, it's like when you think about these two teams, right? Miro honestly is quite a staple in BB's success, right? He often is the flexible offlaner that has creativity in his hero pool that will make moves throughout the map and just be a nuisance in the early game, utilizing what the supports do. And then you look towards Pure, probably one of the more inconsistent carry players, I'd say, in regards to laning. Sometimes he looks incredible, sometimes the opposite of incredible. Again, TI, love the game. But yeah, I feel like Pure's inconsistency is something that you should look to lean towards, and giving him that last pick, the perfect counter pick to a Largo, showing us like that normally doesn't happen in drafts. So I feel like BB can draft in a different way to force, you know, Pure's hero earlier, give Mira the counter matchup, create that volatility in Pure that we often see in tournaments. And that's where we see Iron Wing in the lower bracket. Not like, again, the game we just saw, that's an upper bracket Iron Wing. That's a very dominant performance. Like, yeah, there are ways for BOOMBOYS to get back into this.
Maybe then don't ban Doom, let them have it.
Honestly, I think watching 33 play last game was actually really exciting for me. I think a lot of people find Helm boring at this point because they see it every game. And they're like, oh, this super creep can do so much. I love it. I think it's amazing. And 33 last game was having so many good moves with it around the map, like taking mid tower with it early. Like, this guy is farming camps, right? He is increasing his net worth whilst having impact on a mid push to take that tower, that crucial tower. He's also blocking the ancient camp with his creep. And on top of that, he's also like scouting and giving vision. He's controlling the Roche, which he knows the TA wants. This guy did so much with his Helm.
He had tremendous impact. So did the team. Iron Wing crushing that game 1. They are in the lower bracket, and they do not seem phased by that at all. That performance was stellar. As Tigov said, they played like an upper bracket Iron Wing. Whereas BOOMBOYS, they are left struggling. They are now 1 game away from elimination here from the International. They have still got a chance though, because of course it is a best of 3. 1 game down doesn't mean you're out. Let's see what's gonna happen next.
Iron Wing versus BOOMBOYS. Game 2.
We got ourselves a tiny bit of a repeat in the sense that BOOMBOYS for game number 2 will be on the Radiant side. Again, Iron Wing on the Dire side, but where BOOMBOYS was first pick in the previous game, this time around, it is Iron Wing that gets a first pick, and therefore BOOMBOYS get that overall last pick, so potentially they can utilize that last pick the same way Iron Wing did in game number 1 and setting someone up for tremendous success. We got a couple bans out already. First pick is coming in. Winter, what do you hope to see? We already cannot see the Largo coming out anymore.
I want to see Bounty Hunter, please. I'm sorry.
I don't know if that's going to happen on the side of Iron Wing.
That's fine. There's more series today.
There are more
We'll see Bounty at some point today. Don't worry.
I'm sure. I want to see a Bounty and a Spirit Breaker chasing him.
Okay, all right.
Everybody can have dreams, Winter.
I mean,
I
if
won't take
LGD
it away from you.
We're still in the tournament, they'd be playing it, so.
Yeah, we got Lina. That's a lot more stable. Instant denial, no hesitation whatsoever.
This is Kiritish's best hero.
They have got some flex potential, right? Save and Kataomi both also play IO if required.
It's not a support hero in my opinion right now. The hero has to be a core.
just gasped somewhere a mile away.
It's not. You can play it as a support hero, but the hero just excels at a core role.
Yeah. No, again, I feel like at least within the openings, I think BOOMBOYS respected the ideas of Largo Coddle. They also were kind of I think, happy to be on second pick now because I feel like they got a bit figured out in regards to the first pick, the Largo. So it kind of gets the full mental reset coming into game 2. And then 2 heroes that have just been dominating in the games that we've been seeing, right? So you can't really fault either team picking them up. It's now, how do you complement them? Like Io, you know the Ags timing, the level timing that you're playing for. You need heroes to rally around you, play through you. And for Lina, it's about protection. Have that front line, have ways to initiate, kind of create that spacing so Lina can be that turret.
Yeah, again,
And Undying now banned.
Again, the pairing. Last game we had the Largo pairing. This game we have the Io pairing. I think yesterday when Saber was here, he also mentioned that whenever you have Io as a carry or mid, you want another core on the other lanes to be a good pairing. Like Slug was one of those pairings that we saw during the group stages, which worked really well.
The Slug was always good because it's been picked into an Ember response, right? In every game that I've seen so far, it's always been like, oh, we see Ember mid, I pick Slark, and now I's got a good time, so I don't mind the concept of Slark, but with Ember already banned out, maybe there's some other options in play. Maybe some like off-lane Night Stalker eventually down the line for Miro that you can also play on, where it's like this insane movement vision. But there's fun options available that we probably haven't seen yet at TI.
Oh yeah, I would love to see Night Stalker. I really liked when WS played it in the group stage. I think he showed the strength. Even though they lost that game, I believe it was a little bit of a throw, and I think he showed the strength of a hero when a lot of people have written it off, especially since the change to Essence Distill that gives the vision of him and shares it. So I think that hero's great. I think it's really good against Io Wyvern, especially if Iron Wing want to look towards it. I don't know if 33 likes that hero. Oh no, he's played it, yeah. I do want to see Mirana picked again. Personally, throughout these games, I felt like the invisibility has been such a nightmare for everyone. This includes the bounty as well. But when you're playing so much invis, it feels like it makes the map so much harder to play for the team against it. And then we end up seeing teams carrying double gems. Like they'll steal, sometimes they steal them from the enemy, sometimes they just buy a second one. You invest so much economy into gem, into sentries, that it just makes the game so much harder.
And on top of that, maybe also with the map being bigger, means you need more sentries, mean they're out of stock a lot. So yeah, you do have to risk it with those gems.
It kind of secures the rune for you. Every 2 minutes you have MLS for the runes. So it kind of, I feel like generally the team with the Mirana has control over the runes.
Ah, Winter!
Nice. Nice. Bounty, Lina, Darkseer.
I think this bounty is so good into Io. Because something I was thinking with the Io is how he farms the duo camp, but Bounty's gonna be able to go and disrupt that so much because he can just block the camps with his body and then again like force sentries onto the camp. But Io can't kill Bounty, right? Bounty's just gonna run away. So he can be so annoying for Io.
Yeah. And also, like with the Darkseer, picking it into Io, you're kind of just doing a trade of farm. Both heroes will happily farm their lanes. There shouldn't be any kill threat on either side. Darkseer will get to go pipe to deal with the eventual kind of magic, kind of damage timing of Io. So I feel like they're going to be pretty happy with the pickup on Iron Wing. Still, I am looking towards BOOMBOYS being very comfortable. The Kiritich Io, GPK getting his puck with pretty much no lockdown for him at the moment. That is a major question that Iron Wing needs to answer. Especially if Lina does go towards mid, now you're looking towards Pure, or the position 5 being that lockdown often isn't the best answer to a mid puck.
Do you like it though? When we have Io, we talked about wanting another core pairing, and now your mid is going to be a puck, which feels a bit bad in my opinion.
The offlane can do it, right? The Io can twin gate and go towards an Axe or Slaughter. There's so many
bans, so no.
I mean, type hero. Any of these offlaners that are aggressive and move forwards on the map will be the Io pairing. But yeah, I'm looking towards Miro to kind of activate the Io in that way. And the classic hoodwink, 42% odd win rate. Again, saves on the team is perfectly fine.
Yeah, it just gives them the setup, right? They were lacking stuns. Their Wyvern and Io, like Puck Pearl is not enough. So you need something else, and the pushback is the perfect spell to tie everything together. Whereas right now, I mean, if you're looking to find answers on carry against Puck, you want heroes that could either build Orchid or have some sort of silence against Puck. And I think okay, so they just go for the counter from the support role. They go for the Lion with the Hex. Not the most like a conventional hero on the position 5, but Whitemon does play this hero well.
You don't need to be careful on Iron Wing for the old classics of like the Lycans and the Beastmasters right now. Like when I look towards Bounty and Lion,
Lion, Lina, so many squishy heroes.
It's like everything just feels squishy, and like as much as it's not like the best partnership from IO, I think it in itself will break the map enough that you can like tether the wolf. You can just do these annoying things. So I'm worried for the Zoo.
Can they preemptively pick a carry that would deal with those heroes right
For sure,
now?
yeah. It could be 2 bans elsewhere, pick a carry to deal with the Zoo, and then you kind of cover yourself against 4 heroes. That is an option, but that's currently in my mind for how BOOMBOYS can make this draft go from just annoying to potentially just game-winning. But respecting the global play with the Underlord at the moment, of course with Puck, pretty much GPK other than the Lion, of course you can deal with that with Aeon Disc or Lincolns or whatever. You are just going to be jumping around the map and setting a lot of things up. So again, I can see the Underlord ban, respecting the relocate plus the Puck setup, and then a Fiend's Gate on top.
Yeah, they possibly want Tiny because they're banning the Underlord. Underlord has a percentage damage against Tiny. Very good later in the game. And Tiny is something that could preemptively protect them against the Zoo heroes.
Did you guys see how... I missed these games. Did you see how BB utilized Legion in their games? Because I feel like she would be a nice pairing with the IO. They have the burst damage to complement her duel, and it's like a really, really strong save against Lion.
Yeah, so that was like 8 days ago against OG. So I don't know how much stock I can put into a Legion.
Yeah.
No disrespect.
It was against a Mirana. I think they picked the Legion into Mirana. Like, you have something good to dispel. Like a save, and it's a pretty strong lane.
We'll see where they go with it. For now, it is BOOMBOYS, assuming that Lina is going to go mid once again in the hands of BZM, so they're banning out some carry heroes, with the Kez already mentioned being banned. On the other side for BOOMBOYS, Piero is looking for his hero. And it's Templar Assassin, that's the other carry that will get banned. Let's see what Pure wants to get for himself. Last game with the Chaos Knight, he got a hero that sealed the deal in favor of Iron Wing.
Yeah, the annoying thing is, like, because of the Winter Wyvern, okay, they do go for the Doom. I mean, against, like, Io and Wyvern, even the Puck, like, Doom is, like, you kind of want to see it because it just deals with them really nicely. But with the way that they're drafting, it didn't look like they're going to go for it. But, of course, you can just play it in the carry role. So, yep, nice pickup.
And I would call it one of his signature heroes as well. Pure plays this frequently, and especially when it was still very actively in the meta, he was very active on playing the Doom.
And they did bring in some pretty decent control that we were looking for, right? After the Puck pick, the Lion and Doom, they are like the big answers for it. So a lot of pressure though on these 2 players, because it is pretty much those 2 players to deal with GPK, but also you want them to deal with the IO as well. So they kind of need to have an exceptional game, because they're going to be like having to bring the lockdown to pretty much everyone.
I think this also helps answer our question about like Lycan potentially, because when we saw Amar pick Doom as the counter to Lycan, to PL, sorry, because you can just buy this Radiance, you can buy the Shivas. It's like this hero covers a lot of bases for them.
Talk to me about the Centaur. Does it pair well with the IO? That's something that we wanted to come out of this offlane. It's a very different archetype than the Legion Commander, for example. It is a hero that's been very popular, especially when paired up with ranged carries, and Kiritage on the IO can be considered a ranged carry.
It's more utility than, like, if you compare it to like Stara, it's obviously not the same, but they wanted something to disengage against the Doom. Like, Centaur is always very, very nice against Doom. And Lion Doom, I feel like this is a lane where when you pair the Centaur with Hoodwing, you have kill potential. So I can see Miro being really, really farmed, you know, just from the laning phase itself.
I mean, honestly, BOOMBOYS draft, if they get into the mid game, it will just be beautiful, because like Iron Wing, to kill someone, it's like during the Earth Spike, during the Hex, during the Doom, and then you're going to have like Relocate saves, and then Winter's Curse or Cold Embraces to get spacing, Stampede as well. Like, there's so much kiting available that if BOOMBOYS can execute their team fight, they will just outplay Iron Wing with the limited ways that they have to kill heroes outside of them just fully snowballing the game.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a game 3 here.
We believe that BOOMBOYS has what it takes to force out a game 3, Rhea.
I think it's exciting. We got the bounty, we got the IO. I want to see mostly the interactions between them and how much Ari is going to be able to disrupt his game. We're going to have a bunch of unkillable guys against a bunch of guys with a lot of damage, so it's going to be exciting.
It is going to be exciting. Elimination on the line does add that extra layer of pressure to all players in the booth, as I'm sure that BOOMBOYS are able to shake off that loss from game number 1. This is a fresh game. They went for a completely different game plan, And as you heard my panel, they are set up for success maybe a little bit more than what they normally are. And that is good news for BOOMBOYS. That is good news for Dota fans, as potentially that would mean that a Game 3 is on the horizon. Let's see what's going to happen with this game. But first, some words from Coach Bull.
Thank you so much. Yes, we are here with Bulk. So good to see you again. Very, very different coming out there from your first draft. It was more of a focused draft, you know, really getting down towers, getting down players, but this one more team fighty. Was this a big change just because of what you saw, or was this a change more for your team?
Ваш драфт на второй карте сильно поменялся по сравнению с первым. Тот был сконцентрирован на фокусе отдельных героев, а здесь намного больше АОЕ. Это адаптация к этому сопернику по ходу серии или в чем причина?
Мы просто набрали своих комфортных героев и хотим сыграть немного другую игру во второй карте.
We have picked our comfortable heroes and we want to play differently during the second map.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad to hear it. We have seen you guys do an absolutely fantastic season. You have had so many new fans come and support you. It's all on the line here. Elimination game. I want to hear it from you. Are we going to a Game 3?
У вас был очень хороший сезон, вы приобрели много новых фанатов по ходу сезона. Что хочешь сказать? Добьемся ли мы того, что будет третья карта в этой серии?
Спасибо всем, кто нас поддерживает. И, это не может закончиться так, поэтому будет третья карта.
Thank you to everyone who supports us. It just can't end this way, so we should expect the third map to happen.
All right, it cannot end this way. I sure as hell hope that is true. Let's go into our game and find out.
Thank you so much, Slacks. And yes, it cannot end this way. After everything that this team has been through, it would be a catastrophe them to drop down. Again, you think about this team last year for BOOMBOYS, they were playing with Pure, managed to get top 4, and now potentially going out in that 8th spot would be a big movement backwards from where this organization has been able to go to. Trent, what do you think about the drafts? Any thoughts or things come out immediately?
I mean, I think the thing that stands out the most is definitely the Bounty Hunter. You know, you had a winner asking for it on the panel. We saw it win every game yesterday on the main stage. And we know Ari can play it. You know, he has tried to play this before in the past, maybe when Bounty wasn't seen as powerful. So I don't think it's any surprise to BOOMBOYS that Iron Wing are bringing this hero out today. I want to see what they have up against it, and if they're ready for this matchup versus the IO, because I think there is definitely an issue in terms of the body blocking and the warding of the camps. That is how you slow down this IO, and there's not much you can do against the Bounty doing that. We saw at the very beginning of the game, they did this group up at the bottom tier 3, then they smoked and they moved out, trying to find where the smoke popped, probably trying to get a kill on this Bounty, because we've seen them play very deep near the base to start the game to get these courier wards. They did pop their smoke near Ari's ward that he placed down there, but they didn't deward it. So that being said, you know, he hasn't sniped any couriers just yet. So far, so good.
You know, I'll say also coming into this tournament, I was not expecting to see 33 play a Dawn of Darkseer because while he has played that hero a lot, the hero has changed a lot too. And this type of move that he's making right now, going back to those 2 camps to farm them up while the Bounty Hunter stays in lane, this has been more the move that's been happening. And it's interesting seeing the Bounty get played with Darkseer. In the other games, Devi was playing much more in the lane, finding kills when they were trying to pull waves. 33 has definitely transitioned much more to just hard farming on this hero.
Yeah, there's definitely a very GPM-focused way to play this duo, I think, where you focus a little more on getting the stacks and then using the Ion Shell on the Bounty Hunter to farm multiple camps at once. So I'll be curious to see if they set that up. That definitely is more of 33's MO.
Yes.
To play it in that sort of style instead. But, like, you know, farming the camps and running back to the base, this doesn't look like a great way to start the game as a Darkseer.
No, I mean, you get, you know, very, very farmed, but you think back to the other one, Devi was able to find multiple kills.
Yeah.
T mentioned that this is a more difficult lane to find kills on, the IO in lane with the Wyvern, but it's not impossible, particularly if they get caught out of position. But we'll see how that one plays out. And then, of course, up here top, the Centaur doing what we've seen Centaurs do a million times, playing together with Save. But it's against a Doom, which is a little bit different.
Yeah, and I mean, after farming those camps, like 3-3, sorry to keep going on Darkseer, but he's immediately back on the double stack and farming through it.
Yeah.
So he is going to take the top net worth here, just ignoring the lane completely, as you said. And if they try and contest like this, Kiritich, like, he doesn't have the damage yet on the spirits. I mean, for one, they're on cooldown, and you've got this 9 armor on Bounty Hunter. This hero is absurd at trading during the laning stage. It's actually ridiculous. So if you don't have spells to deal with him, he will just right-click you.
Right. No, it will be an issue. And that's going to be something to watch for, is like if they come and contest this at all, it gives a very free game.
Up top though.
Arrow, double edge down, dead. Whitemon draws first blood save, not able to do much to stop that, and does not get lucky with the bounces either. Very low, but not going to be able to find that kill.
I think in this game, the Doom is fulfilling a role that I think used to go to more like the Juggernauts and the Troll Warlords, where, you know, we know that Iron Wing just in general are a Doom team, right? Yes. Like they played on 3-3 all the time. Pure is no stranger to it as well. But he definitely helps carry some weaker supports through the laning stage, and sometimes that's what Lion is. You know, he's not the best 5 overall. He likes to have a little more breathing room. So having something a little bit more reliable as your position 1 really helps when you need this Lion pick to deal with the mid puck. Because GBK was going to have a completely free game if they just went for more, you know, stock standard support in this instance.
This is the play that you can make once those waves are pushed underneath the tower. Iron Shell, the bounty, run in a bit. They're not taking too many other chances, though, it looks like.
And now they can just pull the wave, too, because he just used the Arctic Burn.
Yeah.
So they're just out of here.
Right. It gives a lot to the IO.
Yes.
IO is having a free game. They're not trying to contest his farm, but it does sort of prioritize 33's farm, and he's going to get off to a good start.
And it should be that when he starts trying to go for the acceleration of the farm and the IO moves back in the jungle, that's where you're going to see the counter.
Whitemon low, not dead yet. With the rotation in from Ari, Miero going to be found. Finally gets the hoof stomp off, but with the bounty hunter there, Katomi trying to save a life. It's not looking like it's going to be there, though. So they get another kill. Miero dropping. Pure, again, not lucky with those bounces. Don't know if it would have mattered anyways.
Now, Wyvern not enough with the TP. Like he said, you know, they didn't block these camps. Very Alk-coded. You guys remember the past year, obviously. Alchemists were abusing these 2 camps constantly. IO very good at doing that as well, so we might see a block come out here. The Radiant already scanning to see if Bounty's coming back through the Twin Gate, because that's probably what they're theorizing he's going to be up to. Instead, Ari's in the mid lane, trying to set up on this rune with, I mean, both supports so low trying to help here.
Yeah, if they're not careful, you could just end up getting caught and killed. The bushwhack out.
Crazy, bro. You're crazy.
Wow.
That is a greedy maneuver.
And I mean, it's sort of set up, as you can see, the GPK dive onto BZM, see if they can bring him down. Stun, not going to connect. So they back out. I mean, some of that is set up because they scan and don't see him coming through the gate, right?
Yeah. Very well done there, predicting his movements. 3-3, you know, he gets left alone down here. He's dragging the wave. He's starting to get very fat. Already has his Helm of the Iron Will, heading into the Helm Dominator. I think, you know, Lyric, I know you're very passionate about the Helm of Dominator and Darkseer. This game, though, pretty good. Can you agree?
Yeah.
It's okay, this game?
I mean, okay, so if anybody doesn't know, I have strong opinions about everything, particularly Helm of the Dominator. I think that it's also going to be an interesting game to see if they go for a Crozier.
I knew you were going to say that next.
That's the other thing I want to see.
Of course.
There's so much healing on this BOOMBOYS lineup, so much potential for turnaround and counter initiation plays.
Yep, I mean, Heart Centaur, IO, Winter Wyvern, it gets pretty crazy this game.
And they're going to need it because, again, this is a lineup that has a lot of damage from Iron Wing, but you got to break through that save potential that you've got. Cold Embrace, eventually the workhorse. You're thinking about those relocates. And obviously Doom is great, but if you can get somebody out of trouble, you need to make sure you're actually succeeding on finding those kills.
I think the 2 biggest wins strategy-wise on the laning stage for these 2 games, for me at least, like that you could have predicted and coming into this for Iron Wing, has been BZM in this mid lane. Because they're picking this Lina early, and he again has opened up a big gap over GPK, which you're not expecting. GPK is a lane winner. That's what he does.
Right.
And I was not theorizing that they would be able to get BZM any like really solid matchups, but they just go for the Lina. They're just like, hey man, if it's there, like that is our priority in this series. It's going to help us in a matchup that's not favorable for us with how we tend to play our lanes. And it's working out really well. Now he's trying to put that pressure on. And that, I think, is also where the Helm build comes into play, because then we're going to have this Boots of Travel Lina moving onto the Helm creep of the Darkseer with the Bounty Hunter roaming around. There's a lot of aggressive potential there for them.
Right, and there needs to be good reactions from BOOMBOYS that are not overreactions.
Yeah, that's the hard thing to do.
So they do have the helm on the IO. 33 also pulling his over. You can see that separation between him and the Centaur. With Bounty chasing, this is where things get a little bit dicey. The Ion Shell gonna slowly whittle him down a bit here and just making him feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is the goal for the Bounty. You're not killing the IO, it is just trying to wreck his farm patterns, make like every little stun, every bit of slow means you don't get to this camp for a stack. You don't clear it before the respawn, right? Like those add up very, very quickly in these top tier carries because this is their life. All they want to do is hear that little clink clink gold noise, right?
True enough.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And in the meantime, you're getting a triple stack on Ancients for this Darkseer. Double shells the creeps, can back away, feel very comfortable with how this is going. BOOMBOYS, they're gonna need to disrupt this farming eventually. At some point, this cannot allow to just stand.
And don't forget, you know, quick wit here, he's got 2 Ironwood nuts on Darkseer. So when he gets those 2 permanent primary attributes, that is plus 2 attack speed.
So strong.
Lyrical.
Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness. Unbelievable innate coming out here from the Darkseer. Too powerful.
The 2K gold lead. And I mean, it's not often that you see Doom as the lowest of your cores farming, and it's not like Doom is having a bad game. But Kiritich gonna have to be the difference maker, going towards this Aghanim Scepter, also picking up Lotuses. As we're getting close to this 10-minute mark, can GPK find himself a rune? Oh, don't jaunt there. Save nearby. It's gonna be an invis. Good bushwhack. Onto both. Ari running in though with this bounty hunter, trying to slow down, find the kill on the save, and will indeed get it. And now a relocate. Kiritich coming in with this creep, finding Ari for the moment. They're gonna Laguna Blade the creep. Not sure about that one. Ari low, Ari dead. Kiritich now gonna bring Katomi back with him, so they cannot find that kill on the Wyvern.
Yeah, 3-3 trying to kind of punish a bit here with Whitemon. Now they're gonna move to GPK. Does he really get caught here?
Hex, they find him. Everybody joins in, and the puck down. This TP is not, oh no, save. This is not what you want to have happen. 33, they're just chasing them down.
That's such a preemptive tip.
Oh, he was so ready for that. Save is gone.
What?
Oh, man.
All right, Whitemon must just be a ghost. I thought they saw Whitemon. Maybe they didn't. I feel like the way they just played, they did not see the way Whitemon maneuvered in there. That's my only explanation. But I mean, they definitely saw by the time safety needed. I don't know, because right now 3-3's farming their ancient stack.
Yeah, this
just
is
so
really
you know.
bad. This is really bad for BOOMBOYS.
This is a triple stack that he is taking away from them right now.
Yeah, this is quite bad. GPK comes in, and he can't really punish. Oh, man, there's nothing there. Lose so much net worth. Now 6,000 net worth on this Darkseer, who's had a hell of a game.
And Ari just keeping him tracked up here as he plays on this side of the map. They haven't blocked Centaur's camps quite yet. I imagine that's probably what he's doing right now. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, very frustrating. Oh, Courier?
Oh. He's gonna wait for it, maybe? No, just gonna head out. Already on the hunt.
Yep, he's gonna find GPK. Oh, that was a fat Courier going to Kataomi.
Throws out a track, runs away. Can't quite get that one. But, I mean, again, you're playing in an elimination game right now for BOOMBOYS. Your entire year of working to this point, wanting to make something happen, had good results, and to go out at this early stage of the tournament, be absolutely devastating for them.
It's massive lyrical.
Yeah.
It's like your dream is coming true, dude. It's a gargantuan Darkseer on the main stage. Like, he is 7K net worth right now. He's 800 ahead of BZM, who's also crushing this game.
Yes, he has been farming. There is no doubt about that.
They haven't even taken the bottom tier 1 in his lane, and he's the most farmed in the game. It's such an interesting way to play it. Like, it's just been a... I mean, he did steal so many of their ancient stacks, which is like his good aggressive maneuver, but typically, if the offlaner is this farmed, you must have taken the tier 1 by now.
Right.
Oh, he's going Boots of Travel. This guy's playing Turbo. So we're going to have Boots of Travel onto the creep. We have Lena with the Boots of Travel. Now, this is kind of like when you buy a bunch of blinks and you fail to play, right?
48 minutes earlier than normal. That's crazy. He's like, I'm not dying, so I need a way to get new TPs.
I guess so.
It's the only solution. Yeah, I mean, all right. I will be honest.
Is this too much?
This is a little crazy. Like, they could go all in on him and definitely kill him now, because he's not that like survivable on HP.
No, it's such an expensive purchase on a Darkseer of all heroes.
But they are going to TP in with the Lina, and they're going to be able to play fast. That's the other thing about this. So if it pays off, it's amazing, but there is a chance it doesn't pay off. Coil down, catch, but GPK, get back and away.
Have to curse the Helm creep to try and keep Kataomi alive right now.
Wise decision. It was going to kill him otherwise. Okay.
I'm of the opinion he's gone too far.
I think he might have cooked a little bit too much.
It just, I mean, if he just keeps accelerating, maybe it's not going to matter, but it feels like there were more impactful items, but we'll have to watch, right? It all comes down to how he utilizes this map movement to his advantage. Maybe he's trying to keep up with the global potential of the island. Wants to always be able to respond, and they just want to make sure they're always outnumbering, because we've seen a lot of success from the Nature's Prophet. Maybe this is that same idea of, like, we don't want to be in a game where they just have more heroes all the time. But it's created this instance where they have a 5k lead, but stats-wise and like fight-wise,
yes,
they have to get in the correct position using these items to actually have a lead. Because you do not, you're not any tankier from the boots if you're stunned up.
No, he has 1500 HP, and you're getting closer towards Kirit. I mean, Kiritich is going to be level 12 now, but when he gets that 15 talent, that's where this can really start to amp up, and that's going to be the timing that BOOMBOYS want to try and fight. At that point, I'm imagining 33 is going to be able to have his pipe already online.
Yeah, pipe going to be absolutely wonderful this game, obviously. There's a ton of magic damage coming here from the Radiant. I feel like the ability to slow down the farm of the IO has not been like fully realized in this game, which I think is very good news for BOOMBOYS, because I don't think they have the best like IO game this game. There's none of these crazy combos that we've seen. I wouldn't say that the Centaur's okay. I think it's another game where the Centaur cart doesn't feel great, to me at least, until like really late, when the IO becomes some insane like, level 25 beast. So I'm not imagining that comes out very early either. Puck, same situation. It's a bit of a slow burn for the Tricore here of BOOMBOYS, since their Puck didn't get off to any sort of a ripping start.
Right, and I guess that the thing about this too that will be a little bit interesting to watch is like, how do Iron Wing want to play this? Because they don't really have like great objective takers necessarily. Like Lina can be, but it's not a right-click Lina. And then it's like Doom is your other core. So are you trying to pressure towers, or are you just trying to accelerate your farm with kills?
Yeah, and like, he's about to have his Radiance on the Doom, which obviously makes him quite formidable, but he's probably just going to use that to farm into his Blink, I imagine. I mean, he might join for Tormentor, or he might walk into a Roach or something, but I don't think this Radiance is going to change the state of the game that much.
Yeah, they're just playing the map is what it feels like, trying to just farm up everything that they possibly can, wait for their item timings, or wait for the moment when they want to battle, and then they can run in there and do it. Time will tell. Save Ari finds him, and I mean, again, these kills very, very easy.
Yeah, the bounty has not been succeeding quite as much as they would hope so far. They've had a lot of good sentries on their side of the map. In that case, I think he just caught the Vanish is what it looked like, and was able to instantly dust. And he's also going to have an Essence Distiller now, and just like 3 gold for save. So that is a big problem for the bounty hunter. See how he likes it. Being tracked up and watched as he tries to escape. Does have a Tumbler's Toy, that's going to help now. And of course, the greedy one.
The completed pipe is also being flown out right now. So what they decide to do with this, pipe, Radiance, couple big things online, and then for the Lina, you're sitting there with the Force Staff good to go. A wraparound coming through the portal. Will they be able to find it?
I see some pings here from BOOMBOYS as well as Iron Wing, so I think BOOMBOYS are in the know. Of course, that didn't save GPK last time. I feel like he also knew what was happening last time he died.
Backing away. Spirits, do they chase it? Save.
There's definitely turnaround potential with the Essence Distiller. It could give them the vision to fight this. Kataomi coming in first, has that curse ready. Grouped up between the Doom and the line, and they're way in behind. Save, gonna pop smoke.
Yeah, they jump for him. Gonna get an easy bring down. So they'll take out the Hoodwink, but that keeps the rest of the cores alive. The problem is you are playing against Bounty Hunter, right? So the track gold matters.
Yeah, and that's something they've been lacking a bit this game. Obviously, only 6 kills so far. They would love to rack up a few more. The ball's a bit of an issue,
Yari.
if he happens to run into them or something and, oh, revenge.
Yeah, they're ready.
Oh, buddy, you're running out of places to run to.
There is nowhere left to go. So the stomp comes out, and now Kiritich comes in for the finish on this IO. And completed Aghanim Scepter, working towards the BKB, almost level 15. They're hitting their timings on BOOMBOYS. How strong is it going to be, though?
Yeah, that is definitely the big question. It's going to be coming into, again, this Blink Dagger on Pure, so he's going to be trying to remove someone from these engagements. So even when they do catch back up, this Doom is going to be crucial.
Just camping a ward right now, waiting for anybody to step into this area and save.
Same spot.
Jump in, GBK, silence onto 2. Now the coil connects onto the Lion.
Doom, Pure.
Hoodwink, he's in trouble. Pure low, Pure gone.
I'm on
BZM gotta run out of there before things get even worse. Slowed down by the Croaker, chasing in with Kiritich. He finds him with the Sun. 33 is there, but does he really have enough? GBK suddenly alone, has to jaunt away, and is going to go for the jump. Good bushwhack save, but there it is! The Winner's Curse comes out and now taking down the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, that was cute. The Splinter Blast as well to finish the kill. Very nice from Kataomi, well played. And GBK narrowly escaping there with the jaunt into the Blink. And they were trying to control the space. I don't think they felt like this is the formation they play. You saw at the end of last game, they're so good at setting these like perfect little formations when they have their ideas, but sometimes they get locked into those ideas, like this formation to push the tier 2 in last game, and they kept doing it after the ages. And in this case, they're holding this area of the jungle. And it starts out kind of okay, but it just wasn't quite perfect enough. You got a little bit outplayed, and now you've lost all this space. And every time you get pushed back on your side of the map, it just means that you're further and further away from helping out your bounty hunter to keep accelerating these kills. So like the waves are going to start pushing out now for BOOMBOYS. You're really going to need these boots of travel, I guess, to make your way to Ari if he's playing real deep.
Well, and I didn't want to bring it all the way back to there, but I will say, if you're leading by like 4K and you have 2 boots of travels, in the fights, are you really leading by 4K?
You got to run.
Not really.
Only if you're running.
Yes, exactly. And these heroes were very susceptible getting blown up. And again, you think about that Doom. You think of this as a big, strong, burly hero. Only 1,700 HP with the Radiance.
TP out from Kataomi save. Gonna get caught again here, though.
So Iron Wing get a little bit of retribution for themselves. BOOMBOYS finding some openings for themselves, but it is by no means out of the woods. This is still an incredibly strong Iron Wing team that has a tremendous amount of push potential. BZM shows it there for a moment, force out the glyph, back away on GBK.
And you saw Pure pivoting there. He bought the Blink, instantly sold it, and is instead going towards that BKB. So it feels like that's the better option here because, probably because they can't afford 2 boots of travel on the Blink Dagger right now, stats-wise. We need a little bit of tankability on someone here. Like, we got to make sure that this pipe is actually useful.
The Darkseer went Blink too. Yeah, so not a lot of stats on these heroes. They're still very susceptible to Kiritich, who has 2,500 HP just about.
Yeah. I mean, this is the complete, we are trying to outplay you item build.
Yes.
Like, that's what they're saying. We think we will play these fights better. We will be in a better position. We will get a better jump, which in theory you should be because you have this bounty hunter, but they're playing it really nicely on the side of BOOMBOYS. I'd like to see even more Observer Sentry combos if they could, because I feel like Iron Wing are constantly just like forcing this because they have to. Because they have these boots of travel, you can kind of guarantee that this bounty hunter is going to be roaming pretty deep.
Smoke up from GPK and save. And heading into this area, they're walking directly towards the pit where a high priority target is up on the high ground. And it looks like they're getting close to finding him. Oh, but a good blink away. Darkseer gets out of trouble.
Blink here from Whitemon. He's hit some pretty big stuns before in the past.
But now 33, playing it safe, sends out his creep, not going to get found.
All right, so he gets pushed back to his side. They are under an Ob Sentry combo here as well, so I'm going to see them moving out of there. Don't think they saw the placement of the Observer wards, but good chance they get dewarded here if Ari brings in some sentries. For now, things quieting down a little bit. No Tormentor taken, no Roche taken by the 23-minute mark.
Elimination match. Playing this one safe. And Puck, I mean, very safe. Next item queued up is the Aeon Disc. Yeah.
That is the battle mode for sure.
Ari.
Just to me, that's like, I just got to get over the hump, and then we're going to be okay.
Arrow finds him. Big hit with the heart out. It's a long duration stun, and Bounty dead. Now looking for more. The good winners. Curse connects, but a back wall even better from 33. Kiritich is already BKB, but not going to be able to get out of this one. The cold embrace will not save you. You're on the mark. They find and kill the Wyvern. That is the fight they're waiting for on Iron Wing, and Miro realizes it's not going to work. Has to cancel the TP. The stomp is there, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get out of this. They got the Lina moving in, also an Iron Wing. Sensing some weakness, move in, find 3 kills.
GBK did get a pickup onto the line at the very least, get them a little bit there, but I mean, that they needed that blink play from 3-3 desperately. Well played by him, making use of this itemization here. Now they're trying to find something onto the puck down bottom. Gets out though, GBK. And now save.
The bushwhack.
Gets one.
They don't really have enough damage here.
Enough.
Yeah, BZM is going to live through it. In essence, Distiller, but like, I mean, just these right clicks, feeling desperate to get anything. It's not going to work. Iron Wing take the tier 2 tower. It's 10-10, but it's a 6,000 gold lead.
I can really appreciate that though. The use of the boost of travel to immediately move down here, almost open an opportunity onto GPK and get this tower. This is what they needed with the itemization they've gone for. And now, after the BKB, Pure has this Blink Dagger and Kiritich, man. These fights get a little hard. He's not this massive IO that you need to be to really dominate the game, specifically against the Doom. Now, that being said, you know, there was a Necrophos game last night. I was really worried for Digma. Like, going late as a Necrophos versus Doom, it's a hard game to play. They managed to win that one.
Yeah.
So Doom is definitely not the end-all be-all to these like big healing-centric heroes. I think IO less countered as well than the Necrophos, you could say. But they are already into an objective now. That Aeon Disc ready here for GPK. Still 5-1-1, having a very nice game here on this puck. With the Aeon Disc, we're expecting he wants to be pretty aggressive getting in there to make sure there's no good jump plays from this Blink Dagger on Pure.
And this is a very cool move, trying to get this done. And they're going to finish off the Aegis right as Roche leaves. So Iron Wing might have been getting set up down bottom for that Roche take potential.
Yes, they started circling.
This signals a little bit of a win for the Boomboys. Mainly just taking that Aegis away from Iron Wing.
It's going to be a really hard time in the game to play though for Boomboys, because you have to be considering that you are going to get out-pushed constantly because of these double boots of travels that are here on the side of Iron Wing. So anyone who goes out to push a lane by themselves, like, it kind of just has to be safe, honestly. I mean, the Wyvern can go into it too, but it's quite a bit slower. Here, just being focused down here by BZM, it shouldn't be lethal or anything, but it's definitely a little fearful. You know, your Aegis hero just being bullied a bit here, seemingly with nothing you can do about it.
Trying to get into Mjolnir is going to be the next ask for the Boomboys. Still very tanky, but also you're starting to build up that HP on the side of Iron Wing. You have BZM finishing the Satanic. The BKBs are done now too.
Yeah, a bit of like a mixed build sort of, right? Like the Kaya, Hurricane Pike, Satanic, but just see that the damage runs out, which is the case for Boomboys. I was this weird sort of consistent damage. It's just the balls flowing out there until you get to the mega late game where you have this Daedalus and like the multi-hitting and everything.
For Centaur, deciding that it is now time to go into that Aghanim Scepter. So Miero has that next on the mind for himself. Imagine it's going to be a little while before they're able to get it.
Sometimes the workhorse is also just for yourself in a lot of ways, you know? Like, it's not this incredible, like, Drow or Muerta or someone to save and then, like, play aggressive with it. The IO is still fine. The puck is still fine, but the ability for you to also just keep moving with the additional workhorse in those fights can often just be the big difference maker anyway.
Kiritich moving in, but they're bringing in numbers now. Lots of Blink Daggers on Iron Wing. Can chase this if they want.
Keep this guy for vision.
They're thinking about it. 33 opening up. Fine save. Now the silence. Not bad. Coil out. Big damage. He needs to get something off. 33 in trouble. 33 low. 33 dead.
One.
And still chasing. Finding the kill onto Whitemon. Pure now. His BKB is wearing out. Katomi's right there. Relocate the chase down. They've got Pure in their sights, and back and forth the pendulum swings. Boomboys.
Something about like 27 minutes in the game, they really come online, these guys. And they start to figure stuff out. Beautiful stuff here, and showing again, like, Darkseer, you know, most 17k Darkseers a little tankier.
Yep.
Like, that's just the reality of it. But he just barely wasn't able to get out of that. A little bit of min-maxing, perhaps, thinking like, yeah, they don't have that much damage on BOOMBOYS, but if they link it together like that, if there's no save coming up from your line in time, will get punished.
Well, it's why Dota is such a beautifully balanced game too, right? Because you have all these items, you've got Shivas, you got Blink Dagger, you got these things to try and help your team with the pipe, and it's everything to try and make the rest of your squad stronger. But then he's becoming a little bit more vulnerable and weak as a hero, and so it definitely when you go out there and you're that front foot forward, BOOMBOYS able to take advantage and destroy him, and going in for the Hex next.
That relocate is ready to go here now. 40-second cooldown with the level 20 talent. Very frightening.
Oh yeah.
So you must be very cautious. That it's kind of flipped the script a little bit now, right? This idea of how much do you want to separate on Iron Wing with all these boots of travel? Are you going to be a little bit more linked together than you want to be? Very quick pause. Katomi already ready to go here.
All right, let's take a breath, everybody. This is
take a little stretch here, folks. Just stand up, twist it around a bit here. Do your squats.
I mean, the panel said that they thought this was going to be going to a game 3. Now, that said, when this turnaround happened in the last game, immediately afterwards, Iron Wing took an amazing fight and started to blow everything
they just
up.
ended it.
Yes.
It was just dunzo.
But that was CK. That's a different dynamic than Doom. And yeah, look at the swing back, man.
It is how it's feeling right now, and some big talent still coming up here pretty soon. Level 20 for Puck and Centaur. Almost achieved. What do we have on Whitemon? He's got Blink, he's got Glimmer, he's going for the Aether Lens, so a lot of pressure on him in these fights for sure.
Okay, this is a nice little move for them. Whitemon, please don't die to this. Glimmer Cape, yeah, he's out of there.
Oh, they miss out on Ari. They get him with a dust. So Tormentor, but Ari kind of scouting him out, making sure that his team was going to get it safely, which they did. But they will lose not only just their Bounty Hunter, but their Tier 2 in the bottom lane. And Tier 2 also facing some pressure. It means they're not going to get the outpost. The map control really moving heavily into BOOMBOYS' favor at the moment. There is an Iron Shell Croaker doing its best to hit the Radiant Tier 2. Not quite the same effect.
33 now having a Centaur for himself. There's obviously some big potential there for getting a big vacuum into a hoof stomp from the Centaur, and because obviously the Doom also has one, the team fight potential out of this lineup could be pretty nuts if they can find people grouped together, but BOOMBOYS have been doing a good job of keeping things separated.
There's an interesting moment that could happen though with Lina moving in towards this Daedalus. She's only 100 gold away. Io only has 20 armor, which sounds like a lot, but Darkseer wall gets me Io hits decently hard. Get the illusion out, it's helping. Get the puck illusion, anybody to help beating into this Io a little bit. Plus, of course, if there's a Doom, it's already hard enough just to play the fight without any sort of healing or regen coming out.
I mean, that's where Katomi is going to need to be quick on the fingers, definitely with either a Winter's Curse or a Cold Embrace. And, the big be-all, end-all in this is going to be the Doom as well, right?
Yep.
If Pure is able to find that good target, things could start to look a lot better. But yeah, Daedalus done. Strong right-click damage out from Iron Wing. And if you blow up the Io, the fight is really hard for BOOMBOYS to take after that.
Yeah. There's also an issue where this is a game where if you're just looking at 4 of the BOOMBOYS heroes, I think that the Doom Eggs looks pretty good. But versus the Stampede, it's a liability.
Yes.
Because then, obviously the Stampede could just escape multiple people away from your Doom, and then, it just ends. So the targeting of the Io can be better. That being said, you can also just use the eggs and still hit the Io. It's also pretty good.
Right.
He likes to play with his buddies.
Although he's just going straight for the heart on Pure.
Yes, he is.
The right click.
No, he just wants to be a little stronger, a little healthier. I mean, I've never seen so much value in percent-based damage, as this tournament. Hearts all over the place. So heroes like Winter Wyvern are getting a big boost because of that, as you've heard many people talk about.
Now, last game, if we remember, it was these deep wards placed down by Whitemon, by Ari, to set up for a winning battle. There is a deep ward placed over by the off-lane. Yes, what's that?
He was going to go for a BKB, but 3-3 switched.
Oh, he did it. Here. Dude, this is what I've been talking about. I've been waiting for these guys to pick up the Crozier.
It's a pretty incredible Crozier game.
Well, because also, look, he was at what? maybe 2,000, 1,800 HP. Now he's up to 2,500. This item with the pipe, I feel like, is so nice in this game because it reduces all of that healing that they're playing around. The Centaur, everything. Gives him that tank ability, gives him what he needs to survive.
We'll see if that can be the difference maker here for them. Speaking of healing, that Satanic now out for Kiritich. So hitting for a solid 240 or so.
Yeah.
With a Satanic, that's a lot of health. The Doom is very, very valuable this game. And because he was a carry, as you can see, he doesn't even have the shard yet on this Doom. No Midas required, no shard. He is now considering it, just so he can get some better abilities, perhaps. Lincoln Sphere now done for the puck as well. They understand the mission.
You know, the other thing, too, is as everybody's been getting these Essence Distillers, it means there's less, Spirit Vessels, there's less anti-healing. We saw this in the Liquid games the other day with the Largo Io, no Spirit Vessels, no Croziers picked up. They had a lineup where it was tough to do it on anyways. But the value of having this against the saves, I think, is going to be interesting to watch.
And I think BOOMBOYS are just playing for this, like, mega late IO.
Yes.
You know? Now, I mean, I'll be curious to see what happens with the talent. We've seen a lot of the relocate ones, but we have the tether.
Oh, do they know? Kiritich, he's just off to the side. Whitemon.
Oh, follow the courier.
Wrapping around.
The Wyvern will be a great get.
They're going to find one. Jumps on the GPK. That's not good enough there to the side.
What a card.
Perfectly fine and nothing coming out. TP's away on the Doom. And 33 dead.
Disaster from Iron Wing. They go deep with the smoke. Nero, look how stone cold he is. He's not even smiling. He just single-handedly saved his IO from being exploded. And he's like, yep, day's work.
Well, part of that deal was they went on two different targets. Like, one half of the fight was going up the hill. The other half saw the IO and a little zigged when they should have zagged, and it all fell apart.
Yeah, Ari's got a Blink Dagger in an empty slot. He's going to try and make this play. He is desperate right now. He's above the pit.
Ari does not want to have to play.
Oh, the dust is out. He's caught.
No, they got him. Ari goes down. BOOMBOYS, another Aegis in hand for Kiritich. 34 minutes in, BOOMBOYS have come up with the answers.
Relocate. Down for the Wisdom. Easy.
Oh, yeah.
Level 24. It's coming.
He's going to be so strong, man.
Please take the tethered ally.
You think so?
Yeah, get the puck. Come on.
Oh, the puck would be interesting.
Right? He's got Parasma.
Hey.
You know, he's got 2,500 gold. GBK's just waiting to see which talent he takes. He's like, hey, bud, come on. Like, let's have a little bit of fun here.
I mean, so a quick commentary, too. You're talking about Miero not cracking the smile, not doing anything after he gets that big save on Kiritich. It speaks to the pressure in this game, right? Like, this team on the verge of elimination. BOOMBOYS, they started to bring back game number 1, and it kind of faltered a bit. It's not inconceivable. Like, Dota is a game where everything can shift so rapidly if they're for a second off their guard.
Yeah, especially against a team like Iron Wing.
Yes.
Yeah. And they still, you know, we talked about these tools a lot. The Blink Daggers, the Boots of Travel. Those tools are the kind of things that change games like this, where it's just one quick play and suddenly they're back on your side of the map. You lose a couple of heroes, they're pressuring your tower. You think, oh, I can shovel this wave. You lose a third hero, and suddenly the game has just completely lost all the momentum you had built up in it.
Like, if you're at home watching these teams and saying, why are you doing that? It's like, it feels different in this arena, I'll say that.
The spaghetti Dota comes out in full force at TI. As we saw last night, I mean, those were some of the most spaghetti and glorious games I've ever seen. I think Malady put it well when he said, we played really poorly in that game, but luckily they played worse. That's kind of how we felt. It's just like, you know, obviously their worst is so far superior to our best, but they can feel that pressure. It makes them create more mistakes every single game than usual.
Well, we see another one of these items getting out now as well. Going to be the Eye of Scotty. You've seen that health restoration again. More ways to try and stop BOOMBOYS. And the question is, do they have enough tools now to deal with this?
It's interesting, though, because, I mean, BZM, he has no eggs.
Right.
He has no BKB. He is fully dependent on the Satanic to survive in these engagements. So the Stampede is a big point of pressure for him. And also, like, you know, just a curse. Like, just a bushwhack in the back line. The smallest little maneuver could wreck him. Even a coil.
Right, he took it. He took it.
The tethered ally?
He did. He
All
got
right,
it.
do we get the eggs? Oh, he's going Octarine on the puck? brother, GPK, my sir, I'm gonna need you to change that item quick buy.
We just want to see cool stuff. They want to win. He's letting the creep, the range creep, need the extra ones, but they jump and they find him.
Get Aeon Dispel.
Okay, fine.
Bit of a waste on a curse. I think panic there.
A little bit.
Not necessary.
Cart drops 2.
Time to back it up.
Are we seeing the spaghetti? Kiritich, he gets stunned right on the edge. Coil now onto 2, breaks the coil, backs away.
Coil gets them out. They can't chase after it. They don't have good options versus it because of the lack of BKBs.
Right now?
No, you leave.
Yeah.
You back it up. You got 2 minutes on the Aegis. Like, you're gonna take panic back up, reset, take a breath. But Iron Wing, I think, could chase. I think they're gonna smoke. Yeah, instant smoke. They're coming out here. Doom, blink in 1.
They're looking, they're thinking. Kiritich.
All right, he's ready for the blink. Can they find the centaur in behind? Does he blink past the IO? No.
Teleporting away immediately. Now trying to control. Do they have enough there to keep him alive? There it is, the save. Pure drops the Doom on the Centaur. Not sure if that one's going to be good enough. We'll see. Katomi being chased by 33. They're going to find him down, but Kiritich surviving, but not long enough.
BZM's just in.
That's 1 life dead. 2 supports gone, 1 from each team. Kiritich kind of isolated. Miro pops that one now, and there's going to be a teleport back to the tier 2 tower as they decide no more chase. Miro going to TP away as well.
Gonna get out.
And he does.
An instant TP down bottom here from 3-3. He just wants to keep this pressure going.
Okay.
Can he find something here, though? Or is he just going to farm his way backwards?
No, I mean, that's... Oh, Aegis down. That will make you think for a second.
I mean, the time was running a little low anyway, so not the biggest loss. I think the fact they get out after is certainly a large win here. But you could actually instantly see the value that would have been in the relocate cast delay. He would have gotten out there.
Yeah.
If he had taken the other talent.
Right.
And they might have kept that Aegis alive. And it will be the Octarine core here, so dreams shattered for a little bit.
I mean, we're getting to the point where he's going to get nags, surely. This is that feel to me, at least in this game. I mean, obviously things could turn around quickly and they could run it down, but it has had the cadence this game of big fight, take a little objective, back out.
This feels so much later than 39 minutes.
Yes.
Like looking at the itemization of these heroes, like we have so many heroes that are just so stocked up on items right now. And it feels like one of those super tense late games. We got level 25s all over the place here. Oh, hey, he did the... Oh, wait, I think... Did they fix the Lena thing? I'm alive. Ah.
Well, they do
Surely
have
they
the
fixed
Waning Rift 25 on the puck now, too. Extra distance out for it, so more maneuverability, bigger AoEs out from the puck. A late game Raps picked up for Ari.
Yeah, he's had that cute for a very long time. I mean, it gives him a little bit of more survivability when he's moving around the other side of the map. Might just be enough movement speed to get him out. Slight barrier. I mean, he already has the blink. I feel like we did maybe a Force Staff could have been a choice instead for a similar idea and something to help his allies, I think.
I mean, my guess is also he's going to be going for that 15 damage taken in Shadow Walk. A talent as well. So if you're sort of doubling down on damage reduction, it makes sense to get a little passive one along the way.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it's just, it's hard to play this hero this game. Like, your team, they played in the doldrums for, like, the last 15 minutes or so, and Bounty Hunter is very bad in that state of the game, unless you're sniping a bunch of couriers, which Ari hasn't been able to do. Now he is trying it. Well, he's got to have a very greedy track, but he gets back to his team.
And Bushwhack finds him. Lena in trouble. Broken, stomped, out, no BKB anything. They're going to back this out, and now the vacuum wall. Frozier for follow-up. Not looking amazing for Iron Wing as of yet. Do they try and go for more? In fact, yeah, Pure needs to back out. He's in a lot of trouble there.
Still holding his BKB. Good read that he gets out on that.
Bold move. And able to be surged away. But this is what I mean. These like little engagements where they don't want to fully commit, because if you go all the way in, you're either winning or you're losing, and they're not confident they're winning.
No, apparently not the team is. They are very tanky across the board here. So hard to get that final bit of damage. And BZM finally thinking like, you know, I need something defensive here. I think when it looked like BOOMBOYS were going to be pressuring into the base, he was thinking about just getting the Yasha Kaya to just sort of like round out his build. But now he's like, okay, we got some time, a little bit of breathing room.
Yep.
I can get a BKB, slot that in instead. And there it is, though. The Aghanim Scepter purchased up for Pure. So we'll see how he's able to make use of it. There is, so interesting, because there's the Lincoln Sphere on GPK, so there's still this risk of ever casting it aggressively, but if you cast it on yourself, you're dealing with the Stampede. So he has to find this balance of, you know, what is the risk value worth? Like, if you try and go for the Ags cast onto the enemy and it gets Lincolns, you're going to feel so stupid. And you're going to be regretting it. Yeah. But if they Stampede out of it, you're also going to be having these same emotions.
I think that it's, yes, reading the fight, understanding when is the right time to go. If it's a late self-cast on Ags, if you're able to bait out that Stampede early, that starts to make more sense. And also, the other thing about the AoE Doom is then you're not going to be able to get the saves from the Centaur.
Yeah.
Right? So that's something else to watch.
Yeah, he does not have any cast range buffs at all. So the workhorse is a pretty tight one.
Smoke up now, wrapping around the high ground. BZM.
They don't see him there.
Oh, if they caught eyes. Yes, they got him. Oh my God, they found him. BZM brought down, does have buyback. Roche, a minute before it's going to respawn. It is capable of respawning now. Obviously, team's not aware of it yet. Although actually, I think they have a creep in there. Kiritich does, so he'll know. Yeah.
It has buyback, but massive pick for BOOMBOYS because they can just force things out here, scout out everything, get some really good wards down that are going to be very hard to deal with. That being said, they're actually walking through some wards. They don't scan the high ground with the gem, so they're just running under a dire ward at the moment. Bit of a mistake there.
They just, okay, they didn't get close enough.
No, they just, I mean, he just didn't throw it up, yeah. Oh, well, they placed it after the gem had moved past, so they never secured that vision.
Let's hope that could not come to bite them.
We call this foreshadowing, everyone.
Honestly, that's something that could make a massive difference in a couple of minutes here. If this turns into a fight and they retreat back,
I mean, Ari's using it right now with how he's playing, right?
Yes.
Like, he's got the safety to his left.
There is an anticipation that they are going to be okay, and now
Hearts out,
jumps forward, already backs him away, saves him out. Now the Doom there onto the IO, he's still got him caught, but the hits, they keep on coming. Good damage, vacuum wall up to the high ground. 33 finds him, Miro is stuck in the trees.
33's almost dead.
Things getting spicy, things getting very spicy, but they're forcing down these racks. Now Lina is respawning. They're retreating through that vision. Would love to be able to chase here, but it's just a little bit too late, and now they're going to be able to go back and take out the ward.
Oh, snap. Yeah. There was a ward there, guys. Great play from BOOMBOYS to recognize they don't have the damage that point now. Yes. We can go high ground. I mean, you saw it, right? That was a giant wall vacuum. Doom got in there. He's dooming everybody. Nice spacing there from GBK to get to the edge of the Doom, so the saves could still come out there from Miro. But they know if there's no BZM, we're not going to die. They got one hero spot, all damage, but he couldn't get it as he was dead in the grave. Now Pure picking up the refresher. We've had first Doom, but he's hoping for a second. 3-3, another cheeky hump creep gets found in the Roach Pit as they send in Kiritich all on his lonesome.
They're pushing out mid first, and then likely we're going to see Iron Wing get together for some type of a move. They smoke up. GPK going to be the first person forward. Aeon Disc still on cooldown.
So clumped.
Ion Disc on cooldown for 15 more seconds. Kiritich not afraid of the jump, it seems.
Look at Miro.
Yeah.
He's so ready.
He's absolutely ready.
Odd sentry combo here from the Dire.
LSA hits. BZM backs away. Trying to retreat. GPK there. Immediately jumps. He didn't pick me at all. He's found.
He's out.
The right clicks are gone. There is nothing left there, but can they do enough with just BZM? He's hitting very hard. Kiritich just dropped it low. BZM trying to kill him, but there's just too much heal. Without the Doom, you're doomed. BZM is gone. No buyback. And with 3 dead, BOOMBOYS have put themselves in position to push this to a game number 3. Triple kill GPK. Give him another one.
The Bounty Hunter. He might finally lose a game on the main stage here, folks. And of course it's going to be the IO. BOOMBOYS. You know, they came in, they said, if that IO gets left in, we're ready for it. We can play it. Maybe they were trying to play with the Largo last game and got a little greedy. I don't know.
Oh, this is what you want to see. They step up, eyes on the prize, focusing it down now. The tier 4 towers, there is a glyph. There is a buyback that's there for the Darkseer and the Bounty Hunter, but I just don't think that they've got enough in the tank now to deal with this. They will go for the buyback at this point. They'll try and hold. Save is there. They vacuum him into the fountain. Nothing doing. They're not going to be able to stop this at all. And as they focus down the throne, 33 has already used his wall. There's the Crozier out. Not going to do a damn thing. BOOMBOYS take that lead, push this to a game 3.
Excellent work pushing there when they got that kill on the Doom. That completely ended the game for BOOMBOYS once they recognized, just go right now. All right, they got nothing that can fight us. First, it's when the Lena's down. Like, they need everything on the side of Iron Wing to win this. And BOOMBOYS recognize that they just don't got left in them. And you go back to this game early on, like, they spent so much on map control, on blink, on boots of travel, and they didn't progress it enough. They didn't get this big enough lead. They didn't get enough plays from the Bounty Hunter as you would hope for. And I don't know if we'll see them go back to it. I don't know if they're ready as a team to play around that hero to the point where you need to.
Well, I also think that it was a tremendous job from BOOMBOYS of taking these like measured losses, reading the map, dodging away from Iron Wing. You have 2 boots of travel heroes, Helm of the Dominator, and they didn't end up getting picked off by the Bounty Hunter either. A tremendous performance of macro play out of the BOOMBOYS as they were able to take this one there. And as the coach said, they were not ready. It can't end for them like this. We're going to game 3.
It cannot end this way. We heard it indeed from Coach Book. What a showing of BOOMBOYS with their backs against the rope. And this is where this team in the past has struggled, where that pressure did become too much for them. But we saw it here. When that pressure is on, they are still able to perform, Rhea.
Honestly, great game. I mean, it's all of a slow build-up, but they certainly were being pressured. I think Iron Wing were playing so far up on their map, like even behind tier 2 towers, probably when they shouldn't have, to be honest. But yeah, no, BOOMBOYS did a really good job of keeping Kiritich farmed. I think they just mostly took really good advantage of some mistakes. You know, punishing mistakes in a game like this is the #1 thing you have to do to win. They did it great.
I mean, Kiritich in game 1 and game 2, he had the farm, but there was other things kind of going wrong for the team in game 1, why they were to lose. This time around, I think Miro, he stepped up, GPK, he stepped up, right? The Centaur, of course, from the offlane on Miro, like, he was able to do his job, constantly being a thorn in Iron Wing's side, providing those saves. Like, we already mentioned that the limited lockdown Iron Wing had between the Lion and the Doom, and I feel like the Centaur, and then even the Winter Wyvern to some degree, did so much work at just prolonging their survivability, whoever gets jumped, that we never got to see the big kills. On top of that, Iron Wing's initiation, there's some room to question. I mean,
bad.
33 and Pure, they were like blinking in different directions, jumping alone in the high ground. Like, I'm honestly a little shocked at kind of Iron Wing's mid game, but alas, we're not there yet. We are looking at the early game.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of the few key problems we saw yesterday when they played as well on the Iron Wing side. Whenever Neta has to play like the initiator, it just doesn't really feel like he's super comfortable. Like, even in this game, they started the game really well. Like the first 10, 15 minutes, it was great. They had like a 3-4K lead, and then there's this one fight at top where he actually just decided to dagger in. Like, I think the way he plays the dagger, whenever he needs to be the first point of initiation, he just does it in a way where it's too forced. Like, he doesn't see a very clear way. He just wants to start, but he doesn't really know how to start it. So whenever you look at their games, if Pure is the one starting the fight, usually the fight's great. Like when he's playing the CK or the Sven, but if Pure is not the one starting the fight...
Yeah, this is the one in question, right? Like this kind of the solo blink up by the Darks here. Now they're trying to like disengage, and now Pure is also by himself trying to jump the IO, and like it's this fight and multiple other fights where the same story happens, and at that point it's like, BOOMBOYS, they're not making these type of errors. They're playing together. They're always in a huddle. The support's in the right position. Puck is being super elusive, super annoying. Kiritich is kind of dangling himself in the creep wave. I'm like, please try and do me, because if you do, I trust my man Miro to save me, right? So it's completely different teams that coming into game 2.
Yeah. Super strong showing. Very happy to see them getting that success here on the main stage. And now for both teams, of course, with that win under their belt, we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen in game number 3. But one thing stood out from the way we were just talking about how this game went down, that BOOMBOYS, they had a lineup that made it very easy for them to capitalize on mistakes being made. And that also implies that Iron Wing was just making a lot of mistakes. And I want to focus on that part, because Iron Wing making those type of mistakes, Rhea, I feel like that's a little uncharacteristic for them.
I feel like it's quite characteristic.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of why we're seeing them in the lower bracket, right?
Yeah.
I think they just seem to be on different pages with each other. I think T brought up an excellent point. One of the clips we didn't even see there is another fight where half the team goes one way and Pure blinks on the backline for a hoodwink and doesn't even kill him and then ends up dying. It's like they just seem like their communication is all over the place. I don't think they have like a solid idea of what they're doing. This game, for example, in the panel beforehand, I said I wanted to see Bounty Hunter blocking the camps for Io and making sure that he literally can't do anything. They did the lane part perfectly. I think they won their lane. They got so much farm on the Darkseer. It was fantastic. But Bounty Hunter left this Io well alone to just keep taking the double camps and then farm the lane and then get all the farm he needed. None of the other cores on BOOMBOYS had a game except Kiritich. Why were we not shutting him down in like one of the most simplest ways?
That's because Iron Wing, they play on efficiencies. So when 33 went to the side camps to farm, Ari then took the wave. So in the minutes that other teams might have played wave to block camps, they played for jungle camps and wave. So they were getting double the gold. So they played for money, thinking that double efficiency would outweigh the IO. Of course, in hindsight, block camps, but in the moment, the way that these players have played for the entire year, they think about gold and they think about their own levels and XP, not always trying to shut down the opponent.
I don't think it needs to be body blocking and expending like your resources to, you know, be sitting on him in invis. I think it can be as simple as a sentry. Like if you watch those bottom camps, there's never a sentry there either by either team, right? They're never forced to have to unblock it. The supports can go play freely in the other lanes because no one has to attend to dewarding this camp. I think it's like a small thing that just could have made the game better.
It's not actually a small thing. I think it's a very big deal. You have Bounty Hunter, so there's literally no excuse that you can't do it. You can do it, and it's not just about the goal, it's about the XP, because if Io gets to level 15 with the Aghanims, it's just such a big power spike in the game itself.
Yeah, speaking of power spikes, this was one of them.
Yeah. This was a really nice mistake punish that we talked about. Iron Wing were just playing way too far up. They keep trying to kill the Hoodwink behind tier 2 towers, and I think BOOMBOYS this time were kind of ready for it. They set up, they had Wyvern in position, and also your puck is playing towards them for once, so when they step forward too much, they actually able to punish it, coil, fight, they bring in the IO reload, it's the first effective use of it, and then they just push them back. This is exactly what they needed.
Yeah, this is a smooth fight for BOOMBOYS there, absolutely. There were a couple of other fights where it was actually Iron Wing having a solid performance. Just a couple minutes later, Winter, there was a fight that you wanted to get some more attention on.
Yeah, I think this was the fight where they kind of like overextended. They tried to like push things too much. I think they got caught by the Winter's Curse and they didn't really get the right jump.
But also, it's like this is a fight for like BOOMBOYS where like you get the Bounty Hunter kill, and then you've put yourself in a position where Iron Wings, for a rare moment in the game, actually see the heroes they want to kill, and they can try and, you know, to some degree cleanly do it. But the problem is, they never could replicate this. It was kind of like a one blip in an entire game, where after this, I think BOOMBOYS then recalibrated really nicely, and then they were always offering up the correct heroes. So it's like one little mistake in the mid game from BOOMBOYS, but not enough to really give Iron Wing the ability to kind of close out the game.
Yeah, they did not close out the game. There were a couple more fights that led to BOOMBOYS eventually closing out the game, and one of them was, I think, the most damning for Iron Wing, where it was clear that they weren't on the same page.
Yeah, they were like just, as he said, in different directions. I honestly think something that was amazing for this fight, it was more of the setup of it. They snuck the Aegis. This Aegis is massive because it makes Pure confused on who to go on. Right, his goal every game, even disregarding the Centaur card, he wants to doom this IO because it means he can't heal, it means he can't give that healing to someone else on his team. It basically ruins their highest net worth carry. But when Doom can't do that because there's an Aegis, he's going on a Hoodwink instead. You have the rest of his team, Darkseer, blinking in on who knows what. There's no idea of what to do. I think
yeah, but this fight was started poorly though. I feel like Darkseer blinked up. They had no vision, and he blinked up the high ground, and he popped his Shivas, and then he exposed his own position, and he got caught by Bushrock, and then he just died. So I don't know how much of that was pure like he's not knowing what to do, because the Darkseer kind of forced him to do something, because the moment he blinked up, you have to go with him.
That felt like, you know, me playing Overthrow at 2 a.m. in the morning. You know, that was not a fight. That was honestly, that was kind of egregious. I'll be real, lads. So I'm hoping for Iron Wing's sake, they shake that off going into Game 3. Because if they play like that, then we are going to be talking about BOOMBOYS progressing through the lower bracket. Because there are some weird things happening in the initiation from Iron Wings.
Yeah, I know, Winter, that when we were watching the game in the green room, you said, you know, give me some time to, to be a little critical about one player in particular, and you do mean a 33 on the Darkseer.
I think it's not just a hero-based thing. I think the way he plays the game, if he's the one that needs to be the first hero jumping in, it usually doesn't really work out on them. And I went back to think about like the Bounty Hunter. One of the reasons why they don't really like Bounty Hunter and they like heroes like Hoodwink, they've already multiple times opened their draft with Hoodwink, because it gives them a way to start the fight. So it doesn't put so much burden on the offlaner to be the hero that starts the fight. So I think this is like a problem where it's not going to be removed, but they have to use the draft to kind of compensate. You know, they need more ways of starting the fight, and it has to be on the pause 4 or the pause 5 to start the fights.
But we also have to respect the fact that in both games, Iron Wing around the 10-15 minute mark has been having this like 5,000 gold lead, 6,000 gold lead. They've been super aggressive, so it's not as if we're looking at a Iron Wing or the previous org names that they were on earlier in the year was like the boring Dota. Like they're playing aggressive, they're doing these like overlapping motions, like they're playing the Dota that is like honestly quite exciting. It is the fact that when they enter the mid game, they seem to like mute mics, go crazy, and something goes wrong. So it's like if they can just solve that, I don't mind the concept of their drafts, the concept of what they're trying to achieve. They just don't have the discipline to execute on the pacing they're trying to go for. But it's also the pacing that allowed them to get through the group stage. So they haven't changed their identity. It's just they're so quick in nature that it's going to have mistakes.
Yeah, I think, Rhea, both games that we've seen have indeed for the first like 21-ish minutes had the same formula. Laning stage, Iron Wing does well. And then there's that one fight where the items are online for BOOMBOYS and they take a fight and the game is almost back to even again.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things that I noticed from when BOOMBOYS stabilized the game in the mid is that they had way better vision control. We saw that they were the only team with a gem for quite some time, and they had perfectly warded and sentryed their jungle entrances on top and bottom. So we saw the map go from Iron Wing playing behind their tier 2s and crushing their side of the map to a completely even split where BOOMBOYS do actually now have way more farming room and space, and you see the other cores that are not just Kiritich actually start to catch up and then have the net worth to take these fights evenly.
I mean, it's always the repercussion of like beating an aggressive team when they're at your tier 2. When you get that kill, you get the fresh air to then break back onto the map, right? So I think once you overcome that initial hurdle, an early gem pickup, you'll always be able to have that vision advantage if you can win that fight, which clearly BOOMBOYS are finding the fights to win.
Yeah, Winter, if you were on the side of BOOMBOYS, how much effort would you put in the laning stage and them being able to finally, maybe not even win the laning stage, but at least play it even?
I think the laning phase is not really as important as before. I think as long as you have a playable laning phase, you could lose the lane 60-40, it's fine, 70-30 in some cases, but as long as you have the lineup that can allow you to play the macro game, the map, like in this instance, I don't think they're going to get the IO because IO just makes everything so easy, but they need to try to focus on that. If they have a draft that can play the map, have good team fight, I think that's going to be a good recipe against Iron Wing, because Iron Wing has clearly shown that team fighting, initiating, that is their problem in the game right now.
Seems fixable, because we know that all 10 players that will soon be ready to take the stage, all 10 players are capable of winning these games, are capable of having that synergy, the coordination, the communication, and it just depends on which one of these two teams will play that little bit better on the main stage of the International. So this might be a good time to just inform people at home that these two teams, of course, are no stranger to one another. The last 5 series, they played against each other. It was BOOMBOYS that took 4 out of those 5 series, and a lot of those series were 2-0. So maybe there's also a little bit of a stylistic issue that Iron Wing has when competing against BOOMBOYS, because those later stages, even in the first game that they won, it was that one fight, the slip up. It was a very unique situation where the Chaos Knight was able to completely sabotage Miero's game on the Largo that allowed them their victory here. Would you say, Tigov, that going into Game 3, you have a team that you feel like, from the 2 games you've watched so far, would have that little bit of an edge going into this?
I think if you look at the overall polish of the 2 teams, I think BOOMBOYS just look like the more complete team. They are the ones that are making the changes, understanding kind of the dynamics of the best of 3, and I think for Iron Wing so far, it's like they've won because of like a draft and the CK, and they're making way more mistakes across the entire series. Even in the Game 1 win, they were making these little mistakes that even offered BOOMBOYS to potentially win that one as well. So I think as an overall team, BOOMBOYS are just looking to be better. But with the caliber of players that Iron Wings have, it just takes one conversation, one idea, one concept, BZM to step up a little bit more from the mid lane, and we will just see a game 3 go their way. Like, this is not just a definitive answer of one team is better than the other, but overall, BOOMBOYS just looks a little bit more ready for at least game 3.
Yeah, I know that you really wanted to see the Bounty Hunter, Winter. We just saw the scoreline of Ari. Of course, he played the laning stage well enough, but he is 0-11-4. Do you feel like he delivered the type of Bounty Hunter you wanted to see? I know the game is not as black and white as we just saw the stats to be, so that's maybe a little bit mean to throw the stats in over there, but overall, he did suffer a little bit.
It doesn't fit, I think, 33's playstyle. I don't think they're going to go for it again. I do feel like the hero is definitely very, very strong, but it just doesn't feel like it's going to be a hero that's comfortable for Iron Wing here. And I think you have one game left. If you lose this game, it's over. They're going to go back to what's comfortable, probably the Hood Wing, probably some support that can set up for them. So it's going to allow Neta to play his usual greedy style without needing for him to initiate for his team.
We've seen this position before from the team, right? Like, normally when you're a low bracket about to be eliminated, we're going to see Invoker and Centaurs or Dooms and Hoodwinks. Like, we're going to see all the classics, the Kez. Like, this will probably look like the draft of Iron Wing, but when you are in this position, often leaning to that will be your kind of saving grace. Didn't work in the upper bracket though, but maybe in the lower bracket it's a different beast.
Yeah, I don't know, Ray. I keep coming back to the Doom with you. and we did see it. Okay, it wasn't 33 playing the Doom, though, in that second game. It was the man on your screen. It was Pure playing the Doom, but maybe that's just a trap. Is the hero a trap?
I don't want to say the hero's a trap. I just think they need to find their win condition and then treat it more preciously. Because I don't really think they knew what they wanted to do in fights. They just had the bounty hunter running around with track and then a bunch of like nuking spellcasters, and they're like, okay, Doom, you go doom someone, but they don't know like who they're meant to focus and find. They're not like placing the wards or using the bounty to like, hey, this is our #1 target, let's blow them up. They don't seem to know how to like translate the winning lanes into objectives or like proper map control, like how to hold spaces. I think that's the main problem more than the draft, to be honest. Is just not really having an idea.
I also feel like when you look at the player camera of Pure, right? When you look at all his previous events, like when they're in good form and they're doing well, like he's always just got that smile on his face, the love of the game. But right now, like you can feel the frustration on him. Like he's sitting there, like he's annoyed with his previous game, maybe even the previous playoff games, the group stage. Like there feels a little bit of frustration within the team, and that is something that you can't just fix instantly. And I feel like if he can overcome that in this next game, that's when they can, start clicking together as a team. But right now, based on just the general vibe of what Pure's given, I am just a little worried for them. Just a little bit.
He needs a speech, Tigo.
He does, yes. Are you going to give it?
No, I was going to ask you to do so.
Okay. All right, Pure. You are playing with the finest British Dota player to ever exist, a.k.a. Ari. You should not let down my British fellow mate. Like you, I can't do
really
this shit. Back to you, Shiva.
Oh, that's wonderful. I hope that they had a good talking, because one thing that is clear is that from the series that we've seen, they are not playing the best Dota that we've seen them play even this tournament. So we know they can do better. We know both of these teams are gonna be disappointed at the end of the day if they get eliminated in this spot, because both teams have had so many tournament podium finishes this season, and ending on a top 8, you might as well end up last. Like that's the teams are just not gonna be happy with that. So let's see who comes out on top. It's only one game to stand in between elimination or advancement. Let's see what's going to happen.
Iron Wing versus BOOMBOYS. Game 3.
For the third game in a row, BOOMBOYS will be on the Radiant side and Iron Wing will be Dire side. So the teams definitely both prefer that. It is Iron Wing that gets their hands on first pick once again, just like previous game. And that means BOOMBOYS gets second pick. And they were very happy with that last time around. They managed to get the IO in that position of the draft. Overall last pick for BOOMBOYS. Then as well with this upcoming game number 3, And we're all gonna find out how the adaptations will be made. Iron Wing in that previous game, they went for the Lina as the first pick for them. Let's see if BOOMBOYS leave that in the pool. So far, their bans are exactly the same, but we already see Iron Wing adapting. We have still got their Ember banned out. This time, the man of the match, the MVP from previous game, playing the puck, has that hero removed from the pool together with the Lina, leaving two heroes in that they banned previously, the Slardar and the Bane.
10 seconds remaining.
Let's see what BOOMBOYS go for next. In the previous game, it was Largo and Keeper of the Light that they removed at this stage, but I feel like it's an entirely different ball game, and they will use some bonus time to think about what's coming next, because Iron Wing seems to be looking to surprise them.
I honestly like the Lina ban. I feel like BZM right now, it's like you've played 2 Lina games. Sure, you've won 1, lost 1, but it's like the draft has forced you to be a first phase mid pick. You are a player that likes to go for the Invokers, the Storms, a little bit more of a playmaker, and you're forced onto a farming mid laner that has to outplay. It's like, sure, you got it in 1 game, but you're not going to get it consistently. So get rid of that, give BZM a bit more life to the draft, and then just respect GPK immensely.
Give him Invoker, first phase Invoker BZM. That's what I want.
I think that might be one of the heroes that they might be considering banning.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think one thing that was clear in that previous game for BOOMBOYS that they went for comfort in that game too. And it worked out so well for them, and I'm sure that on an elimination game, as Winter said, that you're gonna go for comfort in a potential elimination game, and Invoker is just 1000% comfort.
Yeah, the caveat to that is the only hero I'll accept from BZM first phase right now, because of the puck ban, is 8-picking Invoker. That is the only one. Everything else, please give him some room to breathe in the draft.
Him first picking Invoker is something that
is a classic.
I would be happy with.
I feel like Invoker is like a 9-pick hero. Like 8-pick, it can be risky because there are some heroes that can totally ruin your game. I think Slardar is a hero that it makes life very, very difficult for Invoker because of 2 reasons. One, the track, from the corrosive haze, and number 2, in the laning phase, he just kills the Forge Spirit. So I think this is one of the hardest matchups in the game for Invoker. At 9-pick, you can see the first pick, and then you decide your Invoker. So I think it's easier to pick Invoker at 9 compared to overall first pick.
They have not gone for the Invoker, and they have gone for the IO. And for the second pick we see coming out here overall, it is BOOMBOYS that now get to show what they consider is the best pick against IO. And I think that's a unique situation, as we have talked about BOOMBOYS being the best IO team. So surely Kirtich know what is also the worst to play against.
Well, maybe they understand the need to block the damn camps. I would like to see that. I mean, the Bounty Hunter, right? I wouldn't even mind seeing that here.
I think Elk is very similar to IO. IO is basically like Elk. Whenever you're playing against a hero that jungles that quickly, you just need somebody to go into the jungle, infiltrate the area, and put vision or just block the camps, or at the very least, steal XP.
Yeah.
I mean, right now they're answering it with the Winter Wyvern. Of course, prolonging the fight against Io, trying to eat through a BKB charge or a Satanic usage, right? With the Cold Embrace, even then the Winter's Curse just to kind of open up, because Io naturally invites a lot of kind of clunky, kind of clumpy style fighting. So I can see why BOOMBOYS want to go for the Winter Wyvern. Katomi has done an exceptional job on the hero. He's been, throughout his entire career, he's like the Winter Wyvern guy. Like, he started as Tree, he moved to Winter Wyvern. Like, he's just like the guy to go to, and I don't mind it, but I want to see other ways to now utilize what Winter Wyvern does, because like you need damage now, you need more pickoff, you need a lot of things to help Wyvern within the game.
I think something I genuinely love about the Wyvern pick is when we watched last game, Wyvern was so good with just disengagement. I think Iron Wing, especially, we noted that their initiations were so messy and quite poor. If that is a weak point of the team right now, Wyvern is fantastic, because when they do finally get that good jump, or they do maybe get a slight advantage, this Wyvern lets them just peel back with the curse and just reset into a better position.
And they go for the Slardar and Storm. Nice bans from Iron Wing. Of course, already mentioned that Slardar is an important hero for BOOMBOYS.
Yeah.
No matter if it's Invoker matchup or not, they still will probably look towards it. But they have pretty much said, GPK, you are not going to play this game 3. Out of pretty much every single ban is towards you, boss. We respect you immensely. We want to try and eliminate you, and we're going to do it through the bans and also hopefully the gameplay.
But his Snapfire is still in the pool. He's so good at Snapfire.
Yeah, you'd like competitive players nowadays have more than 3.5 heroes to win the international.
Yeah,
all right,
it's a bit hard.
I don't think GPK is too concerned, but Iron Wing is trying their best to ban him out.
Yeah, the threat is definitely clear.
Okay.
As we will see the return of the Largo. With this, of course, they also deny Iron Wing from having that combination of both Io and Largo.
I mean, hopefully they have a better combination with Largo. The first game was Largo and DK. That did not look good at all.
Yeah.
They need something that can use the magic damage.
I love this because I think it's going to be so fun to see the comparison between game 1 and 3, knowing that CK is something that Iron Wing may be looking towards now and how you want to deal with it. I think the draft is already better against the hero as a core, but...
I mean, you have Wyvern. That kind of already discourages the CK a lot.
But they left it in the game. Like, Iron Wing chose to leave his hero in the game now, and they know that they're playing into Wyvern. It's like, do they still pick the CK? Do they still rate it that highly? Do they have to find another option to deal with Largo? So many people are banning Largo because they have no answer. Iron Wing have provided us with one. Can they provide us with
Undying's good against Largo, like in the game. Like in the lane, the decay, and then in the game you slow him, then you have the tombstone, he can't hit the tombstone. So I would say Undying is a pretty good answer against Largo.
Yeah, it's just really nice once you kind of just get on top of him, right? Like if Largo's dictating the fight and you're already in kind of the snowball kind of moment of the game, no.
You overwhelm him with the damage and from your flash golem.
No, I really enjoy the concept of Undying against Largo. And then you put like Io together with it. Like even if it's Undying support or core, no matter what, Io's going to enjoy tethering this Undying because like he's the front line for you to then start, you know, throwing your Ags balls around and just going crazy.
Yeah, now they need like some catch because you have Io and Undying. You have two heroes that have no stuns, no catch. So you want heroes that can solve that problem.
And Lion definitely solves that problem.
Yeah, sure. I mean, we just seen it kind of again on different teams that we saw the heroes in play, but Lion Io in the same team, it is very simple. Lion hunts the map like Ari loves to do, big map playing position 4. He will find a guy, he will say, please relocate onto me, you get a kill, and then you disengage, reset. So, yep, very kind of clean looking lineup of strong lanes into pickoff.
It's their setup as well. The pos 4 having the catch so that they don't have to rely on like or the off lane or the mid hero to be so much of the catch. And this Rubik pick, why is Rubik the choice here?
Think about just the layers of sustainability, right? You got the lift to lift people back with the shard, you got the Largo, then the Wyvern. Like everything is about invite the initiation onto one guy, and whoever you jump on, there'll be 1, 2, or 3 people to save that guy in a different style.
And maybe with that, they also make sure that Iron Wing is not going for the Underlord, which would be a great global pair-up with the Io.
Yeah, it could have easily been a
the
nice
support
little
duo just feels very lackluster. Rubik and Wyvern. It's very greedy for the start of the game. Because usually with Wyvern, you want someone else that has damage because Wyvern lacks damage, and someone else that has initiation. Usually you see Wyvern with like maybe like a Willow. Like it feels more like a balanced duo, but with Rubik, they both kind of do the same thing. They sit behind, they want someone else to go in, and then they cast their spells.
Again, it's the type of lineup where if I close my eyes and it's 20 minutes an even game, I'll like the concepts. Sure, the journey there could be a bit turbulent, but I think Iron Wing have been turbulent enough that they've invited BOOMBOYS to get to this position. So maybe BOOMBOYS are just a little bit too comfortable. Like, yeah, it's fine. We always make this little mini comeback in the first 20 minutes, so we can be a little greedy with our support.
We'll just lose the laning state. It's all good.
We'll recover, right, guys?
Also, we know that GPK is still lacking a hero, and sorry, Rhea, but his Snapfire is out now too. You got another one.
I mean, both teams potentially here need mid, right? So we're just gonna ban like there's gonna be no mids left. Sand King's gone.
Okay, so GPK's got what, like a Pango? Is that still
Primal?
Pango is in the pool. Void Spirit is in the pool.
Void Spirit.
Oh boy.
I know people don't like Void Spirit, but somehow the players do sometimes seem to still go for that regardless.
I mean, which one works best with Largo? That's the question. Like, what would Largo want? I feel like Largo likes like Lash type of hero, like a lot of burst, spell damage. Maybe with Void Spirit, still alright.
What do you think about Slark? You have a last pick.
For who, sorry?
Honestly, either team kind of looks nice. Better with Io though, in my opinion.
I'd rather see Pure play the carry Io, so therefore BZM picks up a comfort mid hero. I don't think he needs to play the Slark.
Yeah, but why not? There's nothing else.
I mean, if you're in this position and there's no mid laners, we have to start talking about heroes like, you know, OD, you know?
Oh no.
Shaker, that's fine. You can't pick it into Rubik though.
Yeah, but if there's ever, I mean, if you're banned out, then the meta dictates that the bad heroes have to become good because they're now the only ones available, right?
You know what a hero was what we saw yesterday?
Yeah.
It was a sniper. We knew the Pango ban was coming. Yesterday we saw a sniper coming out. I think this is really cool. Now, one thing to keep in mind, it's BOOMBOYS that get the overall last pick. So Ironwing has to play some 5-head Dota 2 in terms of the drafting here to figure out what they want to pick, what the counter to that is, and then what the counter to that would be and pick that one instead.
The main
they
thing
can't get countered.
But Ironwing have banned out pretty much every single gap closer that's very good in the meta. Therefore, if BZM wants to play the Arc Warden like he's already played, or he wants to play some silly OD that I keep suggesting for no reason, like if he wants to play like any silly hero, he can because the gap closers are gone. Like he can be greedy. You have a Tide in one lane, you have an Iron in another. Like BZM now has the freedom, unlike the last 2 games of Lena, to actually pick whatever he wants. Like his draft is so clean that he kind of has freedom to go, pick me this hero, I will win you this game.
Do you think there's any possibility that Pure just plays a different carry? Like we just put IO mid? Because you still have a double camp to farm. Like there's still silly heroes like Lone Druid in the pool, right? And then you can play some carry that's gonna synergize really nicely with your IO.
Oh, well, they respect that option because they ban out the TA.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've ever seen BZM play IO. If it does happen, then it's kind of cool to see it in a Game 3 lower bracket elimination. To kind of just go, you know what, TI meta, let's try it. But I still would rather see BZM take the pick here and just let Pure just play the IO.
I think even like an aggressive hero like Death Prophet could be good this game. Like you have the IO to tether you and you have Tide plus Tombstone, you take the map. Because if you look at like the BOOMBOYS lineup, it's slow. You have Rubik and Largo, Wyvern. It's gonna take time. And this is like the similar archetype. It's very similar archetype. They're gonna ball around the DK to take towers and take the map.
IO DK is also a good combo. You know, that's not bad. It's solid.
Don't try and hype up a DK Shiva.
Yeah,
In all of time, DK has always been like
I know.
just vanilla.
It's a Timber game. This must be a Timber game, man. This has to be a Timber game. I know Timber is like not exactly like a mid hero.
No, the Viper.
Okay.
Right.
The break.
I mean, is that considered an exciting hero? No. Does it work?
It can
Yes,
be.
it can be.
It can be.
I mean, it's a nice hero here. I think it does a lot of things to deal with the Tide, the DK. You have the break. It's gonna cause a lot of problems.
We needed 2 more bans total, like 1 for each team, and then these 2 would have been banned, and then now we would have gotten the spicy mid matchup.
Don't leak the draft pattern for next season. Jesus. But no, I mean, BOOMBOYS, they reacted quite nicely with the Viper pick. To me, it's still a little volatile. I think mid Viper, it can win. It should win the lane. It can create tempo to play around, but it just takes one bad fight, you know, itemization from the Tide Hunter, like a Yules or something, to eat through that break duration. And now suddenly the Viper loses its value, and Ironwing just kind of get online. You know the inevitable IO timings in play here. I think BOOMBOYS, they got a lot more pressure on them to now do well in the laning phase, rather than just play for a comeback. They have to play to win their lanes and to hold the game down.
Their supports don't really compare. I feel like they're gonna lose the 3v3. Like Undying Lion with the DK is gonna give them the edge in like maybe getting a couple of kills. I think you only need to be able to find one kill in the early game on the Viper. Like teams have already been known to do like some crazy, after the rune spawns, you smoke and then you kill the Viper one time and then it totally upsets the balance of the lane. So they have to be very careful and anticipate moves like this. And even in the rune fights, the Undying and Lion, I would say that they will have the upper hand against the Rubik and the Winter Wyvern.
Rhea, what are you going to look for in this game at number 3? What are you going to look out for?
I mean, I want to know what BOOMBOYS' idea is. To me, the heroes have no way to properly start a fight. They have no real way to take towers. Like your Ironwing, they have great initiation, great burst, great way to take tower, DK. It has it all. So what does BOOMBOYS play?
I mean, BOOMBOYS also need to show really good BKB discipline in this game. I feel like if at any point, if Keratich wastes his BKB, then suddenly all the slows, the stuns, the damage amps will just break him apart. So he's had a pretty decent series so far, but this game's like, he has to have a perfect game.
Well, we're going to find out what's going to happen because game number 3, maybe everything is a little different with the pressure placed on the players as we are ready to find out which team will advance in the lower bracket and which team will be sent home. We're heading over to Trent and Lyrical for game 3.
Thank you so much, Sheaver. Man, the panel there, it was like the opposite of game number 1. They were excited about the early picks. This one, they're like, Man, those last picks suck.
I mean, that's what happens when the bans come out. Very targeted against the two mids, for sure, in this one. I love the face-to-face of the two mids. Like, their expression just getting sadder and sadder as it continued through as more and more of their favorite heroes were banned. But this is where the best picks come out. You got to dig deep into your tool bag here and find a tool you haven't taken out in a while, like the GPK Viper.
Man, speaking of a tool, Viper, God, I hate that hero. It's so annoying to play against. It's also one of those that like can just, it feels either bad for the opponents or bad for you because you can't do anything. You don't want BZM and GPK to have to play him, but it was what was left. And you know what? Maybe there's going to be some magic happening here. Maybe we'll see some of those early boots of travel, some Aghanim Scepters, people jumping around. There's a chance to have a dream. Also, I thought it was very funny. Ray was like, they're not good at taking towers. They're not good at fighting. They're not good at initiating. But besides that, it's great for BOOMBOYS.
You know, they can read the mini-map. That is what they can do, you know?
Excited.
You gotta find your talents where they are. And, well, I mean, the big question, is what's gonna happen to Whitemon?
Well, that was not great for them. I will say that. He did not manage to get the gold from the Observer Award, and he gave over First Blood. It's Katomi that takes it, though, so at least it didn't go to GPK.
Really hoping for a positive there. Ari will walk through the same spot. He's actually going to kill the mid-courier.
He's coming back. Wait a minute. Oh, they're cooking. Never mind. Oh, take down GPK.
The Ceaseless Dirge, I tell you. It's not Ceaseless yet. It's literally just the 30 seconds. But for the whole game, Ceaseless Dirge does that to you. It's just the fact that we're, less than a minute into the game. It's like he's ceaseless, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, a kill onto GPK, feeling a little bit bad about that one, and then DK grabs the wave and pulls it all the way over here. Is going to get a deny and take out the Observer Ward for the Dire as well. But this is a nice way to sort of mess with the the Viper a bit, right?
Yeah.
And force him to tank the creeps.
They've made a decision of, we took the DK. This is a hero who can do quite a few things in the laning stage against many opponents. You know, he gets pretty tanky. He's got Breathe Fire. He can also recover in the game with the Shard and a Blink Dagger. So, but then you get the Viper and you're like, okay, we gotta help.
Yeah.
We really don't want to get him sent down to the Abyss like we did to Miro in game number 1. So hoping to give him a bit of a match here as BZM just kites the creeps around the towers. Katomi in 3-3, duke it out in the bottom lane. 3-3 on this Tidehunter. The classic triple gauntlets to start with a little ring of regen just to boost up the health a little bit.
Who says that jungling is dead in modern Dota? 33 is bringing it there. That's what you want to see.
I mean, definitely what they did last game with the Darkseer and the Bounty Hunter. Lots of Ari just sitting on the wave here. And game number 1, Moon Meander, coach, he brought up and he said, we are the Largo understanders. We're the best Largo team. We have the counter. I think they might consider themselves perhaps one of the better Kez teams as well with how much they pick it for Pure. You would think they must have a very good understanding of this hero. So I'm looking forward to see what sort of counters they have here other than just this Tidehunter to maybe survive through the lane.
Well, yeah, that's going to be the thing to watch for, and if they actually do have a good answer right here for the Largo in this game, because the secret tech was the CK with Whitemon playing on the Ringmaster. This time around, Pure is playing the IO, is going to be paired with the Undying. As you can see, finding the double decay there, very nice to mess with these heroes. But it's not the same level of just demolishing that we saw. Like, IO is obviously winning this lane, but it's not like completely destroying finding. Well. Oh, goodness, that was scary. Whitemon actually going to take 2 tower shots while he's at it and save, trying to finish off the job. Will manage to.
All right, all according to plan here from the BOOMBOYS. Pure does back up and get the Lotus. Very nice on this hero, obviously. But does instantly consume it, so no help for his friends on that. And Save still just pushing him back, so yeah, he's going to need a salve brought in here from Whitemon, and indeed he will bring it, so. They'll get recovered here, but yeah, they have not obliterated Miro this time. I think in this case, rather than focusing on countering the Largo, they're instead saying, hey, we got a better trade.
Yes.
I'd rather have IO. And I think after that last game, the main concern is how do we just make sure that we don't, get run over by the Largo like we just ran them, or by the IO rather, like we just ran them over. And I hope it has to deal with the camps. We brought it up a lot in game 1, didn't happen. punishing the IO under your tower would be great.
A good glyph there, but not good enough. They take down Pure.
Yeah, I feel like he used that Lotus really early, like had to use it in the pool there, and then still dives the tower with just a Fairy Fire. Very aggressive attempts here, maybe just feeling it from game number 2. Or 1, I suppose. Time's flying here, bud.
I mean, it's one of those things where you are now in an interesting position. Iron Wing, they make game number 1 look good, but it wasn't like completely clean, right? There was a moment where it felt like it was starting to shift into BOOMBOYS' favor. Then in game number 2, they get out to another super hot start, and then BOOMBOYS pull it back and eventually take the lead. There's some questions. What is it going to be like with Nerves on this big main stage? You know, I was looking at it and I'd sort of forgotten that Ari has not played a game on the main stage of TI up until this point. The only other time he made it to TI was in 2023, where he didn't make it to this high level. How's he going to be able to perform on this stage?
There's a lot of pressure on him for sure in this game as the Lion, already getting a few stacks up, which is great to help out the IO, obviously. And Tidehunter, a hero who's okay being alone, so he's taking advantage of that by trying to make this move up top, wrapping behind save. Rubik fairly vulnerable. They have a tether. Oh, they don't have a tether yet. He was almost level 4.
Yeah.
They kind of need the tether here.
I mean, they also have Wyvern in the area. So Save is going to spotlight on there. The turn, the stun. Miero might be able to walk out of this, but actually, now turning to hit, they're going to take down the Tombstone. And Whitemon in a little bit far, so it ends up being a 1-for-1 exchange, with the Tombstone also going the way of BOOMBOYS.
Yeah, IO's not necessarily wanting to take the tether this early here, so it kind of delays the attempt on the gank there. Since you can't just rotate over, they have to wait for the wave to actually push in. That ends up costing them a life there, so. In the meantime, though, I mean, 3-3, still totally happy down bottom. He is farming away. That being said, it is trading for a free farm Kez. BZM's been doing great mid on this Dragon Knight, constantly pulling the waves back. You're not having this Viper just, like, pull away. In fact, he's actually ahead of him in terms of net worth. So that is a big concern, I would say, for the BOOMBOYS. Because you do not want a Viper losing its lane. And then, again, this problem of, you know, what can I do to give our team some action on the map as a Viper? Not much. Like, buy an Atos, brother. Like, I don't know. That's where your options go to.
I mean, and I
think near.
That's going to be an ulti out now onto Dragon Knight. Save ready to pull him back in, and this is what you were hoping to see more of. Obviously, that gank early helped, but when you get level 6 GPK, he finds the double kill, and that's more what you want to see out of the Viper.
Yeah, you can be really happy that you got your wins in the lane and everything, but you gotta know when to take the L, and then it is now. The 6 is there on the Viper. You don't get to return here as the Dragon Knight, so we're gonna see some stacks probably for both the Dragon Knight and the IO. Gonna have to be shared up. Tide, also a big stack hero.
Is trying to bully back 33 off the wave. With Lion moving in, realizes that's not going to happen. So Ari gets the wisdom stolen from him. That can actually feel good, as he is only level 3 on the Lion.
That's all right. Save just picked it up on the other side as well. But yeah, you're right. That's that ain't great. To be getting it and being not even level 4.
Yeah.
Like, well, he's doing a lot of running around, you know, stacking up for his team. I mean, they have so many stack farmers, and I think that's an issue here for BOOMBOYS is what are they going to do when Iron Wing retreat back to farm these stacks?
Right.
Because Tide wants stacks, DK wants stacks, IO wants stacks.
Going up top, maybe? Save? No, they can't do anything there. Miero's been playing with relatively low HP on this Largo as he works towards a Soul Ring, but they haven't really been able to punish and make any substantial move. Now, turning into the Tombstone, they go and they just try and hit it. Will be able to take it out. So Katomi gets it. BZM realizes it's not looking that great because Kiritich shows up and Miero has a lick to pull him back in. Finds Whitemon, gets the kill.
Nice, level 7 for Kiritich. He picks that one up here. GPK was even wrapping on the other side, and now he is after the stack. This is a great use of the Viper. Let's go in here and take their stacks. I can't chase you, but the camps aren't going to run away.
Yeah.
And I know they're dependent on it. Kiritich, he's back. He's checking these camps at the top of the map. He's like, do they make stacks here? Should I be like echo slashing through this? Should I be trying to farm something? So they have this on the mind as 3-3 pulls the camp into the small camp here, just to farm it himself, and Kiritich forced to pull it off the tower. Soul Ring done for 3-3, and yeah, so many interesting questions here for BOOMBOYS and how they want to try and push this advantage a little further.
There are more stacks being built for 33 over at the Ancients. Kiritich stops that one from happening. So they're just battling over these couple of creeps. I mean, this really encapsulates how both of these teams play this game, right? Like, there's no interaction with each other really at all, but they're like, who's going to come in and get the last hit?
Yeah, Pure is in between two camps now with the Spirits going. Ari just double stack near the Ancients for 3-3. This is very much the machine of Iron Wing. Oh, we caught him getting hit by the Bruiser, a classic. Sometimes the Ogre be smashing.
I mean, but that also speaks to what this game is going to look like. Nobody's getting completely skunked in the laning stage. Nobody is getting wiped out here. And that tells us that it's likely there's going to be some type of a breakdown of how the battles go, right? How are the mid-game team fights going to work out? And that's going to depend upon items, positioning, when teams feel like they're stronger than others. GPK definitely feeling like the strongest hero on the map right now.
Yeah, hopefully he can use that to bully, because that's what you got to do as a Viper. Make your presence known in the early game when you're at your peak. Just threaten to Viper strike anyone that walks too near.
Illusion Room taken by Miero, and GPK walks forward to take out that Observer Ward. BZM, they thought about it.
Yeah.
Decide not to go.
I mean, Save is closing in on level 6 as well. This is where Rubik's can have a big change in their game as he cracks into it now. Can you get a farming spell? Can you get a good ganking spell like this Earth Spike is always fantastic here as he moves in trying to find something, but can't quite get it. Kataomi actually smoked up behind. Gonna pass it over to Save. So Save kind of shows mid, dives a little deep, joins the smoke of Kataomi, and we're going up top.
What can they do here? They have a TP on Viper if he wants to show up.
And they have Steel on Tombstone if Whitemon drops it.
Looking, catching, the bully continues, and yeah, they've got the Tombstone immediately, saving it for now. So they're gonna have Tombstone if a fight breaks out, but they don't even need it.
Nice
this is
steal.
good from BOOMBOYS.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they'll often cover with the ulti on the Undying, but, you know, maybe just didn't want to let it rip there instead. And even ulti obviously doesn't feel that bad to get his Rubik.
And finding him, GPK pops the Ravage, but he's dead. Cannot get away. But that, I mean, that also tells you the mentality. Like, they're not thinking about a fight at all right now in Ireland. That was a Ravage to make sure that he can go farm more.
Yep.
Because they're not anticipating fighting. And BOOMBOYS, you can see they're coming online right now.
I mean, it's so funny because Viper obviously a bit of a slightly dead hero right now, but this DK and this Tide, they can't play the game they want to this stage of the game because you know where they're going to be. It is not a mystery where these two heroes want to farm. And GPK doesn't need a catch item if he's just going to walk in with a Mage Slayer because they can't contest him. You know, they're not going to have the damage to fight him. But it is still the clock. It is the timer of this IO. What can you get done? You know, and they haven't really disrupted IO's farm that much. I will say, I feel like this is kind of similar to BOOMBOY's game on the IO itself, where he was still able to get quite a bit done. He's still pretty high up on the last hits at the moment, the net worth. But they've gained a lot for themselves.
Right. Well, and they're going to take out this stack right here.
Kataomi's in there. He stole something.
Oh, he did. He's taken a little bit away from him.
And so much XP, right?
Oh, yeah. Using the winner's curse with bringing over some more heroes, they get the break, and now he's in trouble and going to go down again. Stolen Earth Spike.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, Save is going to have a good game if they're not careful. So, I mean, look, there's a couple of things that still look good for Iron Wing. Like, on its face, the way that BOOMBOYS is playing so far forward, it's solid, but
I'm concerned.
I am very concerned as well. The one thing I'll say is there isn't like a natural pipe builder on BOOMBOYS, and the magic damage when it eventually comes out from IO is going to be a lot.
That's true, but it is this like slow, consistent damage all the time, which versus the Largo. You know, if you don't also have heal reduction, isn't going to be that effective. That being said, they have a DK, and unfortunately, you know, it's hard to get into a Scotty build these days, and Shiva's Guard doesn't work, so maybe a Tide Crozier could be good. Yeah, the heal reduction's a little hard to come by, actually, in this Iron Wing draft.
See what they decide to go for. Oh, IO Crozier. Now we're talking. There's no way that's good.
Or we'll find something, don't worry, surely.
Dare to dream.
That's right.
Well, yeah, I mean, Iron Wing, okay, they're going to go now with the Lion and the DK. You've got the Blink Dagger reveal here on one. Finger of Death obviously can really make or break these situations. Ideal target would be Kez. We'll see if they decide to take the Wyvern if they run into him.
Yeah, Kez very far back. Scans coming out from both teams right now, trying to figure out what their opponents are up to. And Tide is going to show.
Heritage shows as well. BZM, he breaks. Oh, he gets the stun off, but it's not enough. The TPs came in immediately. And now Tide pops the Ravage. This is not going to work. This is not good at all. BOOMBOYS, they kill 33 again.
I mean, GBK is just too happy to answer the call. If you want to start a fight, he's going to be there. They're getting Whitemon on the side of the map as well. He tried to get out. Not going to happen. I mean, the good news is that BZM retreats back to the Wisdom Shrine and gets that. That's the only positive that's going to come out of that engagement is Save. Very happy to start spamming the voice lines once again, as he's having a fantastic performance on this Rubik so far. A hero that we've seen plenty of heroes struggle with when they try and bring it out. These players, like, they love playing Rubik, obviously, but you've got to be so tight on your steals.
Has been, at least so far. But this is the question for Iron Wing, is how do they respond to this adversity? They're now down 4K gold at 15 minutes. They've been waiting for this timing with Io. He's almost at the Aghanim Scepter, still 4 levels away from finishing off that level 15 talent. That's obviously the timing that they're waiting for, but how much are they going to lose in the lead up to it?
And on top of that, I mean, you mentioned they don't have a good pipe builder, which is true, but we've got the Mage Slayer done on the Kez. We got the Mage Slayer done on the Viper, so they're finding other ways to deal with this overwhelming magic damage that's going to be coming out here from Iron Wing. And you're seeing the kind of sad items coming out. Like the Yules on the Tide. That's a sad item. That's not a feel-good item on Tide Hunter. You don't want to be doing that.
I mean, it's very good in this instance. It's exactly what he needs, but the fact that he needs it doesn't feel good.
No, it's not. If you can wrap your head around that one, you've figured out Dota.
That's right. 12-2. I mean, I feel like at this stage, you've also got to start thinking about, like, as BOOMBOYS, do you want to go into the Roche?
I mean, they do have an amplified damage rune on GBK. It's a little early for my liking, you know. Yeah. I'd rather just keep bullying Pure while he doesn't do anything.
That's fair.
But this is where the catch comes into play. They don't have the Stolen Earth Spike anymore. Saves wrapped behind by the TP.
Oh, man, that was really close. Oh, just barely getting out of there.
Denying the accurate. Good. And look at Whitemon way in behind here. He's going to just try decaying the wave from the fog. This is what they're reduced to right now. Hiding at the top Lotus Pool, spamming out decays. They are just playing off the map right now, trying to delay everything that they can.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of good things happening right now for them. And I mean, at least the gold lead is staying steady. You know, the farming is good. If they can continue to delay and keep this net worth lead sort of stagnant, then they've got something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm boomerang a little bit. Like, they've actually done a pretty good job so far. Like, Pure escaping there is big because now he gets his relocate.
Yes, and this one is nice. They move in, find the kill on Nero. Can they find any more after the fact? Pure relocate wearing out soon. They break and tether away. So that is the type of thing that we need to be seeing from Iron Wing.
Yeah. And a lot of that comes just from how Whitemon was playing. Up there, like, pushing out the wave. They had a ward in the lane from Ahri as well, trying to control this space. So they punished Miro a little bit on this Largo. Is a slower hero who really wants to be farming up. And again, lowest net worth of the cores. The hero's struggling so far here today in the series. Not getting into any sort of a dominant position. Kanomi is going for the Blink Dagger, so he's going to be their first real good way to jump into a fight. Not the best hero to start the fight. He likes to see a fight develop a little bit more when Kanomi's playing this Winter Wyvern, but just getting something forced and trying to lock Iron Wing into a fight might be enough, because they just, you know, they have overwhelming potential to win these engagements in a fair fight for BOOMBOYS. I like the Force Staff too.
18 minutes, 3,000 gold lead, and going to be going into the BKB for Kiritich. The BOOMBOYS getting these items and then likely going to be playing together around a map. Iron Wing very clearly just wanting to play around Aghanim Scepter for Io, relocate plays, some pickoffs here and there.
Yeah, and this is a game where you're seeing Ari starting to fall behind this Lion, right? Lion is not good in a game like this. You're not good at pushing out waves. He's just trying to Earth Spike for the flag there. Yeah, he's just gone. No chance to play.
I mean, well, is there, I mean, they're sort of around this area with the Lion and the DK, and now it kind of falls apart. Ari is going to get jumped upon, and Kiritich is going to take him out in just a moment. It's happened so quickly.
Yeah, the two supports trying to do something down here. Meanwhile, 3-3 getting walked down in the mid lane. GBK just chucking the Viper Strike on him, reducing him to half health.
I mean, that's the thing that's weird, right? Like, you see that move come down. They were bringing in Whitemon, Ari. They're trying to make a kill happen, and it just didn't really function that well. You can see Dota Plus is saying we're just at 50-50. Even though it's a substantial lead right now for BOOMBOYS, this one's not going to be decided immediately.
To me, it's because there's a burden on BOOMBOYS still to pressure forward here, but they have the tools for it, right?
Yes.
Like, they have this Spirit Vessel with many charges on save, so if they try and fight them with the DK or with the IO or with, I mean, Tide obviously got the Dispel of the Blubber, so that's nice, but, oh, sorry, we can call it Kraken again now, my bad.
There we go.
Of the Kraken. that is, you know, that is the item you need to just kill this IO and DK. They got nothing.
Well, the only thing that they need to do is find those targets, get them into a fight, and Iron Wing is going to continue to dodge whenever they're at all possible to do so.
Yeah, they're a very frustrating team to play up against. They're definitely one of the best teams in the world at doing this, at both reading the map and doing this, as we call it, ghost pushing, where it seems like waves are disappearing, you're not getting the full vision of where they are, you're not getting this this pressure that you're expecting from what you feel like is control over the map, as we see a IO relocate into the mid here.
Yeah, knows that they were tormenting, so can come on now forward and pressure this. And get some damage there onto the building. Backs it away. Ari gonna take a long walk, try and steal a shrine, I guess. As yeah, the call comes out, he's heading that direction.
Yeah, that's nice.
Largo's over in that area too, and the TP over from Rubik.
I mean, this could be great news for Save if he manages to get a steal from this.
Well, they also are bringing in the Wyvern. Oh, just walks into range, and now they see him. Yeah, he got it again.
Oh, that's
found
so
and
good.
killed.
They're both going to be level 12 now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Not quite for Kadomi, sadly. He's a little behind. Gem picked up. Okay. BOOMBOYS are done, folks. They are picking up the gem on the Winter Wyvern. They're going to make their way to Roche. They have a stolen Earth Spike. They want to take over this game. They got 5 Spirit Vessel charges ready on save. He is ready to play some Dota. He wants to fight. They throw the Viper Strike on a very low mana IO.
Pure, No Man's Land tries to go for the tether to get away, but he's still being brought very, very low. And Kiritich right on him, finds him. You were waiting and farming all this time, and just nothing.
I love that BKB usage. I love that just to like guarantee this kill, you know? Yeah, he didn't end up needing it, right? He could have got it without it, but if there's backup, if there's something else there, suddenly the IO escapes and this Roche doesn't feel as good, but they are hitting the timings they want. That being said, the burden is still here. I strongly believe that BOOMBOYS still have a difficult road to follow here, and that is the strength of the Iron Wing draft. But currently they are on track. Just, so annoying, dude. Yules into Ag Scepter on this Tide.
A little bit of a jump from BZM and then the back away. And now the Winter's Curse. Oh, this could go really bad, but there's no BKB on Kiritich. Keep that in mind. Goes for the Finger of Death onto the Wyvern. Kiritich low, but not solo. Ravage out, just barely able to connect. The big stun coming out from Save, though. That's what they needed. And Kiritich, he will live through it. Finally, they bring in the IO. Pure trying to do what he can. Could Yule Scepter lift up to stop the chase, but it's not looking like enough. Pure comes back in just to die, and 33 in trouble. Iron Wing, farm all this for what?
Save my goat, dude. The stun into the Soul Rip heal gets a gush at the end there as well. He's chucking out Spirit Vessel charges everywhere. The heals of the Largo, because they go into this fight without the IO, right? Like, he's dead for quite a while before they can relocate Pure into this engagement. He was pumping out the damage on that Rubik, second only to the Viper in that fight. Like, Save was a beast in that one.
Doing ravages of his own, and
they were close, right? Like, they almost had something, but just, I mean, it didn't fully connect.
This is a really tough way right now with 4 kills. Iron Wing on the verge of being eliminated unless they can pull something together here. This is not the way you want your TI appearances to end.
Well, it's funny because they just picked up the Carriage gets a little aggressive here, but they don't.
There's no follow-up. Nobody's here.
There's nothing. They just got the eggs on Tide, which to me is like, okay, we're full rat mode, right?
Yeah.
Like we are just pushing waves, we are not engaging, and then they go for this fight, maybe thinking that someone had already left and they would immediately split and pressure out. Like, it reeks of desperation a little bit there, and rightfully as it should, I suppose. BKB up here on Pure, will it save him?
Oh, he can't afford to go in there right now, or rather go down. But yeah, the BKB is maybe going to be enough to make people a little bit less hesitant, but safe. Save. Wait, they jump in to kill him though. Okay, save gone. Okay, GPK is doing a lot of damage. 7 seconds to get away. Miero tries to chase. How much can GPK do? Needs a few more hits, but Pure manages to get out of there. He's still burning down though. The damage, Pure. Oh, he'll survive. He has to pop the BKB.
Moving down towards 3-3, but yeah, they've got to back it up right now.
What a scary Viper.
All that for a Rubik kill. You lose your DK. Not how they drew it up here. And Miro nearly into a BKB just as the recipe to go here on the Largo. So give him some staying power in these fights. Help out his team. You know, if he pops BKB before the Ravage, then he can help heal up everybody. Get some clutch dispels out as well. And very good Lotus game as well if he wants to go into that after. Like, he already has the shard here. We haven't talked about it either, but the combination of the Croak, right? Like, not a typical one in the Viper, but works great. Anything amplified by Spell Amp is going to get the bonuses from Croak Genius, and Viper obviously has plenty of damage that gets amped. So this is a totally doable combo.
I will also say, as much as both of these teams are known for their like clean gameplay and making sure that they're not overextending, this is TI main stage, it's an elimination game. This 10,000 gold lead that they have right now on BOOMBOYS can be undone in a second with bad positioning,
really can.
with a bad, you know, just putting one hero forward when they shouldn't have. BOOMBOYS have to be clutch, they have to be clean to close this one out.
Right now, playing very aggressive here. CM on the tower with 3-3.
The wraparound comes, Ari spots them, Hex onto the Viper, but there's no follow-up, there's nobody there to help. EZM starts to hit on the save is there. They go for the Cold Embrace Winter Curse combo. Pure lives through it, Whitemon is gone, but that's one support each out of there. Katomi in trouble from BZM. More hits, but the arrow is there. The Frog keeps him alive, tries to get out, not gonna happen, Pure. TP, can you do it? Oh, just barely, dying in the fountain damn near, but will manage to survive.
And the Region of the Well coming in clutch on that one. We still have Ari actually in here with that catapult, as he's still lurking around where this fight happened. Has a TP out if he needs it. All right, 2 supports for a support and a core. Still ends up being relatively even on the gold and the XP. Nothing too crazy overall here, and that will be the end of this Aegis, expiring in 20 seconds here.
Yeah, that could have been another one of those moments.
The focus on to save, they really want to take him out of this fight.
Yes.
He has become a very large problem here for the side of Iron Wing, so focus him down.
Ari on this ward, heading up, Kiritich on the hunt. Does he pass through? Does he have an inkling as to where that lion might be? I think so. Hex is out, throws the Earth Spike, Tumbler's Toy, and a Blink TP.
At the same time, they were chasing 3-3 up top, but they don't quite find him. He gets into the tree line and TP's out. A couple of Iron Wing heroes escaping out of this one. And GPK losing a bit of his luster as the game goes later. You know, he's obviously still very high in the net worth, but this ability to just Viper strike someone and almost guarantee that they're dead is starting to wane here.
And worth noting that the Iron Wing reset that they've been able to do. I mean, you're going to lose Whitemon. He's going to have to go for the Tombstone. Unfortunately, you can't TP out while you're in the Tombstone.
Oh, next match, you think? Or no?
Probably not.
That might be a little unbearable.
He is going to be back again with that Ceaseless Dirge. But yeah, like, the fact that, you know, you get this big lead, you've still got your greedy enchantments, you're still farming up all the lanes. They're not out of this one yet. But I would definitely rather be playing the game from BOOMBOYS' position right now.
We did see what happens as the game goes later with this IO, though.
Yes.
It does become completely absurd, and even though DK is becoming sure there's not no red right, like still a good parent.
Then Kiritich, do they have enough to burst him? He's low, he's gone. That's what we're talking about. That move right there can lose you TI, get you out of this tournament. That's all it takes.
Yeah, nice maneuver in there. The chain stun there from the line always can be powerful, and that's the gem.
Stun. Chasing for more, finds the follow-up BZM. Oh, Iron Wing.
I mean, your lead just got cut in half.
BOOMBOYS.
That happens real quick, dude.
See that floor coming up at you. It's not what you want to see. 24-9.
BOOMBOYS have looked their best when they're fully grouped up, right? When they're pushing an objective, when they know that there's something to gain if they just all move together. In this case, they're getting a little pulled apart, again, because of this push that's coming up from Iron Wing. They're still smoking their way back through. They will not find the Largo. But Pure might run into Miro here. But shouldn't be able to deal with them. Yeah, I'll just BKB.
This is a scary moment right now. I mean, again...
And look at BZM's build here, right? Like, he sees where the game is going, and he wants to help his IO. He wants to become a powerful force to play with this hero and not just go down the beaten path of every single DK this game, or this entire tournament going like, blink into Shivas, you know?
Kiritich, he's waiting for him. Ooh, reveals.
I mean, it was hard to get that last kill. They had everybody.
True. That's true.
I don't think you really want to force this right now as Iron Wing.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, they needed the Ravage, and that is going to be one of the big limiters for this, is the cooldown on Ravage for 33. Obviously, positioning is immensely important.
Yeah, I'd like to get his shard here soon, too. He's currently sitting on 3k gold, trying to figure out what he wants to do. Bit of a tough call for the Tide.
Again, as this game slows down, this IO becomes stronger and stronger. I mean, so too will the Kez, but like T was talking about right before we came into this game, that BKB timing, it's a limited window where you're able to fight.
Yeah. And you actually feel like this really strong force who can like lead the fight. Then it kind of feels like you're like the second jump in. You don't really want to be the focal point of any engagement as a Kez later on.
Iron Wing, take down Tormentor. Ari gets the shard.
He did so much off of this Kez kill. I feel like you could really just go back and watch a replay of this and just think like, what happened after that Kez died, right? Like they rotate in. They're able to just like clean up some of the space. They get the gem. They get some D wards down. They push out their waves. They make their way to the Tormentor, all grouped up, and that's 8k now gone from right when they jumped that Kez.
A little bit of daylight, and they'll run through it. Trying to work their way out of this pit. Found themselves in.
Miro is also in a bit of an ugly spot here on this Largo, where he's halfway towards his Aghanim Scepter. He's not going in towards the Lotus. He wanted to go for something a little bit larger here, but it's you know, at this point in the game, there's going to be some big engagements where he might just be sitting with a point booster in his inventory.
33 having this Crozier almost completed. So now one of the other big things that we've seen be effective for the BOOMBOYS is healing up after the fact. Now this one right now could be the game decider. Less than 1,000 gold, just about separating these two squads. GPK trying to take down Roche. It has already roared. There's an imp damage bottom, but 33 ready to walk into this. Are they going to come and contest?
Forget about save though. He's waiting for this Ravage if they go in.
Do they know what's going to happen? Stun already out onto Miero and Aegis on Kiritich. They get it. They get out.
Too many cancels on the blink from 3-3. They're throwing those frogs up there from Miero. They find where the Tide is and they lock them down.
Imp damage down bottom. You can see the Crozier. He's gonna be strong, but it only works if you can get on top of people.
Yeah, BZM's also nearby here, but he's gonna get out. And Kiritich really trying to find somebody here.
That Roche felt necessary for BOOMBOYS, based upon the way that the game was starting to swing.
Yeah, it was trailing. It was not feeling good, and still they're coming in here on Iron Wing. They want to find them separated. Maybe greedily farming with this Aegis. Maybe seeing some of these items, right? Thinking like, hey, they want their Largo to get towards Ags before they want to push or fight or something, but they actually haven't separated.
So what does the good fight look like for Iron Wing right now? Is it anybody separated? Is it particular heroes? Or
I mean,
on the other side?
Look at their scan right now. This is what they think is happening. They think that someone's down here trying to finish their items and they're not grouped up. And I think that is the read, as you're saying. Like, The BOOMBOYS are worried about being found out like that, so they are playing quite a bit tighter. Save does show up in this top tower.
And immediately they kill him. Kiritich runs in. Might go here on to BZM. Spots him. Echo Slash, silence. Looking for the slowdown. The stun is there.
It's a lot.
And forcing out the BKB. TP away. Oh, uh-oh.
Yeah. That ain't it. That feels pretty bad right now because now that Aegis is just nothing. Right? Like, he doesn't want to come and engage with no BKB for a minute and a half. That's half the Aegis. He might be forced to, honestly, because the rest of his team is pretty ready here, but BZM reveals the full Mjolnir, just puts it all together. Now, you know, in that time frame, we've got the Aghanim Scepter finished here from Miro, so he's quite a bit tankier, but Akez still can't go into this engagement without his BKB. And does this Largo Ags even change that much for him? I feel like it lets him farm and split push a little bit faster, and it'll feel great if he gets a Catalyst.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it's looking like at the moment.
They need that for sure. And obviously, being able to throw the Crooked Genius onto the Viper, that is something that can make all the difference in the world. Like, it's percentage-based damage. It's good stuff, but I don't know. It's scary. Scary, scary.
Yeah, and this is, again, it comes back to this idea of just like the pressure that was here for BOOMBOYS to keep going. The burden that you have in this draft is very heavy. You must keep pushing on the map. You must keep getting objectives, and they stalled out. And they itemized to create this stall on Iron Wing, and they have succeeded. They have done this so many times against so many teams, and I'm sure it never gets less frustrating to play against.
Frustration. All it takes is a moment. Mess up. Now they scan, they hit, they find Whitemon, but he's hexed. Gets inside the tombstone. Living for the moment. Now in trouble. Kiritich, you went in far. The Radiant scanned, but they still get him.
BKB is back up here. Teammates are coming. They're not even going to try and do something after. A lot of respect here from Iron Wing. Just going to let him go down bottom. 3-3 is chasing after GPK a little bit here. Kind of bluffing, like, no, they're here. They'll be right here. And well, here they come.
So the team moving in. GPK already goes for the back line. There's no save for GPK. He's got to run.
But now his teammates are here.
Can they chase down Pure? Can they do anything at all? BKB already popped from Kiritich. He's in. On to Pure, and now turns on to BZM, and now trying to run in, but he's pushed away the Ravage to turn it. Niero, it's not meant to be.
3-3, the
GPK, but wait a minute, though, hold on, they take down Pure.
Not enough.
GPK comes in for the close, and now the chase on to 33. So just when you think with Niero dead, that's starting to look good, he gets the blink out. Save, not able to put the exclamation point on the kill there. Wow.
Man, they needed that kill desperately on that IO.
Yes.
The Crozier came out during the Kez ulti. That was Kiritich's big play, right? It was like to get off the Raptor dance, heal up a little bit, and then keep going that fight. But then the Crozier happens, it's like, oh, I'm not healing very much right now, am I?
Had to jump away from that one with the grappling hook. But you can see, back and forth we go. I mean, this is what you want out of a game 3.
Oh, yeah. No, it was looking problematic there, especially with that last play. Losing the IO on this path to level 25 maybe opens up one last window here for BOOMBOYS to actually force something decent for them, but I am concerned with a Mjolnir, Dragon Knight, and an IO about to hit 25. How are they going to fight this?
I mean, that's going to be the thing to watch for. Like, Viper, no longer universal with his little ability there. But you do still have an incredible amount of right-click damage coming out from him, and I kind of wonder how strong the Crooked Genius Viper combo will be.
Yeah, it is good. I think it's, I mean, Kataomi, though, the weight upon him on this, like, he could just win this game with a curse. Likewise, you know, maybe a stolen Ravage here. It's very hard to get, though, as you already saw. Like, Safe's trying, but he's just getting hit with the Kraken Shell. Big Tide buffs.
Oh, and Largo did not get it. Not get the Catalyst. Instead, Enchanter's Bauble.
Oh, game 3, he says. I be bobbling. Okay. All right, so basically, if he gets the bauble, I guess not necessarily says he thinks it's going late.
Well, he didn't have an option for it. I checked. He didn't have an option for Conjurer's Catalyst.
Oh, no, but I just mean compared
yes,
to other items.
I see,
but yeah. Yeah, exactly. And likewise, though, the Tide Hunter did get the Catalyst. So throwing out the, I mean, these waves are just going to explode. All right, Shadowblade finished up for the Dragon Knight. New avenue into the engagements here for BZM. Satanic done for GPK. He is really going into the identity of the tower in this game. Very limited mobility. He's a very hard-hitting and tanky slug, but a slug nonetheless.
Yeah, That is going to be the problem. I mean, the Hurricane Pike is nice at least. Kiritich, I mean, again, like, you've got these jumps that can happen from Lion, which hypothetically sound good in the late game, but, like, is Io really going to be able to kill Kiritich in the duration of a Lion disable? Probably not.
I feel like you just need a Swift. I just think you need a Blink sometimes.
Oh, for the Viper.
Yeah, sometimes it feels like, you know, bring back TC Dota. The Blink Viper gamer himself.
Ari trying to run, will make his way out under the cover of that Glimmer Cape. EZM, in the meantime, is in pretty deep here. He is a little surrounded. Okay. They find him. He didn't get it off in time, and Whitemon tries to salvage it. Not going to happen. Just going to end up dead as well. 2 down. Boomboys find their target. 33. He's Crozierin, but the winner's curse. They've got him caught again. The rest of the squad coming in, but I don't think they're going to be able to help him.
They're on to Ari, too.
In fact, they've got him. Ari under fire with Nero chasing. Wait, 33 got out?
Made the space.
Oh!
In the stun, he's looking for a blink.
He's trying to get out of there. Let him escape. It's not going to happen. They find and they kill the Lion, but he got his Tide Hunter out of dodge.
Credit where credit's due. He definitely saved him on that one. And Pure takes advantage of this. He's pushing the bottom tower right now with a creep.
I mean, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it forces out the glyph. They're constantly doing these counter plays across the map with the relocate. It's very frustrating. That's, you know, the talent at 20 and the level 25 with the -2 seconds. He is just everywhere right now. It does mean you don't have to worry about this attacking the tethered target with the DK at the very least.
Well, Trent, I will say, I'm wondering, we've seen a lot of these games with some split push, some rat Dota coming out. Can you imagine, is there a way, is there a possibility?
A Stygian DK IO hitting the base?
I don't know.
I tell you, it'll be very fast.
Let's see if they end up going.
He gets level 30 or something on this IO. When we get into that stage, it's going to be really hard to deal with. Of course, they do have the best solution. Yeah. You know, they picked it first after the IO. It is the winner Wyvern.
Well, the other problem, they're going to need to deal with this pressure coming into the base. The creep already very low. Stun out from Ari.
Yeah, I'm trying to sneak a bit here on the top of the invis, but there is a sentry down.
Building falling. They don't have great answers to this. They tried to take down that banner, but the banner still stands.
Kataomi's way back on the Wyvern.
33 broken. Stun. 33 in trouble. 33 dead. And now Kiritich jumps onto the DK. There is no buyback on 33. No buyback on DK. Why did he go in right there? Oh, no! Oh, the crumble, the crumble! He relocated nowhere! What is happening? We're dying! He's trying to get out of there. The save for the moment, the tombstone, but he's into the fountain. That doesn't mean you're safe, sir. They're chasing in. They're going to the fountain. Yes, they do! They take them down! Boomboys say enough! We are done with this main stage game. We're going to end this now!
Nowhere is safe!
No buybacks, no answer. We're thinking about 15 minutes down the line.
They've just bought a Deso. This game is over.
This game. GG is called. Boomboys knockout Iron Wing.
A haymaker to the face. They just sit GPK up there. You can run from the Viper, but you can't hide. You go in your face. I will come for your buildings. They won't move away from me. Give me the cloak. I will do the rest. That telekinesis plus the break from the Viper blew up 3-3. The fight was over.
He destroyed that one. That was nuts. And again, one of these moments where, like, it was looking sort of like maybe you had a way back into this for Iron Wing. Things were speeding back that direction, and oh god, it's gotta hurt. I mean, get knocked out like that this moment for 33 on the main stage.
I mean, you know, that's high ground defense, Tide Hunter. You're thinking like, yeah, I'm gonna duck these waves. I'm gonna come in with this Bradley. He's calculating. He's thinking about all the possibilities. The Rubik. I had my Kraken, and he was gone. He had a win. You know, he's got Krellos. Their saves all abound, but he couldn't press any of the buttons, Lyrical.
Boomboys, they managed to take them down, and while it's gotta be hard to go out in that way, former teammates shaking hands with Pure, who last year were able to make it all the way to top 4, now eliminate them here. A lot of respect shown between these two teams, but it is Boomboys that were victorious, that come out on top and getting a little bit of love from the crowd.
I mean, what a clutch up performance by these players. That high ground siege, you guys have all seen it. You know going high ground's not easy. They had so many perfect plays there to break down the defense that was there from Iron Wing, and they made it look so easy.
Beautiful performance indeed. And again, one of these moments where like you think about the players and how much it means to them to be there up on the big stage, and just were not able to pull it together for Iron Wing and BOOMBOYS. An immaculate performance. They were down so much in this series. There were so many times where we thought they were right on the edge.
There was a lot of ups and downs. They risked it. They gave away the IO.
Yes.
In that last game, after just dominating with game 2, they had the answer in this one.
We'll see now as we hear from the champs as they move on forward down on the stage.
观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎来到赛后采访。那现在在我身边的是来自 BOOMBOYS 的 Critic， 以及我们的 Slugs。Thank you so much, Marshall. So good to see you up here, my man. Kiritich, Kiri Meow Meow, if you will. This has got to feel good. You have got to feel amazing right now. Am I right?
Of course.
Good to hear. Are you feeling a little better than yesterday? You know, the whole the incident. You know, what was it like getting through that to now having this incredible win?
Yeah, just yesterday, P-Vision destroyed me. It's a bit for me sad and I'm a bit tilted, but good conclusion from yesterday game. Right now I'm ready to fight, ready to lose, ready to win. That's it.
好了，首先上来的话也是问了一下 Kiri 的昵称 Kiri 喵喵，想问一下他昨天的话，其实看到他有用力的拍桌子，不知道他今天获胜了之后的感觉好一些了没有 ？Kiri 也说哈，其实昨天输给 Vision， 我们确实打得没有对方好，但是我觉得给了我们一个很好的复盘机会，我们现在已经做好了准备，准备去赢，准备去输，准备好了 TI 上任何应付一切。I mean, you gotta say, you put down Pure. Any words for that man? A bit of a competition for you here. 我们现在可能也知道了谁才是更好的 IO 大哥1号位，你也是战胜了 Pure， 你觉得呢？
I don't know what to say. I think best IO it's Anna, of course. I'm after Anna.
我觉得最好的 carry IO 可能还是安娜，但我觉得我应该就在她之后了。Yep, absolutely. Talking a little bit about Anna, you've talked before about Miracle. You've talked about all these legends that have been on this stage before you and how you hope to gain to their heights. Do you feel like you're getting close, my man? 那既然你提到了安娜，那像你之前的话，你说过你也特别喜欢 Miracle 这些传奇的选手，你觉得今天你在台上，你有没有感觉自己离他们越来越近了？
I don't know what to say. Miracle, Matumba, it's my heart. I love them so much, but of course, I want to play better. I'm not on the level Miracle right now. I'm not playing super good. I just play casual. I'm still less than my like said. Like I'm короче. I want to say something fun, good, but my English is not high level. But okay, it doesn't matter. Miracle good. I'm trying to be like him.
Yes, reach those heights. You know what? Screw it. Just say it in your native language. We'll get it translated too. 我觉得确实哦 ，Miracle、Matu 这些选手一直都在我的心里。但我觉得我现在的话，可能还没有达到他们的高度，但是我永远会向着他们去出发的。All right, my friend. Now, last question for you. Thank you very much. Pure's BB team made it to 4th last year. You took over this team. You gave it dedication. You brought the reins in, and now you are close. When will you be satisfied? Will you be satisfied with now 6th that you have? Will you need 4th? When will you be happy, my friend? Pure 的 BB 在去年拿到了前4的成绩，那今年的话，你战胜了他们，然后你现在是前6，还要往前走多久 ？Kurtage 觉得他才会满意
Can you repeat like?
Yes. When are you gonna be happy? Is it 6th place? Is it 4th place? Or do you need the win to go home, baby?
Bro, I'm right now so happy. I'm playing on TI in Shanghai. It's so good. I'm so happy. If I'm losing, if I win, I don't care. I'm so happy to play here. So we will see what happens. I want to just play better, learn my lessons from game, make good conclusion, and improve every game.
我现在真的非常开心，能够在上海来参加我们的国际邀请赛。我不想管我的成绩，我只想打得更好，打得再好一点。我会不断的学习复盘，然后去进步。也是感谢大家对我们的支持。Thank you so much, incredible job. Thank you. 好了，也是感谢 Slacks， 感谢 Heritage。我们把剩下的时间给到我们的分析台。
A lot of smiles and happiness on that stage as Kirtic and his team BOOMBOYS, they advance here and they have eliminated Iron Wing. A lot to break down here with this game because I want to talk about Kirtic, but can we just for 1 second? They banned out Ember, Puck, and Lina, Slaughter Storm, Snapfire, Pangolier, and guess what? GPK still beyond godlike, Rhea.
Yeah, I mean, his Viper was so good. I kind of wanted to know what would they do. They were going to win their lanes. Obviously, that is what you do. You pick your Viper, you farm your items, you show up and you say, no one touched my Pookie. You go and Viper roll any Tide Hunter that ever wants to step up and try and be a tank for his team. You don't allow them any map space and you ruin every single fight that they want.
Yeah, I mean, they just read Iron Wing perfectly. Like in the adaptations, understand like, okay, we pick our Viper. We're not going to sit back and just the fear of the break. It's like they went across the river, they broke the Tide Hunter multiple times, and they kind of shut them down to the point where Iron Wing thought they could maybe fight. It's like, come on, guys, you like lost the early game so hard that you're scrambling into the game. There's no IO timing to play on, and like you're gonna see it here in one of the team fights, right? Like I think the Tide Hunter had just picked up the Ags, like the IO's already dead, the Winter Wyvern's hitting the curse. Like this is basically Iron Wing's way of saying we really want to try and fight, but we've already made the mistake like in the first 20 minutes that we're already putting kind of the first nail in our coffin and the eventual elimination of our team.
Yeah, this is why I felt like even though I like the Iron Wing draft, but based on just like how they want to play as a team, this is not the setup that they're very comfortable. Whenever Pure is playing a hero that kind of AFK farms for 20 minutes, the team just doesn't really feel like they have a lot of moves to make, and there'll be a lot of random deaths on the map because nobody's trying to play the game. Everyone is just farming. So somebody's going to die somewhere.
Yeah, and a lot of people died somewhere. One thing that a lot of teams sometimes have very much difficulty with is going high ground. It seemed like BOOMBOYS did not have that issue whatsoever. And that means Iron Wing has played their last game on the main stage. I'm sure that they are going to be very disappointed with this result. This is a team that has had most Tier 1 tournament victories the entire year, and that's a lot of pressure to bear also from themselves that they put on themselves going into this year's international. So disappointment is where they are, and it's going to be a rough one. But of course, we got to have some final words. So let's head over to Perian.
Yeah, thank you. I am here with Ari. Ari, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I know it's horrible to talk to you under these conditions, and we're sorry to see you go out of the tournament. It felt like you guys had such a great season, and then things that were perhaps outside your control with orgs and stuff maybe unsettled you. Do you think that's fair to say?
队伍整个赛季的成绩非常亮眼，但是战队遇到了一些变动，你觉得对你们会有影响吗？
It's true that we've definitely underperformed in the second half of the season, which is very sad. Of course, we really wanted to do well this TI. We actually did feel confident going into it. But this doesn't erase the fact that the first half of the season went very well, and we're still very proud of what we achieved in this time. So overall, I still think we've had a good year.
Absolutely agreed. I can still remember giving you the trophy on the Birmingham stage, felt like yesterday. So many close series at this TI and so many great teams. Do you feel like you were unlucky that it could have gone a different way on another day, or was it just you weren't feeling it? Sorry.
还是说，整个队伍在这个赛季的前半段表现非常亮眼，虽然在第二阶段表现的不如意，但是也不能抹杀他们在整个赛季前半段的成绩，所以他对整个赛季的表现还是非常满意的。然后这次比赛的竞争非常激烈，这样的结果会不会觉得是缺少一些预期？
I wouldn't say unlucky because in the end, on the day, the better team wins. But I did feel like we were finding good form as this tournament went on, and we were feeling confident. And I do think we could have beaten any team in this tournament on a good day, but today just wasn't our day.
我不觉得是不幸运，因为强者为王。我觉得如 果我们状态好的话，我们能打败任何一支队伍。
Ari, is there anything that you'd like to say to the fans and the fantastic crowd here in Shanghai that have been supporting you guys all year?
阿宇，最后有什么想跟现场粉丝，还有整个赛季支持你的粉丝说的吗？
Yeah, I'm super grateful to all of the fans and all the viewers to watch. The crowd is really what makes these events special. The lands we won as well as the CI, playing on stage in front of such passionate crowds is really what makes the experience amazing. So super grateful and super privileged. I hope to be here again next year.
非常感激所有支持我们的粉丝，还有现场的观众，你们的热情是让整个比赛变得更有意义。包括我们之前去参加过的所有线下比赛，包括本次 TI， 都非常感激你给我们这次的机会，也希望明年再见。
A heartbreaking loss, I'm sure, as Ari has still got the presence of mind, of course, to reflect back on a year that was still very successful in the first half. And I think actually, Winter, that is a little bit of a commemoration there. That is impressive to do at this stage after just getting eliminated, I think.
Yeah, it's very hard to like maintain your composure. Like throughout the season, I think it's very disappointing for sure. You know, from their perspective, they start out so well. They obviously feel like they should be able to keep the train rolling. Everybody wants to keep the train rolling, but you can't play every tournament at a 100% level all the time. There's patches, there's breaks. You need to take some rest on the team, and everyone resets. And unfortunately, Dota is a very, very tough game.
It is a very tough game. We're going to see what made it extra tough, because the game we just watched, there was one person in particular that might have flown under the radar a little bit.
Yeah, check this clip out. Sorry, bring the hype up. Watch that Wyvern. The way he plays this fight is incredible. The Lion actually broke the smoke from BOOMBOYS as they went high ground, and the Wyvern was able to catch the heal onto the Rubik, which delayed his death. And this clip is moving way too fast. It's really hard for me to point it out. But he is in such a good position on this high ground that the fight that they take over Iron Wings is just so in their favor. The delayed Rubik death means that Lion had to end up committing Finger onto it, so he couldn't use it on someone else. And then right after that moment, Wyvern then blinks down to the low ground and gets the curse off onto the Io, so Io can no longer enter the fight. Tide gets caught in the curse, and they also cannot like counter engage with the Ravage. And then on top of that, Kataomi Wyvern then flies over the Roche pit and kites the DK around, who's then trying to kill the Wyvern and just can't. So this guy single-handedly managed to disable at least 3 heroes by himself, which allows his team to clean up the Undying kill, remove the Tombstone from play, and then chase down the remaining 2 cores and turn a very decisive fight to look towards their victory. I honestly, absolutely sublime positioning and spell usage from Kataomi Wyvern in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure as a fellow sport player, Tiga, you also saw Kataomi like, yeah, that guy is going to go far this one.
I mean, it's Kataomi Wyvern, right? You say those 2 words together, you're going to expect plays like that, right? Of course, the best Winter Wyverns in the world, they understand all these little, minutiae of the hero, and I think that was a perfect display of what the hero can do, and a reason why BOOMBOYS do consistently pick this hero whenever they have access to it. Compared to other teams where they often quite ignore this hero, BOOMBOYS, they will go for it, they will pick it up. But yeah, you can see from the stats on screen, they had an excellent game. We pretty much said we want to see them win the lanes. We want to see them just own this game. Throughout the best of 3, they're kind of improving, shaping themselves to understand what they had to do. And I think in game 3, it just truly it was the perfect example of like why they are meant to be the winners here. Like Iron Wing, they weren't making these developments, but BOOMBOYS, the perfect game 3 from them.
Yeah, adjustment definitely there now, also with a total of 6 games played on the main stage. Looking fantastic, looking strong, and looking still very much alive in the lower bracket. We're going to give the MVP to GPK. He was heavily focused in this game number 3, Winter. He was targeted in the draft. He was a menace in the game. Well deserved. 2 games in a row, we gave him this MVP.
Yeah, he made a very, very important like ganks towards the Tide, like the couple of Viper strikes to kill off the Tide. I mean, some of them may be avoidable for 33, but I think overall GPK, he understood where to attack. He can't really kill the Io on the top lane, so Tide was a very, very obvious target for him. And as soon as the Tide had to retreat and he can't really pressure the bottom side, the whole map became theirs, and they just kept farming, and they weren't really rushing. They were just playing for their timings, and they got to their timings, and Iron Wing just couldn't really fight them anymore.
they could not. And if you can't fight, you lose. And that's what they did. They are eliminated. And that is part of the competition. And it's beautiful because that's also what made Kirtic so happy on stage, because he did not get eliminated. We have one more in store for you today. One more elimination. One more lower bracket series coming your way. And it is between two teams that we all expected would face each other eventually, but maybe not in the first round of the lower bracket. I'm talking about Team Liquid and Falcons. So we are gonna see them going head to head. The series yesterday, that's probably, both of those series are probably part of the reason why so many predictions were ruined at the end of yesterday's 4 best-of-3s. Yandex, Enigma Galaxy, happy in the upper bracket after knocking these two down. And we're going to focus our attention first on Team Liquid, Tigov. This team, you know, game 1 of the series against Yandex, it was very close. And we're like, okay, you know, that can happen. And then they got absolutely smacked down by Yandex. And this is a team that we don't expect ever to see smacked down like that.
Yeah, I feel like game 1, all was kind of, the drafts are fine, is the gameplay in the moment, you know, niche with an agent hitting a mid-tower, overextending at the high ground the entirety of Liquid and overplaying their hand. Game 2, you can just chalk it up to a bit of an outdraft. I think, you know, the Slark into the end mid, the IO to pair with the Slark. So game 2, draft can be improved. I think you focus more towards game 1. That is the game where I think Liquid in form, when they won TI a couple years back, that is the type of draft where they wouldn't throw away that lead. They would just close out that game cleanly. So I am looking to them to just kind of look towards that game, improve on it, and today they'll be a better team because that first game, I think that was probably one of the best games from yesterday because of how well Yandex held on under the pressure that Liquid applied.
Yeah, and Team Liquid has had a great year as well, and I think that's worth highlighting here.
Yeah, they did have a pretty good year, but I think they picked it up just before TI mainly, right? I think they just won, my apologies. They just won the previous TI event coming into TI. So they kind of had a bit of ups and downs to some degree, but overall, as you can see here, they had some 4th, some 3rd, some 1st. So they had pretty good results, but the general track record of the 5 tournaments pre this TI was a bit more of a pickup, as you see here. Yeah, it's the first to Essence, and then EWC, Blast, Dream League, and Vlahe. It's kind of like, it's okay, but for a team like Liquid, you expect a lot more. But again, critically, they got that first place to Essence. So coming into TI, they have that win. Is it a curse? Is it not? Who knows? Right now, it feels maybe like a little bit like a curse. Again, tier 1 event wins pre-TI historically don't go down too well.
Yeah, so far also, we're talking about Team Liquid. We got to talk a little bit about sports there too, because they're a large region as why they do as well as they did, Rhea.
Yeah, I think they're fantastic. I'm glad that they brought Ace and Tofu into the team together because they have such synergy. Even though they have split apart on the lanes, I think, you know, they went through a lot of trialing of talking about what's best for the team. And at the end of the day, they really didn't want to disrupt Boxy's playstyle because he makes so many calls and he is very proactive with smokes and kills and playing with mid. But Tofu has been a fantastic 5. He's a lot more of an adaptable player. I think he mentioned that in the past, like Boxy doesn't want to play certain heroes. If he were to play 5, Insania also avoided certain heroes, but Tofu is much more willing to fit what is needed for the team. And he has been a massive asset since February. He talked about moving into the captain role and getting more into drafting as well. So this guy is honestly incredibly good. I think even like Eki was talking recently about how you watch 5 games of Tofu playing and you will learn so much about the support role. He was like solo carrying games against Spirit in previous tournaments. Watch this guy's gameplay. He is elite. He is so elite.
He is definitely a star player, and he swapped roles seamlessly, and that is very cool to see. Of course, it has been very cool to see Liquid, especially in the group stages where they did really well. Yesterday might have been an anomaly. We'll have to find out if Team Liquid can find that form again, but first we have to welcome them on the stage. is Team Falcons.